Wetney Euston.
XFM 104.9, kicking off there with the Dandy Warhol Steve.
Sure.
Ricky Gervais Show with me, Steve Merchant.
Well, then always let me say that.
Well, I thought you would...
What?
Well, it's 5 past 1, isn't it?
Already an error has occurred.
Yeah,
it's a shame, because it could have been slick.
But, Steve, we've got some great music. I've been
music.
on a bit of a soul tip this week,
Are
to
you
be honest.
really?
Yeah, I was a bit of a folky last week, but, you know, you got stuff from, like, early Bowie, some Stevie Wonder, a little bit of Groove Armada. We've got the classics. We've got Coldplay, we've got Blur, we've got Ash. We haven't planned anything for the show.
Got nothing, have you? You're just reading the list
of songs that I might
thinking that
play.
will fill up some time.
Oh, no.
Anything interesting happened to you over the week? Nope.
No, I just swore off air, and Carl went, never swear in an on-air studio.
I love it when Carl tries to sound like he's professional and understands the business.
Yeah.
You don't fool us, Carl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I could buy like a Carl, you know, like those Garfields you can stick on a car window.
Oh yeah.
I reckon we should be able to get a car like that we could send out as a gift to people.
That'd be lovely, wouldn't
Just
it?
his little face pressed up against the glass, like a window licker.
Yeah, like you'd have to lick his face to stick it there.
Yeah, that'd be a joy.
Oh, bless him. Or one of those things you throw out a window and it sort of like flaps down. They sell them for £1.
Yeah, exactly. On Oxford Street.
Or
those little dancing
baby
cars.
Pigeons. That's what we used to use. Or frogs from the pond.
Sure. Yeah.
That's cruelty to animals, and I don't condone that. And it was a joke before the RSPCA phone in and say stop throwing frogs at windows.
Well, people who are listening.
And I don't mean the French, by the way. That sounds like xenophobic. Before someone calls in and says stop throwing French people at windows. Yeah. So I'm digging myself into a hole here, aren't I?
Yeah.
It's all gone horribly wrong.
Mention the Germans and then this guy.
yeah. I don't mind the Germans.
No, good.
Carl.
I was just saying, I wonder if people know what Carl looks like in the wide world. Is there any reason why they should have you ever featured on anything, or?
He's like Moby. He looks like Moby.
He does look like Moby. Yeah, that's what it is.
Does that help?
Is that a compliment?
Sort of a Moby who's
Mank.
Had a bit of a tough paper around when he was younger.
Yeah, that's
look
right.
A bit more knackered than Moby.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I think Moby's great. He's one of those people that every opens his mouth, I sort of, I'd love to be mates with him. He talks sense. He's interesting. He's lovely. I don't like his records. There's nothing I can do about that. If I ever come top mates with him, and after about a few years of us like driving around and having a bite, I'll go, Moby, I've never liked anything you've ever done.
Is that what you do with your mates? Just drive round? What are you, 16?
Never. I've never done that.
Go to a car park and just do handbrakes.
Never. I haven't done that since I was like 17, when like it was great to someone had a car.
You couldn't believe that you were just moving.
I remember once, right, my mate, Bob had a car, and there was me and another friend in it, and we were young, about sort of 18, and he did a U-turn when he shouldn't, and this motorbike hit him and came off, and the music, it was just turning music down. It was really, really bad, right? And he was there, and he was really worried, and the motorbike bloke was dazed, and he went, "You okay? I'm really sorry." And the bloke said, "Yeah." And I put my head out the window and went, "Sorry about that, mate. That's the third one today." And this motorbike just looked at him and he went, "No, don't do that, Gervais. Why did you do that? Why did you say that? I just thought it would be funny." I didn't really understand the severity of this.
Have I told on the radio before about that time when I just passed my test and I was driving my parents' Volvo estate, and we went off driving down some country lanes? Have I mentioned
this the one with the...
Yeah. I've told you, have I?
Yeah.
Have I told you, Carl?
No, go on.
Well, but maybe I'll tell you a bit later on.
Let's play a record.
I'll tell you that.
There's a great anecdote about a Volvo estate coming up.
Exactly. That's the kind of stuff you're getting on XFM this Saturday afternoon.
Do you want some Coldplay or what?
Oh, I'd love to.
Bones sinking like stones, all that we fall. Everybody here's got somebody to lean on.
Coldplay. Don't panic. That's the title of the song as well as what I was saying. In fact, I was just saying the title of the song, if I'm being honest, making it sound like it was Conversation, XFM 104.9. It's the Ricky Gervais Show with Steve Merchant.
Thanks.
You were going to tell us a little story about
just
a Volvo
passed my
estate.
test.
Yeah.
My parents had a big Volvo estate, and it's quite a big car to drive.
My parents didn't have a car.
But I know you don't drive cars, Rick, but it's quite a big car to drive if you've just passed your test.
It's safe though, isn't it?
It is very safe, that was the thing.
Yeah.
And I come from the West Country, obviously. There's quite a lot of windy lanes in there.
You're joking, do you?
They have cars there.
Well, here it comes. Blimey, Carl.
Learnt on a tractor, automatic it was.
Do you want me to tell it or not?
Oh! Don't move up the accent! Oh no, I'm not worried. Oh, go on. Go on.
So I went to this party.
You have a go at him being from the north.
Not when he's telling an anecdote.
He's never told an anecdote.
Oh yeah, fair point.
Yeah, go on.
so I went to a party, and I was quite excited because I had the car, I had the motor, and there was a chick heading down to the party that I was like, you know, I had my eye on. And I thought, you know, now I've got a car, and going to the party, it's going to be amazing, right?
You glass
And
eyed,
various friends had said, like, can we get a lift? I thought, yeah, groovy.
Yeah,
I'll pick up the chick as well, who was
Yeah,
a friend of
yeah,
a friend.
yeah.
So cruising down to the party in the motor, you know, the Volvo estate, and there's nothing sexier than that. You know, slipping a little bit of Billy Joel on the stereo or whatever. Something classy.
Go changing.
Exactly. And maybe it was Billy Ocean. I think maybe I was quite a Billy.
Maybe it
Billy
was
phase.
get out of my dreams, get into my car.
Ideally.
Yeah.
So I get to the party, and inevitably it was one of those house parties where the chick that I had my eye on, she kind of was chatting to other guys, and she wasn't really paying attention to me, and I was sort of
Found out to get, was she again?
same old story.
Oh, they make me
They know
laugh.
how to tease, don't they, the
make me
ladies?
laugh. Who are they kidding?
So I'd follow her like a dog, you know, from room to room.
Yeah.
And watch
Quite
her while,
literally, sometimes he was barking.
Yeah.
Go on.
and while, you know, just watch her while she talked to other blokes. And then, obviously because I was driving, I wasn't drinking, so I was not really enjoying myself. And then somebody said, should we go and pick up Vera? And I thought, right, okay. And they went, Steve's got a car, let's all leap in there, we'll go pick up Vera. And this girl was like up for it as well, so I thought, brilliant, you know, I'll be back in the car with her, you know, away from all these lads.
Yeah.
One guy she had her eye on, he came as well, I was a little bit annoyed.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was in the car, so I'm driving down these country lanes, just driving along, and they're directing me, they're saying, go left here, go right. And then suddenly, we stop, and one of them goes, just drive into that field, this pitch black field, right? And I'm sort of, well, it is my parents' car. Just drive in the field, Steve. I'm thinking, well, I don't want to, like, not seem like I'm a hard, cool, crazy kind of guy, because the chick's in the car. So drove the car into the field, they all leapt out, started running off into the darkness, shouting, Vera, 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 where are you? So I'm just sort of sat there in the car, waiting.
Wasn't Vera Lynn, was it? Because she likes to hide in fields.
Bizarrely, it wasn't.
Right.
It was just, I was just left in the car on my own with Billy Ocean, and suddenly, out of the darkness, they come back holding a Vietnamese pot-bellied pig that they had stole from a nearby farm, and they knew that the pig was called Vera because someone knew the farmer or something. Anyway, so they got this pig, so now they're going, I'll put the pig in the back of the car, we'll take it back to the party, it'll be hilarious. I'm thinking, well, you know, I'm not sure I want a pig and all its, you know, piggy crap in the car, right, crammed in there. But they say, yeah, so obviously I'm thinking again, I don't want to look like I'm, you know, a nerd. You know, I'm terrified of that, Rick, ever happened.
Yeah.
So,
So you go, hey, bring the pig into the car.
Exactly.
I'm no nerd.
Exactly.
Yeah, go on.
So now we drive off again. I've got this pig kind of screeching in the back of the car. And, they say, stop again, let's do some cow tipping. And they do that old thing, you know, about the fact because cows sleep standing up, don't they? So you can push a cow over and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're having a wild time, hilarious. So this time, now we get to a sort of dead end in the road. And, they say, well, turn around, let's go back to the party. And I'm thinking, fine. Try and do a 3-point turn in this very narrow country lane, right? Get the Volvo estate wedged horizontally across the road. Can't get it out, just can't seem to sort it out. I don't know what, I'm panicking because there's a pig in the car, right? And, local disgruntled farmers, right? People drunk, partying, probably off their head on some kind of weed, Rick.
Was it loads of blokes with, like, pitchforks and flaming torches
Exactly.
going, burn him. He's playing with our pig.
Exactly that. And so that, do you know, I was so terrified that all I could think was they're gonna have to send a helicopter to lower a magnet onto the top of the car to lift the car up and put it the right way round.
You used to read a lot of comics, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I started doing?
What?
Crying.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Why?
So started crying, just very slightly, started getting upset. And the other guy that the girl fancied, he had to get into the driving seat and sort it out for me by slowly edging forward
So
and
that's the
backwards.
worst bit of the whole story.
Yeah, edging slowly back and forwards. He just sorted it out, just slowly worked the car back round, and then we were off.
You were just gently weeping.
Just gently
where
weeping in the back.
The bloke had just taken the bird that you saw from a distance.
Exactly.
That was basically your wife in your head by then.
Oh, yes.
Wasn't it? I can't
We
believe
were
it.
happily married with a pig for a child.
Don't joke, that could happen.
I know.
The pigs come, if you like.
Sorry? What did you say? What did you say? What did you say?
When you do what, Carl?
What? What did you say? No, what did you say? Because I don't want to have to go to the radio authority again. What did you say then? Just remember.
We are going out live, Carl.
Yeah, remember Tom Binns, right? What did you say?
What I'm saying is, why were they shouting Vera? Because pigs don't come to the name, do they?
Hey? I don't know the ins and outs of pig, you know, how to lure a pig into your trap.
Can I just tell you some very, very interesting things about pigs?
Please do.
Right. One, everyone knows they have a corkscrew-shaped penis, right?
Yeah,
A corkscrew-shaped
Yeah.
penis. That's
Yeah.
the tail, isn't it?
Two, they can't look up. They can't put their head back and look up, right? Three, they can have a 30-minute orgasm.
Rick, is it only pigs that have got a corkscrew-shaped penis?
No, and landlords.
Okay.
Very handy.
Here's one for you.
Go on.
Like insect facts and stuff.
Go on.
If a man was a flea,
You could jump over St Paul's Cathedral.
no,
What?
wrong. It's gone up now. It's the big wheel. The big wheel.
The Millennium
Gone up
Wheel.
now. It's gone up now. Play a record. You're the best. Ash, there's a star on XFM 104.9. Now, Steve,
Yes.
Carl text messaged me in the week, very excited, because he just watched a programme that proved me and you were stupid. Remember we sort of championed the anti-supernatural?
Yes.
We-
Skeptical view.
We're just absolutely skeptical about things like that. We're atheists. We don't believe in ghosts, anything like that. Anything supernatural. We're followers of James Randi, a genius of our times. But Carl saw something that proved us wrong. I'd like Carl to tell you what this proof was, what he saw it on, and look at him. Go on then.
It was on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I was watching. You see, the problem is I didn't get the full story, so you could pick holes out of it.
Sure.
But I was
Unlike your usual investigations into the supernatural.
Which are
It was
thorough.
called. Can I just say what the programme was called?
Mr. Exorcist.
Oh, brilliant.
So
Sounds like an academic work to me.
Yes.
the bit that I caught, I just flicked it over, sort of seeing what's on the telly, and I thought, oh, Exorcist, I've seen it, but there's nothing else, and I watch it, and then I realised it wasn't the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have a bit of this. And there was an old woman and a daughter, and as far as I was aware, the bit I picked up on, they were saying, oh, you know, it's dreadful, and unless you've been through it, you know, you've had ghosts in your house and that, you really don't know what it's like.
Yeah, sure.
And the main thing that seemed to be getting them down was the fact that the budgie was getting stressed.
The budgie was getting stressed.
Because animals can sense the other side, can't
Oh, okay. Can they?
they? Yeah.
Okay.
So,
And how was that manifesting itself? You don't know. What was the budgie doing?
I think it just wasn't happy.
Right. Did it explain that to people, or
No,
how
do you
did
know,
it express that?
budgies are known for being chirpy, aren't they?
I see, and it
And
wasn't chirping.
It normally swings on its little perch and that. And
Just depressed because it was
Right.
possessed.
It was just sat around in its pajamas.
so
No. Come on,
So-
Steve.
Sorry.
Come on, Steve. You're making this a mockery. So the budgie was depressed because he could sense the ghost.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then this
Yeah.
guy, this Mr. Exorcist came round.
Was that his name?
Yeah,
Okay.
Was he a priest or something?
yeah, he might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I picked
Did he
up
did he
at
have
the
a
end.
did he have like a black coat with a little white collar? That's usually the.
He had his coat on, so you couldn't tell.
No, I'm sure. Okay.
But so he came round and he sort of did his thing,
Yeah.
and then
And was he
the
trying?
next shot,
Was he trying to exorcise the budgie?
No,
the
the
ghost.
house.
Right.
The
I
house,
see. It
yeah.
wasn't that the budgie had a
was
demon or
clearing the
anything.
house
No.
out.
Okay.
No, this
So-
wasn't a possession, was it? This was a straightforward. It wasn't a poltergeist or anything. It was just a.
Well,
it's-
a haunted house.
Yeah, but
Sure.
that's the thing he was saying. He was saying you can have like your ghouls and that aren't that bad, that aren't going to cause you any
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
obviously the budgie, they've got weak hearts and that, haven't they? and
Sure.
I
So
don't
so
want-
he go on. So how?
so anyway, basically he sorted it out, did whatever he did, and the next shot you see is like the budgie making a noise and swinging
It's
the
happy
dice
again.
over the moon again, and the old woman was like happy because she was.
She couldn't believe it.
stressed.
Yeah.
And that's
The priest didn't come in and go, well, you should feed that bird. Give it a bit of millet. It was happy. He goes, right.
no,
See you
it's-
later. No. It was a. So
Because budgies are. My mum's got a budgie, and they're fairly happy all the time, aren't they? So it's got to be something fairly odd.
Right.
you never see a budgie sitting down going, I feel like topping myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Though?
No.
Do you know you can have like a moody dog? You can see a dog when it's unhappy if it's walking
Yeah.
down the street.
You can have a moody canary, can't you? And what they do is they often tell the police what you've been doing. They're known for that.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
basically,
so that for you is proof that the supernatural exists. A bird in a cage got a little bit annoyed, wasn't chirping as much as it normally did. Who knows why? There could have been a little draft up its, and
Cloaca.
exactly.
That's
Anyway,
a medical term.
Anyway, a man came in and did whatever he did.
Yeah.
Use your phrase.
Mr. Exorcist, though, Steve.
Yeah.
This wasn't any bloke off the street. This was Mr. Exorcist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And for you, that's the proof that there's.
just because like if it was a person, you go, oh, they're playing up for the camera.
yeah.
you know,
A budgie could possibly act like that, Steve.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You're saying a budgie would not be trying to. It wouldn't be trying to become famous. Or
No,
just want to get
not
on the telly.
like Lassie.
No, sure.
It was
sure.
basically a show off.
Yeah, or
So-
champion the Wonder Horse.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think
I've changed my tune, Rick. I don't know about you.
I have, and I think we should play a record.
I'd love to get Mr. Exorcist in. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Never dabble with things you don't understand.
Sorry.
Like women. See what I did there?
He's turned that back on me.
Blur. Boys and girls.
Girls and boys. Embarrassed to say.
Blur. Girls and boys there, Steve, on XFM 104.9. So, it's not so bad, really, because we didn't plan anything, you know.
No.
We've proved the supernatural. We were wrong about that.
Well, just one other question. Was there anything else in this woman's house that led her to believe that there were ghosts, or was it just the fact that, you know, Tweety, or whatever his name was, wasn't chirping?
You see, this is the problem. I was watching UK Style. I was watching something on that.
What were you watching on that?
It was, do you know, it's not changing rooms, it's like that, but cheaper.
Quite seriously, right? You might be the most interesting man in the world. I'm fascinated by it. I'd like to follow you. I'd like to have a hidden camera on you. I can ask you any question. You know, I'd like to have you in a cupboard in my flat. So I just think about it. I wonder what Karl thinks of that. And I'd just throw something at you, and you know what I mean?
It's weird, because that's what my dad did. Just kept me in the cupboard.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
I wonder what Karl would
You're
think
never
about
stuck
this.
for a conversation point if Carl's around. That's
No,
what's genius about it.
he's always got an opinion. He's got an opinion about everything.
Yeah.
It's
But I love the fact he was watching UK Style without a shadow of irony.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No,
He's
that's,
just
that's,
like-
that's what I like about him.
Exactly, that's what's
I wouldn't
brilliant.
like it if he was trying to be
No, he's not.
kitsch
Yeah.
and stuff. I like it because he's down the line, straightforward, no nonsense. This is what I like. You know what I mean? He is going to be sort of like Jeffrey Boycott, Dickie Bird when he's about like 60 or 70. He's going to get on a bus and go to the driver somewhere. You need an haircut. You look like a scruffy get. You know what I mean? He's going to be a great old bloke that you.
Genius.
He doesn't get chinned in the pub.
Yeah.
Right? People protect him. You know, because he's like 70 or something. But it's great. You're looking forward. You're actually in that nod. That nod went. I can't wait to be 70.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Can I make a suggestion that we just get people, they can email in just questions or comments they'd like to hear from Karl. Maybe they just want to know his opinion on the Afghanistan situation.
Yeah, like,
or
you know, like
last night's Coronation Street, whatever.
Yeah, like they do it, you know, in the NME or imagine that coming up to the election, they go, Billy says Labour.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I think the Sun has White Van Man. Each
Oh,
day they
right.
interview a guy who drives a white van, see his opinions on various topics. Karl is very much our white man van. White man van.
Yeah.
So
I think
any query you have,
I think most of our listeners are,
any
to be honest.
opinion that you would like to hear voiced from the K-Man, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, or you can phone in. I forget what the number is.
Doesn't matter, does it?
700 800 1234.
Sweet.
Now, it's time for our first regular feature of the day. That film sounds good.
That film sounds good.
I stopped the film reviews because I've done all the films that are 9 or 10 out of 10. I don't want to drop my standards.
Absolutely.
This is a feature where it's a soundtrack of a film where I like the single from it and might make me want to see the film, might have seen the film. Today is our first request.
Right, interesting.
This is for Martin, who wants to hear Live in the City by Stevie Wonder, and it's from Jungle Fever.
Let's hear it.
Well, I love the song
It's
and I
an
love the
absolute
film.
classic.
Living for the City.
Genius.
Stevie Wonder.
The man's
from
a
the
god.
film Jungle Fever.
Absolutely.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
Well, not to be confused with Living in the City, which I think is a Desiree track.
So
never
you
do
know,
that.
because you're a huge
But
Desiree fan.
we were grooving along to that. It's a great, not my favourite Stevie Wonder track. I actually, for He's Mr. Know-It-All, but a great track. Stevie Wonder's just fantastic anyway. And during that, we just had heads down, we just like, you know, just enjoying the moment. We said turn it up, didn't we? We liked it. Karl, just halfway through, just looking at me, he's got a driving licence.
Yep.
I went, what? He went, he's got a driving licence. I went, as he went, yeah, just for his own land. I went, you don't need a driving licence for your own land. He went, you might be right. He said, who else is blind?
I remember hearing something. It was someone famous
Right.
who shouldn't have a driving licence,
Well,
and they have. And I'm sure
a lot
it's
of
just
people.
I'm sure it was someone who's blind. But you're right, it's a bit of an odd one.
isn't it? No, but don't forget, this hasn't just happened, this is in your head. So you can't say that and go, isn't that weird? How did that happen? It's in your head, don't forget at the moment. There is no proof
There's
of
no
this.
proof of that.
You can't say something and then go, isn't that strange? You said it.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? We didn't just see something happen out the window. Yeah, you know, do you see what I'm saying? what's in your head and what happened and all that? What are you thinking?
I'm just thinking, who's that other fella?
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles.
Yeah.
Why would he have a driving licence? He's blind as well. I think it's the blind thing we've got a problem with. It's the idea of people who are blind driving cars that's maybe made us question that. I mean, Stevie may have a driving licence. I very much doubt that he's passed his test.
No.
He probably hasn't even... I mean, he could have done the theory one, maybe. But that's touchscreen.
And until Labradors actually are allowed on the Queen's Highway,
Exactly.
I don't think we'll see many blind people driving
I
cars.
might be wrong.
You might be, mightn't you? Oh, we hadn't thought of that!
Yeah.
Oh! Yes, you might be wrong.
Could well be
well,
wrong.
there's a start. I fancy a bit of Ed Hardcore about now.
Well, Rick, you've embarrassed yourself because his name's Harcourt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just play the song, Carl. Let's mop up this ugly mess. Still to come, loads of our other features, of course, including Hip Hop Hooray!
Black Rebel Motorcycle Club and Love Burns XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais.
My name's Steve Merchant.
Carl, what's your name?
I press the buttons.
That's it.
Carl, I press the button.
Yeah. Oh, bless him. He's
People
got
are loving the K-Man, aren't they?
They are. People are saying they love him. He's just. Oh.
He is. He's
I think we've created a whole new Will McDonald.
I like to think so.
Yeah.
Carl!
Or Gordon the Gopher.
I used to have a show in Manchester.
You
Did
used to
ya?
host a show?
Yeah, overnights.
What kind of things was it? What kind of stuff?
What sort of tip were you on?
Phone-ins and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did a phone-in?
Not a proper one.
What did people phone in about?
No, they didn't. That was one problem. There was no phones. Go on.
No, just, you know, how things were going and that.
Problems. Were you like an agony uncle?
Kind of.
That's amazing. Imagine that. Imagine sending someone to Carl. You got problems? Is it delicate? We'll go to Karl Pilkington.
Hang on, looks like maybe there's some questions.
Oh, we've got
coming
we've
in.
got a few questions here. What's the one? What's Carl's view on?
Carl, what do you make of nudism?
Who's that from?
Let me just check who that's from. Hang
Sort
on.
of there's a time and a place for it.
That's from. It's very difficult to tell.
That's
on
great. You
this,
see,
There's a time and a place for it.
That is just brilliant. That is Dickie Bird. That's that sort of northern, confident soundbite. What do you think of nudism? Time and a place for it.
There's a time and a
Would
place
you
for
do
it.
it, Steve?
Would I do nudism?
Yeah.
He's not allowed.
Not again.
No,
Yeah.
It's not nice, is it, really?
No, it's not with Steve. He's not allowed on any National Trust land doing it because he's caused the death of millions of starlings.
That's
See,
true.
there was something on BBC Choice the other night. It's a really short show. I haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
Like an odd
It's
court
not.
thing.
It's not a bloke eating cup of soup and then another short show like maybe someone cleaning their teeth with Colgate and then the really short show. What was it? Go on.
No, what it was about this old fella who he's into nudism, and he was saying he's done all right.
Did he
out
play
of it.
volleyball a lot?
He said he's done all right out of it because there's not many blokes who are willing to go nude for modelling and that, and he's
Yeah.
about 70, so it's not.
Is there much cry for that? Do you think? Is there much demand for a
He's doing
70-year-old
all right.
nude?
He's doing all right for it.
Sure. Good luck to him.
And the odd thing was, you see,
He had a corkscrew penis.
he was just like walking around on a main road in like a
In the bum.
seaside town, and
Right.
yeah, and cars would.
See, that's not nudism, is it? That's mental illness.
Yeah, he's just a bit div.
Yeah.
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 So
Do you- I tell you, one of your favourite programmes. Is it one of your favourite ones? Just that one with the hot air balloon, and it's
Yeah, you
adventures.
love that,
It
don't
just
you?
goes. It's like
Oh,
in
you love
Sydney.
that.
Sometimes then it's at a carnival.
His favourite programme when he was little, he used to watch it for hours, was that little girl by a blackboard with two toys.
Yeah.
He used to love
You
that, didn't
enjoyed
you?
that, didn't you?
right, listen. Here's something else I learnt in the week, and we can use this if you want to give away the Incubus tickets.
Go on.
There's a
Oh, I
program.
must have, there's some tickets to give away later. I'll tell you what it is later. Go on,
Who?
Carl. I don't know. We'll save it. It's a surprise. Go on, Carl.
Oh, have I ruined it?
No, go on.
Crack on, mate. Crack on.
Yeah, there was a program about the body.
Sure.
And what is it, right? Barbie doll. Why couldn't that be real?
Yes.
Play a record, Carl.
I do know the answer. Actually, I have to say.
What do you
Yeah,
mean, why
really?
couldn't it be real?
If the Barbie doll was like a real person,
Right.
it wouldn't work out.
I don't understand the question! If you do, this is what worries me.
I do understand the
Don't
question.
say
Why do you understand it?
Because it's one of those facts which I've heard in the past, but so therefore, because I know the answer, the question makes sense. But unless you know the answer, the question makes no sense.
Well, of course it does.
That's what's brilliant.
Is it worth using for the tickets, do you think? Is it that good?
It's not a real question, Carl.
I don't
it
think it
is.
can count, really.
It can't be a real
Why?
question. Well, because it's like one of those things about, a man went into a field and died. Why? You have to ask a question, you go, because his parents didn't know, but, well, I've got a million explanations. Okay, she'd be hollow. Do you know what I mean?
No, he's right, actually. It is too vague. Why don't you give the answer, and then you'll understand what your question meant.
What was the answer?
She'd have to walk around on all fours, because...
No, physically, the proportions of Barbie
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
not be replicated on a real human woman, because she just couldn't have those dimensions.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
But that you know what I mean? Yeah. Same goes for Fred Flintstone. Do you know what I mean? His head's half his body. It's a cartoon.
Alright.
Don't have a go at Carl, he's the caveman, people love him.
Sorry.
God,
Have I
you're
gone
going
too
to
far?
alienate yourself.
I'd like some hip-hop, Steve, seriously.
laying into
I'd
him.
like some hip-hop, Steve.
We'll come up with a question. We're giving away some Incubus tickets later. Look forward to that.
Yeah.
It's time for Hip Hop Hooray! This is from,
Hooray.
whoa, hey,
Yeah.
whoa. Hey, this is from De La Soul's 2000 album, not the current one. Artificial Intelligence,
Yeah.
Mosaic Thump.
Yeah.
A lot of
They've
people-
changed a bit, haven't
They have, and a lot of people have dismissed De La Soul, but there's still some tracks you can dig out.
Not as
that are good.
jazzy, but this is a soul tip to this
This
show,
is a
isn't
wonderful track. This is With Me. Play it, Carl.
it? Alive. POD or pod,
Absolutely.
as I call them.
Yep.
On XFM 104.9, a bit of rock.
Who are you?
I'm Ricky Gervais.
Steve Merchant here.
Yeah. Carl over there. Now listen, there's a bit of rock there.
Yep.
Takes us into a competition. We
Okay.
got Incubus tickets to give away.
Incubus, you say?
Now, I like Incubus.
Okay.
I mean, for what they are, but, I'm a bit worried about all this crossover, this new metal, and these people coming out that are a bit like Pearl Jam and a bit all this sort of. I'm not too sure about it. I'm still not convinced, but Incubus have got a bit of style about them. The competition we just ran there, the phone in, ask Carl and thing. People were phoning up. One person said, "What do you think about new metal?" Carl just quick as fast went, "I hate it."
Exactly.
And he threw a question right back at them and went, "Do you listen to that in the morning?" She went, "Yeah." He went, "Wow, you see, in the morning I like Ash. In the evening, I might listen to
I think he said Magic FM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that he is now, we've put him on a pedal, he's happy with his own opinions. Before he was like, don't know. And now he wants to tell the world. He'll be down Hyde Park Corner tomorrow, won't he? And they're going, right, who wants to know what I think about, I don't know,
At 2 o'clock, I will listen to the Human League. At 2:15.
Today at 4:13 I had one apple and listened to Primal Scream.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, you're a great bloke, Carl. We better stop now because, you know, we're going to make you into the new
There'll
Jeremy
be more
Spake
from
if we're
Carl
not
next.
careful.
This is a very last question that this is Jim, he's emailed in, he says, does Carl think that that Waterworld, Mad Max, Judge Dredd or similar films present an accurate portrayal of what a post-apocalyptic world might be like? How do you imagine the world will be, Carl,
I
when
haven't seen
the
any
bomb
of
is
them,
gone?
so I've got no comment.
You've got no comment?
Okay, let's forget the films. What do you think the world might be like if there was, say, a nuclear war and we had to survive underground for a while till all the, waste went away and we could come up and we could eat fruit again and, it was all weird and we had to start from scratch?
I'd rather die.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Wouldn't
right.
you?
Uh,
Wouldn't you?
Well, supposing it was sort of like, Britain was just like, it was, all the buildings had gone, right, or there was some bit of scavenging, there was like, and we hid underground and we came out, sort of in 10 years' time. Don't keep shaking your head, you don't know the question. You can go, no, rather die. And it's fine, you lived on tin fruit for a few years, right? Then you had to come up and start again, you had to find other civilizations.
I'd want that thing that, is it Walt Disney had? Sort of...
Cryogenically
put me in a
preserved.
fridge thing and say, look, wake me up when it's all built again. I couldn't be doing with that, walking around with a hard hat on all day.
Yeah, what would you do? Set an alarm clock? You're the only person. What you get in a fridge and leave a note. If you find this, do not disturb till 2012.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, but saying that wasn't. Well, I mean, what would you do first? You'd just come out into the light. It was just like Saxon Britain. There was nothing. You'd have to start again. What would you do? What would you do first?
I'd probably go and see where I live now to see what's left of it.
I love how he thinks. Oh,
Carl, if you were the last man on Earth, right,
Yeah.
and you had to have one other woman with which to start the human race again, right,
Yeah.
and not your girlfriend, who would you start the human race again with? Which person would you want to? Bear in mind, it's not just like the fact that you've got to have kids. They've got to be able to provide something in this world. They've got to be leaders,
and they might be all melted. And
exactly. So their beauty may have.
They've just got one good eye, but now they can tell what you're thinking because of radiation.
Yeah.
They
Who do you think, Carl?
they tried to go through a pod, and there was a fish in there for some reason in their Wellington.
I mean, for me, probably.
Now, what would you rather kiss, a mermaid or a unicorn?
Carl, quickly.
Mermaid.
Why?
No, no, I want him to answer my
Because it's
question.
got a lady's face. Okay then, what would you rather kiss, a lady with the body of a fish or the body of a horse?
A fish. Wouldn't you?
This is the best thing in the world. This is like, you know when you call a file a rude word, and then the computer goes, do you want to open tits? You laugh, because it's like, that's what playing with Carl's like. It's sort of like you input it, and you always get, you know what I mean? You sort of get...
You get more back than you bargained for.
Oh,
probably only because I've seen films, that one with that Hannah Darrell or whatever her name is in, and she looks alright. I've never seen
Hannah
a film
Darrell,
with a woman with a horse's body. Maybe if I've seen one, I might change my mind.
okay,
if alright.
can you email us a picture of a woman with a horse's body?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Or do they exist?
Anyway.
Do you reckon unicorns exist, Carl?
No.
Let's play another song then, because I think we were going to give away some Incubus tickets. We seem to have got sidetracked.
Okay. Well, I'd like to play my song For the Lovers. I'm not ashamed of this. It's an early Bowie track. It's his sort of, version of soul. It's off the Young Americans album, and it's a beautiful song called Can You Hear Me? David Bowie, at his best there.
Yeah.
Young Americans, Can You Hear Me? You said it when the record was on, Steve. You're not going to hear this sort of eclectic mix of music anywhere.
Anywhere else, Rick?
We go from hip-hop to soul, to hip-hop and soul, to soul-y type hip-hop.
And then some soul-y hip-hop hit.
And Ash.
And the joy of it is, Rick, that if people are open-minded enough and broad-minded enough, as I hope our listeners are, they're going to be loving this.
And we played Early Outen last week. We didn't care, Ty. We don't care what he's done since or what he's like now.
We're not interested in reputation.
I don't judge. You know what I mean? If they
Rick,
do a good track,
can I say this
let's
now?
play that track.
I am not interested in what people think's cool.
No, obviously.
No, I'm interested in what people think is good, Rick.
Yeah.
All right?
No, I'm interested in what we think is good,
I
Steve.
don't care about what women think is traditionally handsome.
No.
I play by my own rules.
Yeah, exactly. You do, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not in it for their amusement.
I'm not in this game for anyone's amusement.
No. Obviously not.
Jeez, and all these women with the, I want to be able to have a conversation.
Yeah. I want to have an orgasm.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, that was, David Bowie there. We've played some great tracks here, but we've got more to come, haven't we?
We have indeed, yes. Plenty more to come, Rick, but we're going to give those Incubus tickets away.
We've got a competition. Now, we were talking about, people keeping an open mind. Now, our listeners have got open minds. They're like, they're not only open, they're blank.
Yeah.
They're, really.
Empty canvases.
From the ones that have been, from the ones that have been phoning up, I don't know how they dialed.
No.
I think they're wrong numbers or they sat on the phone or something.
Sure.
And a lot of old listeners are coming back.
A lot of people from the old days of XM. Yeah.
I don't know, they're obviously been allowed out.
Yeah.
Finally.
Well, that's care in the community, Rick.
Yeah.
A lot of people now get thrown out of those homes
So
or
I thought,
detox centres.
Yeah, I thought maybe an old question, something I'd explored 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
What excites me is the fact that, clearly all those kind of needle exchanges and things like that really helping people stay alive, and that's a joy.
Sure.
That's evidence there on the phone.
Yeah. Now, what about this? Now, you know the answer to this, I've done this before.
Okay.
Right? There is one London station.
Rick, we've done this in the last couple of weeks!
Oh, you think I'm going to say St John's Wood?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
There is one London station that has no vowels.
That has no vowels?
No, it's not.
Oh, no! You've not thought this through
It's
at
one
all.
vowel. It's one vowel. It is one vowel.
So there's one London station with one vowel?
I can't remember the answer, though.
Oh, no, this is pathetic. This is so rubbish. I so want to be on someone else's show. Like, Camfield would be good, or just on, like, Dr. Fox.
We like Dr. Fox now, don't we?
Fox is amazing.
We like him. He's come through on that Pop Stars Tonight.
I love Foxy.
I like his little trunk. He's like a little trunk, and he works out, and he's got a bike and everything. But I like him. He's optimistic. He wears too much blusher, and I like his suits.
But it's the fact that it's like, however hard he tries, he just doesn't look right on the telly. He just
I
looks
know,
like a
but
man who's been sewn into that suit.
I know.
Did I tell you when I saw him once riding here into Capital, on his hog, on his Harley?
Oh, is that
Such a joy.
Yeah. It's, no, we like Foxy. What about Simon Cowell? Oh, boo. What about that Nicky Chapman?
Like her.
Yeah, what about who's the other one?
Oh, Waterman.
Waterman. Up and down,
He's
Waterman.
a bit of a knob.
Wow, come on, you can say that, but he's sold millions of records.
None of this talking...
So's our price.
None of this talking is disguising the fact that we've still not managed to give those Incubus tickets away.
Okay,
Any other
about
questions?
this? What about this? What about this?
You've got nothing, have you?
No.
Running on empty.
Yeah.
Play a record.
Highs there on XFM 104.9. Right, we've got a competition question. Steve's come up with it at the last minute.
This is just to check if you are a regular listener of the show.
Yeah,
okay?
we would like to reward loyalty.
Exactly, absolutely. So, last week on the show, Ricky described a story that happened to him back in the 80s when he was making his TV appearance on Razzmatazz with his band, and he had to fly out, was it to Newcastle?
Yeah.
And he tried to get on a plane, and a pop act of the 80s tried to help Ricky sneak aboard an aeroplane.
But failed.
But they failed to do it.
At the height of their powers.
And they were at the height of their powers. What was the name of that outfit?
Should we put them on the line?
Absolutely, let's hear
Well,
it. There's the people there already. This is to win Incubus tickets. Please do not be mental.
Don't be mental or swear or say anything libelous or nasty.
Yeah.
Just be nice. You won't win if you're not. Go on. Hello?
Hi, who's that?
Oh, I've got my headphones on, haven't I?
Put your headphones on, Rick. I'll just keep her talking.
Oh, no.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello?
Okay, hello.
Hi.
Hi there. What's your name?
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Where are you calling from?
Clapham Junction.
And do you know the answer?
I do.
Okay.
Is it Bucks Fizz?
It was indeed Bucks Fizz.
It was the Fizz. It was indeed the Fizz.
Well
Do
done.
you like Incubus?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you see, if I was interrogating you, I'd go, you hesitated.
Yeah.
There's so many people phoning up who are desperate for these Incubus tickets. Please don't make
They
us
are
give them to
rightfully,
you.
no, to be fair, they're rightfully yours. Right,
I tell you what, I'll have a T-shirt if you give them the tickets.
Okay, is that just any old T-shirt, or
No.
Can we send her a T-shirt? Carl's nodding.
we
Right,
think we can send you a T-shirt?
Right, we'll get you a T-shirt. How are you going to do that then, Carl? Because you've got to take her name and everything now.
You keep talking a minute.
Yeah.
This is pathetic.
This is
wouldn't
amazing,
happen
isn't it?
with Dr. Fox. He'd have it all
Foxy
planned.
wouldn't do this.
Can I say as well, there's a bank, there's a train station with one vowel.
Yeah, but there's loads, aren't there? He hasn't thought it through.
No.
Bo as well, there's many. Listen,
No,
Carl, take a note of her number.
It can't have been that. I can't remember it. What was it? I remember I tried it the last time I tried it. I
This is
think,
a shambles.
and I couldn't work out. Then there was wrong answers. I remember Aldwych came up. Maybe it's Aldwych. What's
Carl doing now?
Who's he talking to?
I don't know, he's talking to her, but what?
Say again?
Look, quick, let's think of something. Come on.
Hello, are you still on this line?
No, he's picked up the phone now.
So what am I doing?
We're giving away, we're letting people behind the curtain. Let's keep up this veneer of professionalism.
This is so rubbish. Isn't
Come
it?
on, no,
It's okay.
don't draw attention to it.
Okay, all right.
Quick, let's just talk and make
So, Steve, what are you doing tonight? Looking forward to Pop Stars?
I'm looking forward to a lot.
Who do you want to win?
I'm glad you've asked, Rick. I'd love to see Darius have a bit of success, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's probably going to be the stutterer.
I think it is going to be Gareth. He has a name there, Steve. I think it's going to be Gareth. Yeah, apparently in the polls in the week he's getting twice. We're back. Don't we?
Okay.
All right, Carl. Okay. So she's getting a T-shirt, is she?
Lovely.
Right. Who's that on the line?
Next contestant.
Hello. This is amazing.
An error.
I mean, we couldn't do this worse. Go on.
Exactly.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
Who's that?
it's Dan.
Dan. Hello, Dan.
Danny.
Alright, mate.
Do you want to go to Incubus?
I'd love to, man.
Okay. Hold on. This is pointless because he's just heard the last. He's heard the answer.
Yeah, it's definitely Bucks Fizz.
This is mad. We didn't think this through.
No, but let's be honest, he wouldn't have been on the line if he didn't know the answer. Are you cheating?
No.
Dan, he says he's not cheating.
This is fail-safe.
That's failed.
This is our rigorous. I can't believe this. Dan, you're going to Incubus.
Oh, cheers, man.
Well
That's
done.
what I
Well
did.
done.
Oh.
Nice one.
Thanks for listening.
Cheers.
Cheers. Carl, what do we have to do? Do we just hang up or what happens?
No, you play a song and
Play a song then.
You've got his details.
yeah.
Oh,
Play
God.
Just what is it that you want to do?
Feeder, just today. That reminds me of this Christmas where my 51-year-old brother wouldn't let anyone near the PlayStation 2 because he was playing Gran Turismo. and he has to build his car up and buy it. He just played it from about 6 o'clock till sort of 3 in the morning.
Was it bought for him or
about 3? I don't know, but we had to watch him.
Brilliant. Why that song particularly?
It's on it.
Oh,
I think Feeder feature all over it, don't they? On the soundtrack, yeah. So there you go. Yeah.
I was on the tube the other day, Rick. So I was just coming into Finchley Road.
Yeah.
And I was on the train. I know you don't travel on the tube anymore. 'Cause
No.
you're too famous. But
I never did.
No. Fair enough.
It's not that I don't really recognise. It's just that it's beneath me.
Fair enough. And they're on the tube in each carriage on these newer ones. There are kind of these flaps that are normally locked closed, and there was one of them that's swinging open. And inside there were various buttons like on, off, self-destruct, whatever. But seriously, like doors operating.
Train quicker.
Exactly. And you were thinking, like, you don't want some, kind of oik, sort of fiddling around pressing buttons and stuff. It could be quite dangerous.
Yeah.
So I got off at Finchley Road. I thought, I'll be a good commuter. I'll mention this to the staff, and they'll probably, they'll thank me for it. And if it's an attractive young staff member, I mean, they never are on the tube. Have you ever seen an attractive member of staff at a tube station?
Oh, come on, steady
They
on.
are such freaks. I mean, I know that's the pot kettle black thing.
They're all from Devon, apparently.
They're grotesque people, really.
All right, steady on.
And so anyway, I went up to this guy. I thought
the uniforms don't out though, do they?
They don't. It's pretty grim. And so I went up to this guy. I said to him, "Excuse me, I was just on a train there, and there was a flap open. I could see all these buttons and things." He went, "Right." I was like, "Yeah, well, I just think it might be wandering hands, a small child or something." Yeah. Right.
Small child.
He went. "What carriage was it?" I said, "Well, I don't really know what carriage it was. I just maybe at the next stop someone should come and check." He went, "Well, how are they going to check if they don't know what carriage it's in?" And at that point, I just wanted to smack him in the face. I just thought, I'm in a hurry. I've got no reason. There's no gain for me about telling this. It's not going to help me out in any way, not financially, nothing. I'm just trying to help you out, and that's your attitude. And I was absolutely livid.
I'm getting so intolerant in my old age.
I can't stand it.
Bad service, bad attitude. Just, it drives me mad. It makes my blood boil, and
livid. I was one time, right, I was down in the centre of town. This was after some of the big explosions, the IRA had, various things. And everyone was on kind of bomb alert, very nervous, very scared. And there was a sort of a bag in the street, this was the centre of London or whatever, and my friends and I were a bit edgy, but a bit nervous. And we're outside this pub, and we saw the bag, and we thought maybe we should we'll tell the landlord and that. So we told the landlord, right, and he came out, and he looked at it, he thought, "Oh, you're right, lads, it does look a bit shifty." And this is what he did. This was his security measure, right? He was going to call the police, but in the meantime, he picked up one of those sandwich boards that advertises what food's being served in the pub, just placed it over the top of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fail. So
that is what the bomb disposal unit use very often. Like you see them up and down Oxford Street. They're not people selling stuff.
Sure.
That's just there's
they
a bomb
will leap
shield
on a bomb.
Yeah.
But I love the idea because what we did was we moved about 100 yards down the road because we thought if the bomb goes off, we want to see it. That'll be dramatic.
Yeah.
We don't want to get injured. But I love the idea of like a sandwich board flying off into the air and just embedding itself in someone's head.
Yeah.
No one would have been injured.
Who do I sue?
That sandwich board.
Well, that was Ron, the landlord.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My God, is that a Cumberland pie for £5.95? I can't believe I luck. John, I think there's something more serious. Anyway,
paramedics going, I can't, but 99p a pint.
It's pretty.
I'm going to come back here.
So anyway, he calls the police, right? And so after a while, about, it's like 40 minutes later, and I think the police do a good job. I'm not trying to bait down on the police. I think it's a good job, and I respect the police. But, this police van turns up after about 40 minutes of waiting, right? And this guy leaps out of the van and he goes, "What? You're the guys who reported this, are you?" And we went, "Yeah." He went, "Right." And he looked at the bag and he picked it up, he unzipped it, and there was just some rubbish in there. And he just threw it at us. He went, "There's your bomb for you," and threw it at us to teach us a lesson, and then got in the van and drove off. And it was like, what lesson are you teaching us about being a good citizen?
You presumably reported him, did you?
Well, of course we're not wasking at him, it's not.
Do you know what I think? I think he thought it was a bomb.
Right.
And he was trying to blow you up to teach you a lesson.
Well, possibly.
That's bad. That is really bad.
It just winds me right up, stuff like that.
Once, right, me and Bill, we had it was like 1983, and we had like extensions and cut off t-shirts and jeans and
sexy.
Like makeup. Oh, no, and we were just eating chips on a corner, right? And it was a Saturday, so I assume it was like football patrol, about 12 police, and they sort of slowed down, looked at us, and he wound the window down, and the bloke driving shouted, "You look like a couple of prats." Bill turned to me and went, "Is that an offence?" And I remember wanting to laugh at the joke, but thinking, that's annoying.
Yeah.
That isn't. They were right.
Well, yeah, but
no, they were right. It's not really a police issue, I don't think.
Someone called into HQ that morning. Guys, if you see anyone looks a bit, the fashion police.
Yes, we've heard a bit. There's a bit of a to do. Apparently, a couple of prats are walking round.
Yeah. We need someone to go on fashion police patrol.
Send in Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. Oh dear. But we respect the police.
Yeah,
We're not.
I'm not having a go. It's just those few that give them a bad name, really.
Yeah, exactly.
High five for it.
Hey, I think the boys in blue do a good job.
They do, and do the firemen.
Yeah,
Firemen do as
especially firemen. I remember once. This is really embarrassing. This is the arrogance of youth, right? In a hall of residence, every time someone did toast, the fire alarms went off. I remember once it was like 2 in the morning and we all had to go outside and it was just toast set off thing, but it was linked. And about 8 fire engines turned up and they're all coming in, right? And I said, oh, this is so embarrassing. Why am I telling this?
Go on.
I just went, there's enough of you.
God!
And the fireman said, he just went, shut your mouth, mate.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh God, he's right. He's one of those you remember 10 years later.
Yeah, that's a horrible thing.
I know, but
I want you to publicly apologise to the fire brigade.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Because I never did stuff like that.
Oh, that is twatish.
I was too busy saying, can I try on your helmet?
Oh dear. Oh, we better play another song,
play a
haven't we? Oh, this is a great track. This is Groove Armada. It's from the album Goodbye Country, Hello Nightclub. It's the opening track. It's called Sun Toucher. I think you'll like this, Steve.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Groove Armada there, and Sun Toucher. Do you like that?
I didn't mind it, actually. I didn't realise you were a Groove Armada dance music fan.
Well, no, Jane played that music today. I hadn't heard that before, but I loved it immediately. Oh, it's great. It's like a soundtrack mixed with a little bit of
Sure.
hip hop, and it's all like a big mix.
A big melting pot.
Yeah.
I just wish that's what the world was, really.
So do
where
I.
we could
So do I.
just,
So do I.
everyone
Yeah.
could live in harmony.
I wish it was an onion.
Oh, if only the world were a great big onion.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe one day.
Well, this is nearly the end of the show.
Absolutely.
It's been Ricky Gervais on XFM 104.9 with Karl. And it's been a great show, and I've just there's been some laughter, there's been some tears, there's been some jokes, there's been some political satire.
I'd like to think so.
But above all, there's been some chat with friends,
and there's been some bloody great music. Let's not forget that.
I don't think we need to swear at this time.
It's late juncture.
Yeah, because you make yourself look a cock, and me look a twat, and
true.
Karl look like a complete
Song for ladies. Rarely do you get a chance to play on a radio station.
Nearly
7
said
minutes.
wanker.
7 minutes worth of Led Zeppelin. But screw it, I thought, damn,
Hey!
it's the end of the show, we don't give a damn, it's an amazing
Be careful
song.
with the language, screw damn and bloody. Do not a sermon make.
Rick, it's a beautiful song. If you're not a Zeppelin fan, stick with it. It's not roaring rock as you'd expect. The Rain song from Houses of the Holy. See you next time.
See you later. Strokes, someday. I'm already annoyed. I've been here 3 minutes and I'm already annoyed.
Yeah. I'll bring back Claire, I'll tell you.
No, it's not his fault. It's the whole
is.
place. The library's shite. I tried to get. Oh God, I had to go to Capitol Library.
Chill.
Fancy that. I had to go to Capitol Library to get a couple of records I wanted. Right, place is falling apart. The email's not working. It's so shoddy. He's had 2 weeks off. I'm on holiday. I mean, they might as well bulldoze this, honestly, because for all the,
It's ludicrous.
and we get paid peanuts.
You get paid, do you?
Oh, and it really annoys me. They have to fight. Oh, anyway.
Anyway, just calm down.
104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant, and
Hello.
Karl Pilkington. Karl, you're back.
Alright.
How was it?
What, the holiday?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't all fun, was it? Because my dad was in hospital.
Oh, but he wasn't
during the holiday.
Not during the holiday, though, was he? You came back from holiday and then found that out, didn't you?
Yeah, but it happened when I was on holiday.
Did you know that, though, when you're on holiday?
No, because I didn't take my phone with me.
Well,
But
that's
the
our
weird
question.
thing is,
Yeah.
I got a feeling when I was sat there, because it normally happens. Last
Wasn't the
time,
nudie speech, was it?
when I first went away
When you saw
to,
that old fella with his packet out.
when I went to Ibiza, right, I had a feeling, and I called home, my dad had punctured a lung.
When
And
you
this
say you had
time-
a feeling, what do you mean, a feeling?
Just like, oh, I should call home, there's something not right. But this
That's a
time
very
I thought,
specific feeling. How did that manifest itself? How do you get that? What kind of feeling? Is that tingling thing?
I'm getting a bit of a lung feeling.
Yeah.
A bit of a dad lung feeling.
That feels like a punctured lung.
Hold on.
But anyway.
But anyway, the holiday was good. We talked about it last week.
Well, let's probe Karl about his holiday later, because, you know, that's the sort of thing that audiences will stay tuned for, Rick, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, sure.
Find out about
you know more about this radio business than me. You know, you've hooked them already.
Indeed, yeah. Well, also, I'm thinking we've got nothing.
So
now, we may as well save that.
No, I resent it. I used to put a lot of work in, but then I think of the money, which is, you know, for me, pretty shoddy.
Well,
you know
yeah,
what I mean, I don't usually get out of bed
an awful lot of cash.
Well, exactly, yeah. And, you know, the whole thing is, the whole setup. It was raining today. I thought, I should have a cabin. You know, then the sun came out, so I walked in again. Ah, dear.
How are you?
But, I'll tell you what, I got a bit criticised last week as well, that I only played ballads and same songs, so I'm gonna rock out this week.
Oh,
I've been down to the Capitol Library
to
get some good tunes, and, what about a little bit of AC/DC? Oh. Shook me all night long.
Let's hear it.
Well, that's cheered me up.
In a better mood now?
Yeah.
Good.
That's great. Should we rock out today?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Bit of Led Zeppelin, maybe Stones.
Brilliant, yeah. Some other classics. No
Yeah.
doubt.
When are we going to talk about Karl?
Have we run out of stuff already? Okay,
already.
let's go.
Okay, now, yeah.
So where did you go, Karl? What was the story?
It was my birthday, right? Went home after working with you a couple of Saturdays ago, right? Girlfriend was like, open your card, and I said, no, it's my birthday on Monday, I'll open it then.
You obey by the rules, don't you, of birthdays? The birthday rules.
Well, there's no point.
Well, exactly, chaos leads that way.
Yeah, right, so,
Not an anarchist, never has been.
So anyway, she was kept going on, and it was doing me head in, so I said, alright, I'll open it.
Yeah.
So I opened it, ticket fell out, surprise holiday to one of the Canary Islands. So...
And what was your reaction? I mean...
First one was, we haven't got enough money.
Right.
For this. But I didn't want to ruin it, so...
No.
So I didn't go on about that, and I said, oh, it'd be great. So I can't wait. So,
did you say it in that tone of voice?
Well, it was good timing, because I was tired and everything. And I'm not a big holiday fan, but the timing was right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's the same as last night. I don't always like a curry, but last night...
You're in the mood.
You get that sort of, oh, yeah.
Curry, you had a feeling.
Yeah, you had a feeling.
You thought, oh, and then, lo and behold, later you were eating the curry.
Right.
It's weird, isn't it? Isn't it weird, the paranormal? Isn't it weird?
They work in mysterious ways, the ghosts.
Yeah,
So anyway, right, the island, if I was on Wish You Were Here, I'd probably say it's a bit barren.
Okay.
Not much there, but if you get a hotel, you guarantee good weather. Right.
Are you?
No, what I mean is, it'll be a good holiday. If you get a hotel, right, the weather's always good, so you'll have a nice time.
Yeah, it was a comma, yeah, it was a, go on.
And all that, and the food was alright, and everything was going alright. I was just having a nice, relaxing time.
And how do you sort of spend your time on a holiday? You just lie around? Is that
sort of holiday, just lying around. I bought a book.
You bought a book?
Yeah.
Okay, ghosts?
No, it was short stories, right?
About
It was
ghosts?
it was about like special days in our time and time before me and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, it was telling you about how I think it was 1814, the Thames frozen up.
Yeah.
And all these stories are told by eyewitnesses.
Yeah.
Right? So there's some fella who was around in 1814, and the Thames was frozen, and people used to put market stalls on there, and they'd do the shopping. It was like like an Oxford Street.
Was that Mad Liar Charlie? No, because he's famous for that.
Well, I'm sure, you know.
No, I think that was Mad Liar Charlie.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was reading that, and then after a couple of days was a bit like,
boring.
Yeah, you can only do sort of so much lying around.
And so much reading.
So, Suzanne said, let's go on the beach, have a walk.
You ain't gone on the beach?
Where had you been up to this point then? In your room?
No, just like round the pool, just relaxing and having a swim and that.
Yeah.
So she said, let's go on the beach. I said, alright then, yeah. So, wandered down to the beach, and first impressions are, yeah, it's alright, it's clean.
Your criteria is so basic, it's brilliant.
Right.
Hotel, yes. Roof, good. Food, adequate. Beach, clean. Next.
So I'm walking along, and everything's good, and, you know, there's a woman feeding fish bread, which I thought, that's different.
I love that. He likes originality. He loves a bit of originality.
He was feeding fish bread?
This woman was there, like, up to her knees in water.
Yeah.
And she was stood
Was
there.
that a sea?
Chucking,
Oh, right, good.
chucking this bread, and I thought, what's she doing? And I stood there and watched for a minute, and there was little fish coming up, having the bread. I thought, oh. So we carried on walking, and, everything's going well, and then this fella comes towards me.
Everything's going well.
Yeah, that's
I haven't
original.
fallen over.
Clean feeding bread. 2 points for originality.
going well.
Yeah.
Fella comes walking towards me.
Oi, oi.
He's only got no pants on.
Oh.
So I said, Suzanne, what's going on?
Why did he turn to her? Like she knows more
So
than
she
him.
said, oh, yeah, it's, she said, yeah, it's a nudist
Is this going to
beach.
be a long story? Could you pull that coffee? Can you give me that coffee over? Sorry, this is really bad. Because he's poured... Thank you.
Just amuse yourselves while we sort the coffee.
Thank you very much.
Do you want
I'll have a
yours?
cup of coffee, Carl. Thanks. Yeah, cheers.
Cold. Right, good. Okay.
So,
Great. Thank you.
So she said, yeah, it's a nudist beach. So I said, well, why, what? I said, we're all it's all mixed up. Normally on a nudist beach, it's a nudist beach, and you don't go wandering on there when you get your clothes on and that. So it annoyed me a bit, because there wasn't any signs. So this fella's getting closer.
Well, the knob out was a sign.
Yeah. Right, so he's getting closer. And he walked past me, it was an old fella. And he walked past and he had a hat on and a little pipe. And a big rucksack on his back. Right, so he got me thinking...
Not strictly naked.
I'm walking along and I'm thinking... Right, why do people want to do this? So straight away, I wasn't on holiday anymore, because most of the time when I'm on holiday I don't think about anything. Right?
Your mind's a blank.
I just switch off. Right? But all of a sudden, this has got in my head now, and I turn around to look at him, and...
Check out his arse.
And this bag, right, I swear,
That's his ball sack.
it was massive, right?
What? You had a massive bag?
The bag.
His rucksack?
His rucksack.
Oh, right, okay. 'Cause when he said there was an old couple coming towards me, I said, what was lower, the bloke's bollocks or the woman's tits? And he said, well, that was another point, she might as well have worn knickers. Because he said, so you can see it. That's what he said to me.
So you saw the bag?
So it annoyed me, yeah, because the whole idea in it, this is what I think, I mean, I might be wrong, right? Might be wrong.
Chances are
You never have
quite
been,
strong.
you never have been before.
Being nudist, right? What's it all about?
I'll tell you, on that point, Carl, let's play a tune, let's come back and we'll discuss...
What are we going to play?
We'll discuss that very issue. We've got some ideas, we did chat about this last week, Carl, in your absence.
Alright, well, we'll play the choral.
Okay.
It's a good one, this.
Yeah.
Coral, Dreaming of You, on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
If you just joined us, Carl is walking down the beach,
Yeah.
and a man has just passed him with his knob out.
Yeah, his testicles out and his huge bag, apparently.
Right.
Now, we'll sum this up, you know, quick, because we did talk about it last week, you know, you did call me and tell me some of these things, and we sort of, mentioned it last week, but, you just want to say just give us your thoughts on nudity.
Well, what I don't understand is, right, nudity, I thought it was all about, you know, sort of being free.
Yeah.
Natural, letting the breeze, you know, blow around you and that. That's all I can think is of like the bonus of doing it. But you can get that by just having a pair of shorts on, right? Because I'm not one for getting my kit off. It's just something a bit weird about it, isn't it? Normally, if I go for a walk on the beach, I'll put a shirt on,
Sure.
but leave it unbuttoned.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, tease the ladies, sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it just feels a bit weird. So it's best to cover your back anyway, because the sun...
Yeah.
Yeah,
and all
good
that.
advice, yeah.
But when I saw him, and I thought, well, right, is he doing it to sort of be free and be comfy and all that? And then I thought, but he's carrying a big bag, right? I've got a pair of shorts on, and I'm not looking at him thinking, I bet he's really comfy. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't going, I can't wait to get home and get my shorts off. They're really annoying me, these. So... And that's just it. I don't get what it's all about.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, okay. Well, my advice to you is don't go to nudist beaches again.
Well, I didn't go again.
Do you play volleyball?
Nope.
Well, there's nothing in it for you, to be honest, Carl.
Do you ever walk around the house nude?
Not really. Only if, like, it's quickly to sort of jump out of bed and go and get a glass of orange. But I've got to be careful, because living on a high street, there's flats right across the way looking in.
Yeah.
And the thing
The
is,
little
it's all right.
Chinese fella.
There's a little
Exactly.
And who's the other one? Is he the
There's
one?
the old woman reading a book.
Yeah, it could be dead for all we know. It hasn't moved.
There's some bouncers, and
Some bouncers.
I think so, yeah.
Is that a euphemism?
They're always... There's always...
Her name's Carol.
But But, yeah, the only time, if I nip out, sort of get out of bed at night, go and get an orange, I've still got to be careful, because if they're awake and I open the fridge door, and the
you're
light
illuminated,
comes up,
Yeah.
they'll sort of see the light,
And the shadow.
turn round,
And the weird, long, stretchy shadow. What did you get? You get up and got orange juice or orange swash?
you know, Robinsons.
You can't advertise on.
Why don't you take a glass of that to bed with? Why are you getting up?
Yeah.
Because whenever I do that, I normally don't wake up, and it's a waste, isn't it?
The man is a genius. And he, look, well, continuing our rocking out thing.
Yeah, we're in a rock mood.
Well, I think this sums up rock and roll, doesn't it?
It's not called rock and roll, is it? Textbook.
Coldplay, The Scientist. Do you think that's about you, Carl? What happened there with all that rubbish pressing the wrong thing going out and that?
Don't want to go. I've sorted it now. Doesn't matter.
Right.
You've
Just
come
carry on.
back, you're not focused, Carl. That's what concerns me. Your mind's on other things.
I'm all right now, though.
You
We're
all
ready to go. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is, I just...
I'll tell you
can't
what.
believe it.
Right. I'll tell you how focused I am.
What?
Got some new ideas for you.
Go on
Well,
then.
they've all been blinders in the past.
Go on.
Did you do any competitions when I was away?
Did we? I think we did, didn't we? Did we give away a DVD?
Did we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, go on. Yeah,
Right.
go on. Anyway.
Well, I've thought of some.
This isn't like radio, is it, as we know it? This is just people talking. If the mic's on, it's luck.
Yeah.
If anyone's listening, I've no idea what they think of this show. It's not a show.
Not in the traditional sense.
No. Okay,
No.
then you're going to change with that, Carl.
Because a
You've got
show suggests a certain form of presentation.
Yeah.
A certain pride.
to- And when we do present
and
it,
dare I say it, some planning.
yeah, and when we do, it's ruined by him pressing the wrong button.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've got some planning here.
Go on then.
Quizzes.
this?
What I did was when I was on holiday.
Yeah.
Right. You said come up with a new idea, right? So the best way of coming up with ideas is sort of
Thinking.
nicking a TV show name and then twisting it a bit.
Yeah.
So
Or just rip off Simon Mayo's idea completely.
That's
Well,
good
I
advice for anyone out there.
I didn't.
yeah. If
you're interested in ideas.
Carl is presently running a course writing for TV.
Yeah.
And that's the lesson one, isn't it? Just
That's
rip
this one.
something else off.
Just do an idea and change the title slightly.
Yeah.
Well,
go on.
this one I haven't really got. I don't know what to do on the game, but I'm thinking strike it, Ricky.
That's all you've got.
That's
what you've come up with.
I
How
haven't
long
thought
did that
one
take?
through.
What is that?
I just thought it sounded a bit like Lucky. Forget that one then.
Yeah, forget that one. Okay, yeah, well,
Right.
no, good. No, we all have hits and misses. Even Spielberg's, not all his films, can hit the. Go on.
Right.
No, okay, no, it's a good. Go on.
Do you
Yeah,
remember Big Brother,
yeah. Do I remember it? Brother? No, go on.
Big Mother? Right. You call in. If your mum's heavy, you win a CD.
What do you mean? How can you prove that?
All right. Forget that. Right. Here. Here's one.
Right, ER. Good one.
No.
Yeah, no.
The Price is Right. Remember that?
Yeah.
Right.
The Price is Ricky?
No. The rice is right. And what I do, I read from an Indian menu and a Chinese menu. You tell me whether you have pilau or egg fried.
He's a genius, isn't he? He really is a modern.
that one.
Go on
don't
then.
get it?
Go into let's go into this one. Let's not cross this off right away. Go on then. What do you read from what?
Well, I'll get a couple of menus from like an Indian and a Chinese takeaway.
Yeah.
And I'll go like, chicken korma.
Well, could I just suggest that as it's an Indian, it'll be pilau, and anything you read out that is.
Yeah, but you don't know which one I'm reading from.
What, the chicken korma's Indian, isn't it?
Yeah, so you go pilau. But then
Well, then you might as well say Indian or Chinese.
No, because then the name wouldn't work. The rice is right.
Okay, yeah, I forgot you're working for the title backwards, aren't you? Okay, yeah. Okay.
I'm so confused. I don't
Right.
know where I am or what day it is.
A programme that they've been in on Channel 4, right?
Can you
which
cross that out? We're not doing the Rice is Right
I
either.
don't understand the Rice is Right.
No, go
I'll
on.
tell you that later. We'll have a game in the office, right? A game that they've been in on Channel 4, but has got really big viewing figures.
Well, obviously not.
Right.
Or they
Let's
wouldn't be
scrap
binning it. Go on.
Do you know 15 to 1?
Yeah.
They're getting rid of that, right?
Are they?
I'm thinking 15 Taiwan. Get some items that are made in Taiwan, right? Get 15 items, and I say what they are, and then you go, oh, I bet it's the vase. Or something.
That's one that's made in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Just explain that again very quickly.
No, don't, Carl.
Alright,
Cross it out.
forget that.
Cross it out. 15-1.
Right.
Go on.
This is the one that I've prepared for, because I think this
is
isn't
a blinder.
daft, this is good.
Let's
Go
play
on.
a tune and let's hear it after that.
Oh, God.
I'm
You
very
sure?
excited.
Are we going to play it after that, or are we going to save
No,
it till...
you can explain
No,
it
it's
after
out.
it. I'm very excited.
Good to hear that again, isn't it, Steve?
Oh, fantastic.
Waiting on a Friend by the Rolling Stones. Yeah? Go on then, Carl. On XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Go on.
Right, this one. Remember Blockbusters?
Uh-huh.
Right, this one is good, and we'll do this one. Rockbusters. And remember how Bob Holness used to give you a letter?
Yeah.
And it'd give you a question, and the answer to that question is that letter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, well, it works like that. So if I said to you, yeah, we'll test it out on you, Steve, right? Right, welcome to the show and that.
Hello.
Let's play, right? And I say, right, your first one is W.
Mm-hmm.
And the cryptic clue, because it's done like crosswords.
Okay. So not quite like Blockbusters.
Well, this young man prepared for his death.
Right.
And it's a W, so the answer... And it's not always going to be like our sort of music, it can be any sort of music that's out there.
So the W is the name of...
Of the answer.
I understand that, but is the answer always the band name, or is it...
Yeah.
It's always the band name, is it, or the artist?
Yeah.
And so would the W be the surname, or would you have both the initials if it was someone's name? Would Elvis Presley be EP?
Don't get annoyed,
no.
Carl. These are
These are
questions
valid
that I
questions.
knew would be asked. I know this. He tested it on me. So you've got to tell them.
Well,
This
You
is
need
the
to know
point.
the rules.
If it was Elvis, I'd probably do E.
No. Give him the answer. Give him the
Right,
answer.
did you hear the clue?
No, give me the clue again then. So the letter is
It
W.
is a cryptic clue, and
It's
the clue's
W.
fine.
Listen,
but,
and the
go on.
clue is, this young man prepared for his death.
This young man prepared for his death.
Yeah.
This young man prepared for his death.
And it's a W. And it's his first name.
That's what he needs
Well,
to
see,
know.
that's the... Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't...
Well, shouldn't we have the initials? Wouldn't that make it easier? I mean,
Yeah,
wouldn't-
but they didn't do that on Blockbusters, it just had one
Yeah,
letter.
they
No,
did.
they did.
If it was if
The gold run they often had 3 or 4
Did they?
letters, yeah.
well, it was normally just one word. It wouldn't have been a name or something.
Alright then.
W.
Y. W-Y.
Will Young.
Excellent.
I
Right,
didn't
so
understand it. What was
this
the
young
clue?
Will
man,
prepared for this young man. So
And-
he's sort of mixed, sort of cryptic.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, that was a
he's
good
good
effort.
enough
That's
for-
better than
yeah.
usual.
No, it's
That is better than
It's not
usual.
bad, is it?
So do you want to play? Let's play Rockbusters.
Yeah, Rockbusters.
How many of these have you got? No, because
No,
wait. Let's just clarify a couple of rules here, Carl. Let's just make sure we thought everything through, because I'm pretty certain when they get these things on TV, they at least have a go at them in the office first, before they put them straight on there. I'm sure that's how it works. I'm sure Bob Holness just didn't turn up the first day, and he goes, "Look, we'll wing it, it'll be fine. Bring the students in, let's have a go." I'm sure they did a little bit of preparation. So let's just check, we've got everything, every base covered.
Yeah, I've
Firstly, how many questions have they got
I'll
to
tell
get
you
right?
what. Let's do this off air then. Should we play a great tune?
Well, yeah. Well, people need to call in, don't they? Because we're doing it, aren't we?
Yeah.
It'll be alright. And there's good stuff. I've got CDs, right? I've got some compilation stuff and a couple of videos and that, so that's what they're playing for. Call up now, 08700 800 1234. Get them on the air, we'll play the game. Brilliant. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
Bit of The Cure.
Just like heaven.
Right. Oh,
That's from that Cure Greatest Hits
I'm gonna have a
compilation.
heart attack. I
You
really
get
am.
an extra
He's-
bonus CD on certain copies, and that's an acoustic version of Just Like Heaven. Fantastic.
He hasn't thought it through.
I know, we've just
Right,
spent
we've-
3.5 minutes trying to figure out the rules of
Yeah,
this game.
right, we've got it now. I'm sorry for people to call in. The lines are going mental. Right, so hold on, everybody. What we're going to do is we're going to do an ad break.
We're just going to figure out how to play the game.
No, we're going to
during
get
the
2
ads.
people on there and we're going to play it. So, XFM and that. What's going on?
The adverts aren't working today, and I'll have to get an engineer in as well. so
Right,
that's
don't
messy.
play the adverts. I don't want to play them anyway. Don't play them. It's not our fault if it doesn't work. It's...
Why?
Do you realise if we were like live, we'd be heckled off the stage?
Right,
Wait.
don't play the adverts.
We
No,
wouldn't survive in the real
I'll
world.
sort that out. Right.
Right, get the people on the air now. Just
No,
get the-
Rick, calm
Play a
down.
record then! Do something, for Christ's sake! Brilliant. Pulp. Good news and bad news. Bad news is we have got enough callers to play Carl's game. The good news is we don't have to pay any more adverts. In this show. So, if it doesn't work, sod it. Right, who have you got on the line, Carl?
Sam.
Now, let's just remind ourselves, what's the game?
It's Rockbusters.
Okay, now calm down, Carl. I know you're a bit stressed, you've got a lot to do, but don't worry, you've just had a holiday.
Throw this desk out. Let's throw it out and start again.
Rick, don't get stressed.
Go on then.
People wouldn't think it was us if this show wasn't, you know, half-baked and ill-formed and generally shoddy. That's what they've grown to love.
Okay, alright.
Sam?
Hello?
Is it sounding alright today?
It is, just about.
Right, cheers.
Sounded worse.
Right then.
Yeah.
Well,
And, so we've got Sam on the line. Who else have we got there?
we've got Tim as well, haven't we?
Hi there.
Alright, Tim.
Tim and Sam.
Nice.
You sound quite similar, lads. Could one of you affect an accent or something? Which one's Tim?
Yeah, it's me.
Okay, which one's Sam?
This is Sam.
That's slightly deeper,
yeah.
Sam, yeah.
And they're not against the clock anyway, are they? So it doesn't really matter.
I suppose not.
So
I think Steve just wanted a bit of variety.
you
Okay.
you understand the rule, lads?
Could you explain them to us?
Right, play it. Okay.
Hang on, wait.
Well, let me explain, because, I mean, life is too short. Now, Carl's gonna read out, say 3 clues, yeah? And, just shout your own name and answer it, or shout the answer. Shout your own name, then the answer if you know it, and it's the person who gets the most right.
Okay.
Is that alright?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Here we go then.
okay then.
Shouldn't it be the first to 3?
Well, yeah, but then he hasn't got...
No, I've got enough, it's fine.
You've got enough clues for that.
Right then, here we go. Welcome to the show.
Oh, God.
Right, first initials, S-T, right? Is that right?
Well, I don't know. Oh, we don't know, do we? How do we know?
Here we go, S-T, and the cryptic clue is better than the average homeless person. Okay?
Sorry, I think... Is that a band?
Yeah.
Is it an old band?
Yeah.
I think that's one word.
Alright then, S. S, it's an old 70s band. Better than the average homeless person. Tim?
Go on.
Supertramp.
Yes.
Supertramp it is.
Yeah.
Well done, 1 point to
I have
you,
no idea
Tim.
why that's right, by the way.
You don't understand why it's right?
He's a super tramp.
Oh, right.
Better than the average homeless
cryptic,
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, cryptic.
Yeah.
Okay, second one. Come on, Sam, you've got a...
That's actually quite good for Carl. Trust me, Tim. I mean, take that as a good clue. Because, yeah, okay.
We won't do this again.
Right, 1-0 to
Right,
Tim.
here we go.
Right.
F. The letter is F. That's the next one we're moving on to. And the cryptic clue is, the little girl is hungry. What shall we do?
The S or F?
I've got it.
F.
Ready? Sam. Peter.
Yes, 1-1. Feed her.
He's pulled out of the
Feed her.
Yeah. Feed her. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 1 each. So this is the decider, isn't it?
Wait a minute, ITV are on the phone.
Well, you said first to 3, so no, it's not, is it? That's what I said. Just do the 3 clues and who gets the most.
Okay, well, we can do that now. So, here we go.
I love this. This is rubbish. Go on.
So, here's the last one. The initials are AK, right? And the cryptic clue is exploding pet. Shout out your name if you know it.
Last orders at the bar, please. Last orders at the bar.
Exploding pet. AK.
You're tuned to XFM 104.9, Karl Pilkington's quiz, Rockbusters. The format is still available. The highest bidder, please give us a call, or you can email ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Is it a band or a singer?
I'll give you a bit more of a clue. It's a pop band. Okay, we wouldn't play...
Tommy Kitten.
Yes!
Hey.
Oh, this is amazing radio. So who was that won?
That was Sam who won.
So it's 2-1 to Sam, so he wins... What does he win, Carl?
He wins some CDs and some videos.
No, he's got obviously now, Sam, if you're ready, take the spot, you're gonna do the gold run. Away you go, Carl.
I haven't got any more.
You're a fool. Right, stay on the line, we're giving both some presents. Play a record for...
Rick, I'm gonna shoot off.
Not come! Feeder, come back around. He's getting all stressed again.
You know, we've only done an hour.
I know, I'll tell you what, this
You know,
seems
there's
like
another
3.
hour to go.
I know, I don't know what it seems like to the, the listeners. I say
I'll tell you this, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, Carl, but I think maybe someone else should come in and press the buttons. Because I'm not sure you're across it. I don't think you can concentrate on talking and working at the same time. I'm not sure you can...
Walking
Yeah,
and
it's, for you it seems it's a
Oh,
bit
no,
like...
don't say that. Look, he's gutted. No, there's a lot of gone wrong here. I say throw this desk out and get a real one. Seriously.
Well, I think there's a Fisher Price one you can buy in Argos that might be worth
but
getting.
yeah, we got there. We were stunned because it was second hand, this one. But, this is like the Mir space station. I mean, it really is falling apart. Get a new one in. Let's not, you know... Oh... I can't believe it. I mean, look at that. Look at the library. Look at the gaps in the library.
Let's not go on about this, because this isn't good.
What? Whereas that quiz was. Whereas that was good radio.
You can join in and stuff.
But the
that.
problem is, Carl, why do you rush to do it? I told you before we should practice these things. That's
Although,
how
to be
it's
fair,
done.
Steve, I haven't got time to do anything, so at least Carl's coming up with stuff.
But I don't mind, running
What other
through with
ideas
it
have you
while
got?
you're having a kip outside.
Really?
doing
What
the
other ideas have
records.
you got? Have you got any other ideas, Carl? Because you've got another hour, but have you got anything at all?
I've got that feature Educating Ricky, which is a bit of a play on words as well. Right? Do you know the film, Steve?
Educating Rita.
Yeah.
I'll see what you've done. Go
I'm
on.
doing that, and I teach Ricky stuff.
What do you teach me, Carl?
Well, I've got a few different topics.
Go on.
Do you know, like how you taught me about Hitler and Che Guevara and Winston Churchill? Mm-hmm. I'm going to come in with topics every week, and this week I've got
Ghosts?
No, hanging bacon is one of the topics.
Say that again.
Hanging bacon.
Hanging bacon.
All the titles.
Francis Bacon.
No, all the titles are sort of named to sort of tease you and get you more interested in it.
Hanging bacon. Well, you've certainly intrigued.
Go on. What's another title one?
Hairy Chinese kid.
I'm gonna go for that one.
If there was a university degree with that title,
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go for hairy Chinese kid.
And
I
the
think.
final one.
Yeah.
Alien gives man a beard.
Right.
alien gives man a beard.
I am gonna burst. Right, listen, Carl, you've got to tell me. Right, first, right, let's do it in
No,
reverse
we're
order.
not going to do it now anyway.
What do you mean? We've got to do it now. I mean, this is the first interesting thing you've said in an hour. Okay, the listeners have just been subjected to rubbish and mistakes and everything for the last 6 months. Please, we've got to do Alien Gives Man a Beard. What is that? Tell us that.
Right.
Sorry, this is just you telling me something, is it? This feature is you telling me something.
Well, teaching you something. Educating Ricky. Huh?
So are we playing it now? We're already into this feature. Well into this feature, are we?
Yeah, I suppose we are, yeah.
Should there not be a jingle or something?
Yeah, can we have a
Well, there's
jingle?
no point, because look, I come up with ideas and you dismiss them straight away, so I'm not wasting my time making stuff.
Right.
If you don't like
well, okay,
it.
let's play Educating Ricky.
Right.
Brilliant. Go. Right.
Right, so-
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Educating Ricky.
Right, what we going for then? Hanging the bacon, airy Chinese kid, alien gives man a beard.
I think Alien Gives Man a Beard.
I'd
we're
like
all
to do
excited
that.
about.
Right, there's this fella, I think it happened in America, and he saw a bright light in the sky. And,
Carl, if you're bored.
and he stood there.
This is a true story, is it?
Yeah. He stood there,
Yes, of course it isn't, Steve.
and he saw this bright light, and it came closer and closer, and it was a UFO, right?
Yep.
And he looked at it, and it disappeared, right? And he gets back in his car,
He looks in the mirror.
and he looks in the mirror.
Yep.
He's only got a beard.
He has.
You sure it wasn't someone else who got in the car and he was still standing out there?
No, right?
What?
And it turned out,
Yeah.
he got home and said to his wife or his girlfriend, it's a bit weird. So I just got out of the car to look at a bright light, and I got back in the car and I grew a beard, and she said, never mind your beard, where have you been for 3 days? And what had happened is,
He passed out because he was pissed.
no, the UFO had taken him for 3 days,
Yeah.
but he'd only thought that he'd only looked at it and it went away.
Yeah.
But what had happened is, he took him, and
Yeah.
he grew a beard because he hasn't had a shave.
Right, okay. I mean, was Will Smith or Tommy Lee Jones anything to do with this at all? Did you see this on a video maybe and thought it was an educational film?
No, it's from a book that some kind person sent in to me. here.
Can I just ask again, just again, I'm just throwing this right back at you. Do you think there's any other possible answer here? Right? A man is absent for 3 days from home.
He's grown a
length
beard.
of time that it could take to grow a beard, lest we forget. What if he hadn't actually seen a bright light in the sky?
What if he was lying? What if he
drunk?
was lying?
He'd got knocked unconscious. He'd had a car crash.
Just
any number
lying.
of other
No,
things.
just lying.
Or he was just lying.
Yeah, he'd been on a bender, getting pissed for 3 days
and that
with
was
his
his
mates.
excuse to his wife.
And they went, Dennis, what are you gonna tell your wife?
Well, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
She's not going to believe I was out with you, lads.
Just say you're only away for a minute. No, she didn't know I wasn't away from it because of the beard. Oh yeah, look, it looks like you've been out for 3 days. Well, we have. That's
Exactly.
right. Okay, we've got to cover that then. Alien abduction.
Great one.
Okay, let's try that.
Do you see? That's a little scenario there that could have been played out.
So, when you say educating Ricky, what have I learnt from this? Never listen to you again. That's all I've learnt so far. Never listen to you.
Yeah, we'll add a little bit more in here, right? To
Well,
spice this
no,
up.
what do you mean add a little bit more?
We'll add a bit more to this what I'm educating you about,
Go on.
right? There's only a law in America that says if you touch a UFO, you're going to get done. Now, why would they make a rule? I don't know that. Do you know, like, all their rules have a code?
Carl, I genuinely do not know what you're talking about.
Right. Do you know, like, how here they might have...
Do you know
I
what?
have no idea.
Right,
Okay.
Do you know, like, over
Rick,
here...
I'm listening to Capital on these headphones. I got Foxy on from yesterday.
Right, let's bin that.
No, wait, it's great. No,
I want to hear about Airy Chinese Kid.
let's play a tune. And
Okay,
let's come
play a
back
tune,
with
come back with
Airy
Airy Chinese
Play a
Kid,
bit-
definitely.
Some doors.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just thought I'd go back, take it back to the 60s. This is a tune that a friend of mine sent
If
me.
you touch a UFO, you get done.
Soul Kitchen from The Doors.
Shambles today, this.
David Bowie, Slow Burn, yeah. Quite a Eno trilogy
Yeah,
feel
not bad
about
at
it.
all, yeah.
Lodger
Is it
and
a
sort
new
of
tune?
low type, yeah. But, yeah.
Enjoyable.
Now, okay. That's stressful, isn't it? I think we've got things working now. We've had people come in and out, just shaking their head going, shouldn't have bought that desk. But it's all sorted now, I think. And,
You notice how
I'm
it took
sorry.
about
What?
25 minutes for them to come down as well, though? Do you feel like we're maybe quite low in the pecking order in the building?
Definitely.
You know, it's like Capital First, Capital Gold. They can shoot off to other sort of pirate stations.
Yeah.
People's car radios, then they come back here.
Oh dear. Oh, I had a job at Richard Sounds.
Yeah.
Light fitting was buzzing. Now, but we've got. Thanks for staying, listening. Right, okay. Educating Ricky. What have we got? Airy Chinese Kid. Go on.
Right, yeah. This is the... I didn't want to do this.
What do you mean you didn't want to do it?
Well, I wanted to give you three, and I gave you one. It was like the alien man gets a beard or whatever.
Yeah,
And-
which was total rubbish. So this one should be better, maybe.
Hairy Chinese kid. Right, well,
Yeah.
we've talked about hairy people in the past.
True enough.
Haven't we?
Yeah.
You know, the little kids who grew up in woods and hung around with wolves and that.
Yeah. Again, you're confusing it. Yeah, they're not. There were some people that were born. Very hirsute. They were not the
Yeah.
people who were brought up with wolves.
Yeah.
You just put that together in your Homer Simpson type mind.
Right, well, this is like a sort of close to that sort of story.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is, right, Chinese people aren't that hairy as a nation. No, seriously, that's a well-known fact. They don't have that much body hair and stuff.
Okay.
So this little kid who was born over there, he was like covered in stuff,
Was he?
and it was only his nose that wasn't hairy. The rest of his body was caked in hair, right? And his hair sort of
What
grew.
sort of hair was it? Was
thick hair.
No, what I mean is, was it sort of like a pony's mane? So he just looked like an Ewok. You know what I mean? Just like hanging down, sort of straight, dark
Well,
hair.
in the picture, it looked like it grows
was it
from
downy?
his eyebrow. It grows from his eyebrows quite thick, and then it just goes all the way over
You
his
don't
head.
think it was just really long eyebrows that he'd done a comb over?
No, it was all over his body. It had a picture of like his back and that.
Yeah.
And
Had he styled it? Had he styled it at all? Did he have it in a quiff or?
no, it was just
hanging everywhere.
all over him.
Yeah.
And they were like, you know, this is a bit weird, happening in China, where we're not normally that hairy.
That was the scientist speaking there.
Yeah.
And the local press and that were getting him down, calling him monkey boy and all this.
Oh,
And
thinking Chinese press.
but the doctor,
Yeah. Oh.
They're cruel, aren't they?
the
It's like
doctor,
those game shows.
well,
That's Japanese, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's call that.
Yeah.
and the doctor said,
I was talking through all that time while we were just like talking to each other then. Because I turned round and I still saw he was talking. Go on.
So anyway, the local press came in to see the hairy boy, the monkey
Yeah,
boy.
and they were like being tight, taking the mickey out of him, and the doctor said,
Throwing him nuts.
said he's only hairy. Said he's a healthy young kid. The only faults he's got is he's got a little bit of eczema and a boil. And he said everybody should just treat him the same, and I think he grew up a healthy kid. Yeah, so that's the
That's
That's the end of the story.
that's not a story.
why.
But I've got nothing. I don't know what to say to that. So someone in China was born slightly hairier than the rest, and he was normal apart from eczema and a boil. That to me isn't a story. But if it is, I've got a million. I mean, it's sort of like bloke from Manchester went a bit bolder than the rest, got a job on radio. He was normal. I mean, that's not a story, is it? Do you know what I mean?
All right then.
Hang on.
Hold on, he's got the big guns. You're not going to give us hanging bacon, are you?
Yeah.
Come on then.
Right.
This is the one we've been looking forward to. This is it.
No, this is a good one.
This is the one.
And this is a story, right? Do you know the saying, chewing the fat?
Good one. It's one of my favourites.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know what it means?
Talking.
Right. Well, do you know where it came from?
No.
Right, what they used to do years ago, when people didn't have much money...
Is this the same as the throwing the baby out of the bathwater?
No, it's not the, well, it's not the same saying, but it's...
No, but I mean, is it as wrong as that was?
Well, let me tell you, and we'll
Go
see.
on. Okay.
Like, people go out to work, and with the money, they'd buy food.
Oh yeah, go on. This is a good system. What? Go on. What do you mean? People go out to work and with the system.
And if you were quite well off, you might treat your family to some bacon, right? But do you know, like in these days, if people earn a lot of money, they might buy a nice suit or a car.
Yeah. So what are you saying? You're saying wait. Let me get this straight. You're saying that you go out to work and get money to buy things to live, and if you get sort of enough money to live and you've got some left over, you might treat yourself on like a suit or a car or something. Is that what you're...
Yeah.
Oh,
but
go on.
back then, if you earned money, they'd say,
This is olden times.
yeah,
Okay.
let's get some bacon in, right? And what they'd do, they'd hang it in the kitchen
What, to show it off?
to show it off to all the neighbours and friends. Because if you had hanging bacon, it was like, he's doing all right for himself.
Yeah.
Some lovely bacon.
So they had loads of bacon hanging up, and people would come round, right? And whilst they stood in the kitchen talking about whatever they're talking about,
in olden times.
they'd say, do you want a bit of rind? And they'd rip a little bit of rind off, and whilst they're having a chit-chat,
Chewing the
they'd
fat.
chew on the rind.
Well, I think that's probably true.
And
I
it's
haven't
like-
heard that, but that one to me sounds true. Do you see the difference between that one and a man was abducted and grew a beard? Can you see the difference in
Yeah, but
why I
different-
accept that
different-
story?
Different stories for different things.
Different stories for different things. So, see, that's a nice story. If it's true, I don't know if it's true. I mean, but it seems totally possible, viable, quite interesting. I won't be quoting that myself until I've verified it. But that's, you know, I won't be telling anyone the bloke got in the car and he had a full-faced beard. Why has his car been towed away?
Because it was a quiet road.
Was it?
wasn't in the way. So,
Are you filling in the blanks again? That wasn't in the book, was it, that you read? See, that's the thing. Sometimes I think you make up bits of the story as though they were fact. That doesn't seem right.
well, that's all you can do, innit? so that's educating Ricky. Will we
Brilliant.
do that next week?
That is brilliant.
No, I think
Carl.
that was good. I did. I mean, I enjoyed that. I learned something from that.
I mean, I want to get I mean, this is all from one book, is it?
Yeah.
That's an interesting book.
With the, I don't want to dwell on it, but with the hairy Chinese kid, what did they say about that? What was the, I mean, was it once there was born a kid who was slightly more hairy than everyone else, but it's all right, he only had a boil. Oh, how did they word it? How did this capture your imagination?
There was a picture.
It was a picture that grabbed me first of all,
Sure.
and it was like, God, what's up with him? And that's when I read it.
Did you see the boil and the eczema or just the hair?
No, you see, because his face is like, just under his eyes is sort of nice and smooth, and his nose is sticking out, and that's not hairy. But the rest of him, it looked like he had a sort of a balaclava on or something. And then I read on, and it's like, this is a hairy kid in China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay. Good. Anything else in there? Because I mean, I like that.
we'll do more of that next week.
How is that alongside hanging bacon, alien abduction, a hairy Chinese kid, and a little interesting fact about the derivation of a phrase?
What do you mean?
He didn't understand a word of that. I knew the word derivation was going to cause problems. I thought derivation shouldn't have come out.
I wasn't disputing. He's all smug because he just had a phone call. That was Beck, lost cause. Go on, tell him why you're all smug.
Because Adrian just called up.
Yeah.
After hearing the story about the Chinese kid.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, that's true. He said that there was a TV programme on it.
Yeah.
He had a chromosome defect.
Yeah.
And it made him hairy. And his mum and dad used to have to shave him. That wasn't in the book. But, thinking about it, that's not a good move anyway, is it? Because they say that for women, if you get a few hairs on your top lip, don't shave it because it'll grow back thicker and faster. So...
Right.
They should have just, let him be
They should have just said, well, let's see how bad it gets. But if they went in there straight away, if he came out as a baby and a little bit hairy, they should have left it, maybe, for a little bit. But Adrian called up and said, yeah, he was hairy, he was
but
alright.
we weren't disputing there was a Chinese kid born slightly hairier than the rest.
We were disputing the fact that you didn't actually tell us a story. You just told us a
And what we are
selection of
disputing
facts.
is that man was abducted by aliens for 3 days and grew a beard.
Yeah.
That's definitely not true.
No,
We don't know about chewing the fat, but it sounds quite viable.
Yeah.
You see, the difference is between me and Steve and you is that what we believe isn't random. Do you know what I mean? It's not random. The things that...
we don't believe stuff just because it's interesting.
It's not every other thing we believe and every other thing we don't.
Well, I think Carl believes stuff if it's interesting.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
If he thinks, oh, intriguing. Fact.
He said to me on the, before you got a minute, he said, that Ollie's record, He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, what's that about then? And I went, oh, I don't know, I heard, it was about someone who had a disabled brother, and, he was lifting him in and out of a car or something, and someone said, oh, do you want a hand? And he went, no, he's not heavy, he's my brother. I.e., this isn't a burden for me.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Carl, what did you say?
I'd say...
No, I'll tell you what he said. He went, well, that's ridiculous, he was still heavy. And he said, don't turn down help.
Which... We were talking about that because a new feature we're starting about this time every week.
Oh, yeah.
We start about this time every week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do... that song's got a good story.
Okay.
Yeah, love it, snappy. Go on, go on.
There's loads of songs out there, isn't there, with songs that you couldn't fade out. When you hear them on the radio and that, you don't want anyone to talk over the start or the end.
Yeah.
Because
but remember we did this once before with, Killing a Georgie by, Rod Stewart?
Yeah.
And I was a bit worried that it might have been a true story, because we were, you know, joking about it. And, he went, oh, you know that Killing a Georgie? He went, I think it is a true story. I went, why? He went, I listened to it again, and Rod Stewart at the beginning says, this is one of my best friends. So... It's brilliant, isn't it? It's genius.
So there's loads of songs out there, and what I want to do, we want to get the audience involved in this, so if you've got, like, a favourite song that's got a really good
If you've got an audience.
Well,
yeah, go on.
And they email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, and they say what the song is now.
What would examples be, then?
Examples, ones that jump to mind straight away for me. Elvis, In the Ghetto.
Yeah, good one.
Brilliant.
Andrew Gold, Lonely Boy.
Absolutely.
Don't know that one.
Eminem, Stan.
Right, yeah. Good one. You couldn't fade it out, could you? Because you go, well, what happened?
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely.
And that's what I'm saying. Not just any sort of pop song that keeps repeating itself. And, you know, it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it skips or, you know what I mean, if you turn the radio off.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about
Ernie,
songs.
the fastest milkman in the world.
Yeah, that is a good story. That is a good story. Oh.
Yeah.
Do you know that one?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a story, yeah.
Ted from Teddington, he drove the baker's van.
Well,
So what have we got then? Have we got one?
so we're going to kick it off today with Stevie Wonder, Living Just Enough for the City.
Okay.
And, just briefly.
Sum it up. Right,
Yeah.
if you haven't, if you are nipping out, maybe you're in the car and you're about to pull up somewhere and get out. What it's all about is a lad who's growing up in, like, America in some rough area, right? And he's trying his best to do well and get a job and everything, but because of where he's from, it's stopping him doing that, right? It's like how I grew up on an estate in Manchester. I had to leave there and come to London to do all right for myself,
Yeah.
right? And it's his whole family, and it's a tale of, like, how his man works dead hard and works loads of hours, but the kids are always well dressed and cleaned. It doesn't mean just because you haven't got a good job, you let your house run down. Do you know what I mean? She's looking after it. The sister, you know, she hasn't got new clothes, but they're always clean, and her knees are clean, I think it says in one point.
Good. Excellent. Clean knees, always important.
So will we give it a listen? Let everyone
Brilliant,
hear
it's
it?
a
Well, I
great
don't
track.
think Stevie can do it justice. After that explanation.
Right, so
I'm not sure he's
I
going
hope
to
he
top
uses
that.
like some sort of like backing tune to try and.
Try and pep it up a bit, because
Yeah.
you have really knocked the socks off it.
so-
Brilliant. I'm looking forward to the clean
here we go
knees.
then. It's a new feature.
What is it called again?
The story in that song's really good. Here's Stevie Wonder.
Carl, back announce that. It's your choice, that.
Right, songs with good stories that you can't fade out.
Yeah. Although you can heavily edit them for
Yeah, I
them.
noticed you didn't play the full version, which
No,
has
it's
obviously
radio,
got the complete story in. You've just played a
I haven't heard the other. That's
single
all I
version.
know.
Well, in the album version, he
gets
goes to jail.
abducted. He gets abducted as well, and he comes back with a big beard.
Yeah, and he's
No.
covered in hair. No,
No.
he gets arrested and goes to jail. But it's just, you know, it's just because he gets picked up because he's black and he hasn't done anything wrong. There's a whole other
never heard that
sort
one.
of section.
Maybe we should change this section.
No, what we'll do, right?
Abridged versions of songs.
Yeah.
No, next week we'll play the second bit, and it'll be like Star Wars or something like that. Brilliant.
Caught by the River on XFM 104.9. Well, it's been a good show, hasn't it? There's been sort of like quite a rock and roll 70s feel to it, mainly the equipment. But we got through it. Carl's been telling us some great insights into his mind, really. We've had a few laughs, a few tears. Bit stressful. What were you telling me in the week about when you went to visit your dad in hospital?
Oh, we're talking about yeah, when I got back off holiday, my dad was in hospital. I shot back to see him, see how he's getting on, and hospitals are depressing places, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really, like, God, you know, even if you're not that ill, it makes you feel worse.
Yeah.
Because it's really, like, drags you down, these people walking around moaning, and, you know...
You, mainly.
Yeah. Nurses.
And, my dad was
political.
there.
Yeah.
Is,
High five.
Satire.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I would like to be
Because
the
they don't get
NHS.
paid enough and all that, and they do,
Oh.
like...
No, well, that's
Tony
what I mean.
Blair, are you listening?
I don't want to look like I'm moaning about the people working, because they all work really hard.
Yeah, of course they do,
everyone,
yeah.
But it's just
God bless
the hard depressing places.
High five.
Nice one,
Go
nice
on.
one.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm sat there, and my dad's getting fed up, and
Is that because you're visiting?
just he's quite an active bloke, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden he's
Doesn't
got
like
to stay
being-
in bed, and
yeah.
you know, it's like sit down, stop moving about, and all this. So he's sat there, and there's an old woman in the bed next door, right, and she's in a bad way anyway.
Yeah.
Right. She must have been, I'd say she looked about 98 or something like that.
Okay, good.
Right. Now, I don't know what was wrong with her, but she was always constantly moaning, and you could see that the nurses were trying their best to keep her happy, and she wasn't having any of it. And, you know, she was moaning because her hands had gone blue.
Well, that is a worry, to be honest.
Well, it's not, because she's 98.
Is that what happens?
But why doesn't the doctor, if I was a doctor, and I'm not one, but...
No, Carl, don't be modest. Are you a doctor? Yes or no?
but if I was
think he's
there-
let it slip. Are you, Carl? Are you a doctor?
No, listen.
Look me in the eye.
Right.
Right,
So this
Carl-
woman had blue hands. Had
She
she
had-
seen a spacecraft?
Right. So...
Go on.
She had blue hands. Now, she's 98. If I was a doctor, I'd be
No,
thinking,
she's not 98. You said earlier on she looked about 98. So you're making that up.
It's just shifted from
98.
speculation to fact.
Absolute fact now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, she's 98.
It is fact now.
There's a 100-year-old woman.
Yeah, go on, yeah.
If I was a doctor, I'd be thinking,
You're not, are you? You honestly, you
How did I con them? How did I get away with this?
I'd be thinking,
right.
she's 98. She hasn't got long left. Why not just let her be at home and be happy in
With
her
her blue
own
hands, yeah.
space?
Yeah.
You know, and let her have a nice life, whatever's left.
Because she may hurt herself, so you may have falls. Some people have to go in there for their own protection. She might not have immediate
More
family.
than that, she may not have been dragged in against her will.
No,
She
no.
may have come to hospital because she was worried
Yeah.
about her blue hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I was talking to Ricky, he said, "Oh, what it would have been is probably a bit of." Did you say it's rheumatism or something?
No, I said a blueness can be through lack of circulation. but-
Right. So just
And
So,
I'm definitely not a doctor.
You've got blue hands, bad circulation. We're going to send you home. We'll give you a Rubik's cube. Play around with that with your hands. Get the blood.
Rubik's Cube!
Get the blood pumping.
Yeah.
And don't worry. I don't say, oh, it's really bad. Just think she's 98. Let her have a nice rest of the life.
Yeah.
But instead, she was there, and the annoying thing was, and they do this with a lot of people in hospital, they pump you with drugs, try to sort it out. They don't, there's probably a bit of guesswork going on. Maybe. A little bit.
Not as much as you, but go on.
Right? And because of that, they sort of break wind a lot. So I'm sat there with my dad talking.
Whoa.
Drugs do that, Steve. I'm sure if there's a doctor listening or a nurse, they will clarify that if they pump you with all sorts of stuff, it wants to come out.
Right.
So you're sat there having a serious chat. It's a quiet hospital. The woman next door with the blue hands suddenly starts seeping gas, right? I start laughing. Because if there's one thing that makes you laugh, it's that,
It's a 98-year-old woman with blue hands farting.
So you try to hold it in because it's a really quiet hospital, and it'd be obvious that that I was laughing at her, and I didn't want to be mean, but it was funny. And then it got me talking about my auntie, because my auntie Nora, she same thing, pumped her with loads of drugs. She used to a cabinet next to the bed is like Boots. She's got loads of stuff, right, for all sorts of stuff. And I mean, she's not that old, but she's on loads of stuff, right?
She's a bit coked up, is she?
She called up my mum once. And,
you told us this. Go on, tell it again.
And she said, "Oh, how are you doing?" And that. She said, "All right." Bit worried though. My mum said, "Why? What's up?" She said, "I've been breaking wind." So she goes, "Well, She says, "No, but this one is going on and on and on." And she was like, she was like, what do you say? What's like passing wind, farting for 5 minutes. one thing, not like, trumping and then nothing.
Yeah.
Continuous
drone of a fart.
Yeah.
I don't think she had... How big was she? She must be the size of a barn.
No, she's not that big. She's, she's good for her age.
No,
Quite
but I
slim
mean...
and that, quite slim.
No,
It's
but
just-
farting for 5 minutes. Where's all the gas? Was she circular breathing? Was she sucking it in with her mouth?
It was just, I don't know that much about it. But she called up my mum. About 2.5 minutes in.
Could you hear it in the background?
2.5 minutes in!
2.5 minutes in, she called my mum up, and it went on for a further 2.5 minutes.
Oh. And she just stayed on the phone, did she?
Where
On the
was-
phone, going,
well-
can you hear that?
Well,
Did she hold the phone next to her arse? Listen to that.
She was off the
I'm
ground.
trying to work a tune down.
she was actually hovering. She was 4 foot off the ground when they found her, the ambulance men.
The cat's dead.
Don't light a match! Don't light that cigarette!
Yeah, it's like that advert. The kids come home from school, switch on the lights.
Yeah. There they see Granny hovering, turn the light on.
Be careful if you have an elderly woman at home.
Yeah. Drugs make you fart.
so that's what I'm saying, just let these people...
What are you saying? No, wait a minute, what are you saying?
I'm saying let people enjoy the life they've got left.
No, you're not. You're saying don't put them in hospital, leave them at home to die.
No, I'm not.
Give them a Rubik's Cube and let them die.
I'll tell
That's
you
what you're
something-
saying.
Yeah, I'll tell you something now, right? Steve, I'll tell you something. I didn't want to do it because it'd bring the show down, but she did die.
Who, the blue-handed lady?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because I said to my dad, how's the woman next door?
How's
He said,
farting?
oh, she went last night. They've got an old fella in there now.
God.
So, there you go. So, wouldn't it have been better to leave her at home, where her friends and family can call her and speak to her, even nip that round if they want, with a cat, I imagine.
No, it's definitely a cat now. What was that cat's called, do you imagine?
Probably, I'm seeing like a big ginger one, so I don't know, something like, I don't know, maybe ginger, or whatever. Maybe I had a budgie. But that's what I'm saying, just let him enjoy his life, because dying in hospital, I wouldn't like to do it. If I went to the doctors and they said, you haven't got long life left, I'd say, well, I'll stay at home.
Yeah.
And that's the point I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Right? If you can't do anything for them, let them enjoy their life.
Yeah, a Rubik's Cube.
Right, well, good. Backfired. Now, let's play the second of the Rolling Stones track. I'm going to try and do this every week. It's a feature called Too Lazy to Go and Get Another Album. What about a classic bit of rock and roll? Yeah?
I'd love to hear
Brown Sugar. Do you know what this is about, Carl?
Drugs.
Steve thinks I can't tell you what this is about because it's too rude for radio. But you've done it again, haven't you? You've had another call, haven't you?
Yeah, just that drugs do make you have wind, morphine especially. That's the bad one to have.
And that was from a medical student, wasn't it?
Yeah. Up in Leeds, so cheers for that.
Haven't had any calls about the alien abduction, funnily enough.
No clarification on that so far.
No.
Keep you posted, though.
Yeah. If anything happens, we will let you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. We got through it with all these mistakes. They've got to get this equipment fixed, and they've got to go to HMV Monday and buy about, I'd say, £5,000 to £10,000 worth of new albums. Definitely.
It's gonna be good
Get
next
this
week.
fixed. No, get this fixed. Definitely.
Yeah. Don't go on about that. Next week though, we'll have more educating.
That's
Ricky.
the phone. Look, that's the phone.
Yeah, don't do that.
What?
Educating Ricky. We'll do the quiz. Rockbusters. Do that again.
Right, I
And
might not be
songs.
here. If that's the case.
And Steve,
What?
what have you got?
What, next week?
No.
I'm just going to bring some sandwiches. Do you notice I was quite quiet for the last 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Just dozed off.
Yeah, well, the air conditioning's...
I'm feeling quite muggy.
It's too... That doesn't work either. And this is totally serious. I'm not joking. It's ridiculous. So...
Right, a song for the ladies to end with as ever. Sly and the Family Stone. It's always a favourite. If you want me to stay.
Yeah.
See you next time.
1:05 then, already, of a Saturday. So I'm Ricky Gervais. That was Placebo, yeah? With special needs, which brings me to my next point. With me, Karl Pilkington.
Karl Pilkington, there he is.
Steve Merchant. 104.9.
That's it.
We're back then.
Well, for one last time.
Well, it's certainly the end of the season. We're away for at least, 2 months. We're doing the Office special. And possibly forever, depending on whether Karl decides he wants to carry on with this. Because, we do this for fun. We don't need to do this. We don't need to do this for, money. Obviously not.
The kind of money you're earning, Rick, you do not need to do
I
this.
don't need to do it. It's quite honestly beneath me.
Yeah.
We don't need to do it to further our career because it's embarrassing being
Didn't
on
your
XFM.
accountant say, do not even bother cashing those XFM checks? It's not worth your while.
No, it's not. The time it took to sign them,
Exactly,
it wasn't worth it. So we do this basically to ridicule Karl on a large sort of platform. I say large platform.
Yeah.
XFM. No other radio station will have us.
It's roughly the same as standing up in McDonald's.
I
and
imagine
ridiculing
so. But of a lunchtime though.
Yeah. Or
so,
when it's just the cleaning staff mopping up.
Yeah. So, if Karl doesn't come back, he's breaking up the three-way partnership.
He's very much
forever.
Sting, isn't he? In about, 1986, 87?
Exactly.
He's going to go off and sort of make some quite poor, sort of jazz-inflected white man soul.
Yeah.
And leaving us to go about our business.
Play pizza places.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm going to go into sort of maybe writing
say,
soundtracks.
Dad, why can't I be in the CIA?
Yeah.
You don't know anything about it. You're a drummer.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. Do you think anyone cares?
I wouldn't have thought so. Because I think if someone was interested in having some good chat and some great laughs, they'd spend more time with their friends.
Yeah, or listen to another radio station.
Or listen to a decent radio show. I think
something like that, yeah.
they listen to XFM for some music to have on in the background that's loud enough so they can hear it while they're hoovering.
Yeah, I don't think our fans hoover.
Well, true.
I think you've got to have...
Or shoot up, whatever.
I think you've got to have a house to hoover. I'll tell you what I do want, though, some great music.
They do indeed.
They'll be saying, since you've been gone. See that? That's the sort of link I can do if we stay
If you
together.
could cut out all the other drivel you speak, you'd be great on Magic.
I know, yeah. You've got a...
Come on.
You've got a rainbow something, haven't you?
Rainbow.
You got a rainbow something.
Oh, it's rainbow.
Well, for a last show, that song had everything. It's got 2 guitar solos.
Yes.
It's got a key change. It's got bad grammar, Since You've Been Gone by Rainbow, and that's for Camfield, the Prince of Rock.
Yeah.
He's going to be the king when Vance, just hands over his crown.
Yeah.
And you've still got that on XFM, so, don't worry about us going, oh, you weren't? Oh, okay then. No one cares.
No one
cares. This is our last show, let's make it a good one.
Let me give out the email address, because I imagine there's going to be a flood of emails
Saying,
demanding we stay.
please, Karl, keep the team together.
Yes, it's jono.coleman.
Coleman's not a team. He's just a big lad.
Yeah.
Right, come on.
What do you mean, come on? I've got nothing.
Ricky.Gervais.
Oh, Ricky.Gervais at XFM.
Or Karl.Pilkington, because you can do it throughout the week, you can do it throughout the 2 months. And, what's the phone number for XFM? 0207, is it 766 6000? And then just ask people through the car and leave a message on his voicemail.
Yeah.
So email him a lot. 0207 766 6000, I think, and just ask for Karl Pilkington.
Yeah.
Little Karl Pilkington, little baldy mank
twit.
And say, please stay.
Yeah.
Please stay. Carl, say something then.
How are
It's
you,
your
mate?
last show. Say hello.
What are your feelings, Carl, so far? I mean, are you tearful? Are you upset?
Not at all.
No?
Can't wait for 3 o'clock. Sure. You see, it was interesting how Ricky was saying he only does it for the fun. I haven't even got that bit.
Yeah.
I am paid peanuts to work Saturdays, which wrecks me weekend.
Pay peanuts, you get monkeys.
I have no fun.
Yeah.
You
Right?
having a laugh.
And what people
You
forget
love
is-
this. You love this. You love me coming in and having a little chat beforehand and after.
Yeah, but that's the funny thing, innit? Listeners just think, why does he get so moody about it, having Ricky annoying him just on a Saturday?
Yeah.
It's not just of a Saturday.
Why?
It's in the week as well.
How do
it's
I
way
annoy you?
over the
How do I annoy
recommended
you?
Daily
How
annoyance.
do I annoy you, Carl? So you can't, if you be specific. See?
The first thing that springs to mind, when I'm trying to work with Steve before saying, come on, let's, find some interesting stuff to talk about, I think you were playing the accordion in the air. Was it the accordion? I mean, it doesn't really matter, they get the idea.
Although I can't play the accordion, so it wasn't very good, was it?
Where did you find an accordion?
I there was one out there, right? And then
Next to the drum kit you started playing with.
and then I had a loudspeaker and I put the accordion for the loudspeaker. Then it loud, those loudspeakers. They're amazing.
My question is this, Carl. Do you honestly think that's going to stop just because we're not on air anymore? He's not going to see you on a Saturday, so he's just going to come in even more often.
Yeah, I can just drop
He
in.
won't bother me as much though.
I think he will.
And he'll have his fob taken off him, so he won't be able to just wander in.
Of course I won't.
So
What?
They
They're
won't.
not. Do you think they're going to? Of course they're going to let Ricky Gervais walk in anytime they want.
Yeah, I might come in, I might do a few trailers, might hang out, with Andrew, going, hey Andrew, how's it going? He'd go, yeah, we're having a bit of trouble, what do you think? I say, lose that off the playlist, put that one on, sack them. Yeah? Let's have a little bit of feeder. Feeder. Forget about tomorrow. At least we're here today, Steve. The three of us for an hour and a half more. The last time ever, possibly. It's up to little baldy head Mankey. Little Karl Pilkington.
A number of emails, Rick. This is from Matthew Davis. I think he very much captures the mood of the email public. His email is just simply titled, Go! In the name of God, go! It says, why wait till 3? Why not leave immediately and stop subjecting us to this abject
Well,
misery?
Carl did once when he had to get a train.
Of course.
So, that's never happened on radio before.
But who knows? I mean, stay tuned. We might shoot off at 20 to 2.
Or we might get better.
We might get better.
We might get better because we've done a bit of planning, because I got Carl round last night
Really?
to do some planning of the show, didn't I? And so we've
yeah,
got...
I thought you were going to be there, Steve.
No, I wasn't told him about it.
Yeah, well, I called him up and said, why, what we're doing? He said, well, you can come round and, have a chat, maybe get some ideas and that for tomorrow. So I said, is Steve there? Yeah, Steve will be coming, yeah. So, go round. It's close, next to his flat. The pub couldn't be closer.
Yeah.
Alright?
Yeah.
Unless there was sort of spirits and that in the lift, they couldn't have got closer.
Yeah.
Alright? I turn up, you're not there.
No.
He's lied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, I knew
so-
you wouldn't come out if it was just like you thought I was going to muck around. I had to pretend it was work to
Right.
get you out.
So, you weren't there, Steve.
No.
Anyway, so he says, oh, come in the flat, got an interesting book that you'll like.
Okay.
So I think, well, that's kind of work, he's trying and that.
Yeah.
So I go in thinking we're going to get some good ideas and that from this book. Couldn't find the book. He looked for about 40 seconds, said, oh, I don't know where it is. Come on, let's come in here, let's have a wrestle. Right? So I'm sat in the lounge, right, sat there just chatting to his girlfriend and that, just chatting. He comes wandering out in his underpants.
Yeah.
Well, I was comfortable, yeah.
I don't know if you were comfortable because we were sort of pulled up
Yeah.
right between the crack.
Right.
Looked like, okay, probably like a gay sumo wrestler.
Yeah! And I did a little dance for you, didn't I? Because there was MTV on and I was doing a little dance.
Dancing to Elton John's new one.
Yeah! And what did you say? What did you say when I was doing a little dance for you and my pants pulled up? Like, do you remember what you said? You went, I poured him a drink, he was in my home, I'm entertaining him, he goes, are you sure you're not a bender? Is that any way to treat a host?
I think it was the right time to ask.
But we did do some work, didn't we? Because you got confused and he said this, oh god, it's like a child or a cat when it's confused. He went, Steve reckons, in ancient Greece, right, it was better to shag a bloke than a woman. And I went, well, yeah. I mean, that's about the male being, sort of a first-class citizen, much better, wasn't it? An aspiration
the
to
point
sleep with
was,
a beautiful
Carl,
man than a beautiful woman.
Women were lower-class citizens,
Yeah.
so therefore men were seen as higher class. So to have sexual relations with a man there was no shame in that.
No.
In fact, it was looked upon
And I
as a
said,
good thing.
well, it's, ancient Rome. I said, even Nero, he used to sit in his big jacuzzi, and he used to get, pretty boy men to just go into the water and just nibble at his testicles while he was having a watch.
He didn't do that.
He did!
No.
Yeah.
And he's not a gay fella.
No, well, no. I mean, I don't know about Nero, but I mean, it wasn't a case of a big delineation between what was heterosexual and what was gay. It was just, whatever you...
So what did this fella do then? This one who's having his...
Well,
having
he
his
was
little
pretty
testicles?
much top boy, Nero, for a while.
He was in charge.
And, and you did what you're told. If Caesar or...
But why were people going round there? Why didn't they go, oh...
No, they weren't dropping in. It wasn't like the door was opening. I was going to see what Nero's doing. It's not like when I pop in here to see you.
Normally what would happen is he'd say, come back to my place, I got a book for you.
Yeah!
You pop in.
But
He'd come out in his pants. Elton John would be on.
You'd have probably been like a delivery boy or a stable boy or something, and you'd have popped round there and you'd have gone, there, right, Nero, as the tablets of stone you wanted. And you go, Pilkington, why you are here? Pop under, I don't know why he's French.
What is that?
I don't know why he's French. Just pop under the water and nibble at my testicles and you'd have done it.
Because he was Nero.
I wouldn't.
You would have.
There's no way I would have done.
Yeah, well, you would
What
have.
have I done? I've dropped a pizza off.
Yeah, you
why
put
am I
round to
there?
Nero's place with pizza.
Right.
Pizza.
Right, I'd say I've done my job. Right?
Yeah.
That's not the sort of tip I wanted.
No, he'd have said, get the little baldy chap to nibble at my testicles, and you'd have been under the water.
I wouldn't have done it.
No,
Well,
you
you
might
might have me head on the
You'd
wall
have
here.
done it, right.
No, I wouldn't have done
Well,
it,
can I just say this, Steve? Not only would you be nibbling his testicles, you'd have been going mad. You'd have been noshing him just for extra. You'd have been doing everything he wanted. You'd have been going. He'd have gone, I didn't ask you to do that. You'd have been going mental. They'd have been chewing, slurping, smacking, poking. You'd have gnawed his packet off. You'd think you're eating Walker's crisps. There'd be bubbles. There'd be blood. Oh, it'd be horrible.
The Beatles from the soundtrack to The Yellow Submarine, actually, and that's Hey Bulldog.
On XFM 104.9, our last show, maybe. Me, Ricky, Steve, and little Carl. Alright, Carl? But, that book, that wasn't a fake. It wasn't like just a ruse to get you back to show you me and dancing in my pants to Elton John. It's that,
What was your girlfriend doing during that, instantly?
I think she was just getting on with sort of like packing up sort of boxes because we were moving. She was,
sure.
I don't think...
Well, she's seen it all before.
Yeah. And the book was, do you remember that book that I showed you? That, it was, Man's Body, an Owner's Manual. And it's just like loads of stats. And there's one in there.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Guinness Book of Records of
men. Yeah, there's one section there. There was,
sorry, hang on, it's not a Guinness Book of Records of men. That just sounds a little bit like you and I were sat around your house looking at a big book, picturing men.
The Big Man book.
The Big Man book.
He is a big man, isn't he?
Yeah.
He should be on the front cover.
Yeah, it was a book more about the kind of physical body and
Exactly,
about statistics
biology
and
and social and, sex and all that sort of stuff. And,
But we didn't
which
look at the sex
Which is where we got the, knob news for today from. Right? This is true, right? I read that you'll have someone's eye out! Knob news! Nearly forgot the jingle.
Yeah.
I read that the smallest ever functioning penis, right, was under 3/4 of an inch when erect.
Extraordinary.
That is bad luck, isn't it? And it's a micro penis, so it's perfectly scaled down. Just a little look at Carl's face.
Well, couldn't the fella have said, look, right, I'm not happy about it, so don't print it. It's not the sort of press people want, is it?
There wasn't a picture of him. It was anonymous. They didn't read the book and, at work next day and go, look at this, Frank. What? Smallest ever penis, half an inch. He didn't go, it's me! He just went, yeah, loser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, let's have a shower. I'm alright. He must have had to have a little jod with a pair of tweezers.
Yeah, presumably.
Because you couldn't even get a fist,
No.
that is bad luck, isn't it?
Was he a good-looking fella?
What would you do, right, if, he'd invited you round and said, right, and he was like the king, right? And he went, "Oh, Karl, can you just go in there and just nibble at it?" And you've gone under the water, and you're just about to nibble at it, and you come up and you go, "That's tiny." Would you be disappointed or relieved?
Right, well, that wouldn't happen.
No! Karl, I'm saying if it did, would you be disappointed? Would you go, "Oh, I can't even I don't know where to start with that," or would you go, "Oh, thank God it's not a big one"?
You've got to remember that he's the emperor. So you've got to do what he says or he'll have you killed.
What would you do? Would you go, "Oh, I lovely set of tackle," or, "Oh, it's not as big as I wanted," or would you secretly think, "I'm glad it's not big because I didn't want to, because I'm not that guy"?
I'm not even gonna think about it, because I wouldn't do it. I know I wouldn't do it, even back then.
Even back then? What do you mean? Even back then? What?
When was Nero at it? Well,
well, the Roman Empire was sort of like 2000.
Well, it stretched
up
for
to
years.
about, yeah. So,
it's a long time ago.
yeah, I wouldn't do it.
You'd have to.
I always remember, we're still doing Knob News?
Yeah.
Just a...
Knob News Extra.
Knob News Extra, excellent.
Well, I didn't do that well at school and that, right? But we had biology.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't take much of it in, but there was one day when it was about, Knob News and stuff.
Sure.
And it was all about how, blood, is what makes...
engorges.
Yeah.
The erectile tissue.
Sure.
Yeah, it was all about that. And, there's this girl in our class called Paula, right? We were sat there watching it, and she fainted. You just heard her go, "Oh!" and she hit the floor, right? Because we were all sat on top of the desk watching this. But I wasn't that interested in that.
No.
I wasn't looking at it and that. But Paula, right, she fell over. And the funny thing was, right...
What was it, a video?
Yeah, a video of, like, this blood...
Yeah.
Doing the business to this fella's member,
sure.
Right? And, she fell over, like, and everyone's like, "Oh, what's up with her?" And the teacher was trying to, like, wake her up and give her water and that. And it was really weird, because then the nurse came in, and yet this video was still playing. And the nurse came in, "What happened while you seen this?"
Yeah.
And you could hear, like, then it was going on to, like, sex education on the video. It was all done from start to finish. What happens, da-da-da-da, and by the end, and she was still out cold by the time it got to, like, and then they had a baby.
Yeah.
Right? And that just reminded me of it.
So, it seems to me that was her sex education class. She fainted when the penis got erect, and when she woke up, a baby was born. That's probably what she thinks happens. She's wandering around now.
And the whole class just missed out a bit, because they saw someone
if she's ever with a bloke and he gets an erection, she just goes, "Oh, no,
but that's
get
it.
pregnant."
She was a bit of a class tart, really. That's why everyone was like, "What's up with her?"
Karl.
But she was. Everyone was like, "What's up with her?" It's not as if she's not seen it before. But just reminded me then. Weird. But anyway, yeah. So I wouldn't.
Anyway, let's leave Nero aside.
Yeah. The other thing in this, should we play a record and come back? There's another interesting fact.
There is some extraordinary facts in that.
Yeah, well, more facts.
We're running over.
It won't be knob news. It won't be knob news. There'll be all different types of news. Libertines, don't look back into the sun. On XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington, for possibly the last time ever. I was coming in today, Steve, and I was walking just past Shaftesbury Avenue, at the beginning of Shaftesbury Avenue, and it's sort of a little bit of a tramp's corner going on there. And there's a couple of tramps, proper tramps, already had a few, and about sort of like 40 maybe, right, or that they could be 30, they could have a hard life, they probably have. But he was going, Johnny's coming down, but Les isn't going to make it. And I think they're just planning their social and meeting there. I just think that that's nice. They've got, they don't just drink by themselves.
Yeah.
What are we doing tonight? I thought we'd get drunk and sleep in the doorway. We did that last night. But I just like the idea that they're planning it. And they've got mates and they do stuff and they go, "Alright, how's it going?" Well, you know how it's going.
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to you in a pile of piss. You know how it's doing. Do you think, I was also thinking, do you think they ever wake up, like, before they've had anything, at 9 o'clock and go, I was pissed last night. Yeah.
Oh.
You were talking absolute rubbish. What was I doing? You were just going, "Hey, boys,
you were just shouting at cars walking in the street.
You were joking. Was I really embarrassing?
Yeah.
Well, you were pretty drunk.
I'll tell you this, I am never going to do that again.
Oh, but at least I didn't make a pass at Dirty Agnes. Oh, God, what did I do? You were just going, "Yeah, please, yeah." Just love the idea they have normal little conversations and that. I go, I imagine one of them going, I'm not coming out tonight, I've got no money. Nor have we yet. I'm just going to go and dance. Just go and dance outside McDonald's.
Seriously, I only made 18p today.
Oh.
You know what, because I always, I've always had a soft spot for the homeless. But do you remember that time I was walking over to yours once? And, see, there's the homeless people, there's those ones that they try to retain a certain dignity. They won't just come up and ask you for money. They'll come up and maybe try and start a conversation before introducing the fact.
The fact that what you despise and annoys you is the thing they're trying to hold on to is a little bit of pride.
I know.
And what do you want them to do?
Well,
just be crushed in a skip, going, just give me some money, look at me.
I just think come out and say it. Come out and say it, but don't try and fool me, because sometimes I feel like I've been tricked. I get annoyed because I feel like I didn't see you coming. You came out of left field, I didn't know you were a tramp.
I imagine the fact that they're bare-chested, apart from a blanket with their hand out, covered in sores, and no teeth is a clue that they're probably... Not really.
This was one of those ones, you sometimes see them, the ones they're slightly older, and they've got a full suit on. They wear a complete suit, like a pinstripe suit or something, with maybe trainers, admittedly.
Yeah.
And I sometimes think to myself, at what point in that moment before they finally left the house for the last time, did they think, well, I'm going to be homeless. I want to look good if I'm going to be homeless. I'm sleeping rough.
But it does happen quickly. It sort of happen. It can happen in a matter of days or weeks.
Anyway, listen, I'm not begrudging the fact that he asked for money. That's fine. I just felt a little bit annoyed because I thought he was an ordinary person.
Right.
And he came up to me and he said
nice distinction. Go on.
And he said to me, excuse me, mate, have you got the time? And I said, whatever, 3:10. And he went, have you got any money? And I knew then, I was annoyed. And it annoyed me because I thought, I should have known straight away. I mean, a homeless person, I sensed it straight away.
Yeah.
Excuse me if you got the time. I wanted to say to him, where have you got to be?
Well, yeah.
What appointments have you got?
Well, no. Maybe he goes to work, he starts begging at 3 o'clock. Yeah, he asked all that day, he goes, what time? They go 3:45, or whatever. You know what I mean? Then he goes, oh, give us some money. It's 3 o'clock.
Right.
Maybe he has the mornings off. It might have been his day off. He was doing half day or, shift work.
Yeah.
He might, you know what I mean? You never know what shift they're on.
But I just think when you see those people from shelter or from famine relief in the street, they've got to wear those little things over their clothes that say where they're from, or at least some kind of name tag. Yeah. So when you're stopped by them, you know what to expect. They've got a clipboard.
I know.
These homeless people who come out of there, they look like regular people. They come lurching out like zombies. You go, oh, you think that's an attractive woman? She's just come over. Oh no, look, she's got a dog on a piece of string.
I know, yeah.
I just think they've got to come out with it. They should just come out with it. Just be honest. Be proud.
Those people with their things sometimes annoy me, is where they stand right in the middle of the pavement. I have to zigzag, I have to cross the road 4 times to get through them. It's like playing Getaway on video, avoiding all these up and down Oxford Street. You have to really, and they come out, worse when they recognise me. That's why I've got about 8 standing orders now where I've been caught.
But I leave the house and it's just like people are trying to take my money from me. Between my house and the tube, there's just swarms of people trying to take my money from me at any cost.
Carl's got his first little direct debit, haven't you? £5 a week or something, quite for a month.
Yeah, I've joined something to help Africa out. I quizzed her for a bit. I mean, she came over and she was saying...
He was talking to her for about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Just making sure your money was going to the right place.
Yeah, I was saying, why have I got to give you my bank details? This is the thing. And I was saying to her, I'm sure you'd make more money, right, if you just had a little thing that you put money in. I said, I want to help you out, right, but it's the fact I've got to give you bank details. And she's saying, no, this is the way we guarantee we make money. We can help places out, because we could be out all day and we could only earn like 50p, whereas, we know that it's worth us standing around.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, fair enough. I said, so what's my money going to be doing then? And I think it's called care of the world or something.
Yeah.
And she's saying we're giving them money to buy hammers, and we're not just going to give them money to blow in and stuff. They've got to like work and
they don't give them money.
Well,
what did you think of these people just like and these drought planes? Like
it's a gift voucher for being you. So they have to buy a hammer.
No,
they go with the buckets and go, alright, and they throw it up and they go, bundle!
Yeah. She was making out anyway, right? She was nice enough, she was selling it to me. She said, we give them the tools and they feel good because they're building up their own place and everything. And, so fair enough, right? And now, I've done that for 2 months. They've had a tenner off me already. I'm checking it, making sure they're not ripping me off and that. if I ever go to Africa and I need a hammer, and there isn't one,
Yeah.
I'll be livid.
You'd be livid.
Because, you know, it is a lot of money.
Sure.
Every month, £5.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're talking about people hassling you and that in the street. I actually moved flat. The last flat I lived in, I moved from there because of the hassle. That
Really?
it was a high street, and you couldn't, like you were saying, you'd nip out for a loaf and spend about 40 quid.
Yeah.
just on people saying, give us the money for this. Samaritans, tramps, heart attacks, old people or whatever. It's like... So it ended up pushing me off that street. It was like, I can't handle this.
It's getting crazy out there. They may as well have little stalls.
Yeah.
Hey, but listen, let's make the world a better place with a little bit of music.
Oh, thanks
Bit of
very much.
Bauhaus.
Yeah.
Bauhaus's version of David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust on XFM 104.9. I'm Richard Gervais with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington, possibly for the last time. And, as a special treat, a return, sort of like a summer special, an end of term, well, a gift to the fans. Karl is bringing back Rockbusters.
Oh.
No.
Do you want to explain it?
Rockbusters is basically Blockbusters, completely ripped off, done with music, that may or may not be a cryptic clue, and may or may not be the actual band name, and may or may not be the actual letters he said they were in the first place.
Do you want to sort of describe one, though, in case someone's a new listener? And, like,
Well, Exploding Pet was Atomic Kitten.
Yeah.
AK.
But basically, for those of you who are new to the show, this is the final show, Karl reads out what he considers to be a cryptic clue. It's not a cryptic clue, it's just some words. Just a string of words.
Yeah.
And from that, you are supposed to deduct the name of an artist, or a group, or a band.
We've had things like the Jamaican fella swinging a fish round, that was D-Trout Spinners.
D-Trout Spinners.
So that's the level of intellect you are getting from Karl Pilkington.
What was the
Just
one-
do the competition, what?
I was thinking, was it that she fell down in
Whitney
Texas?
Houston.
She fell down into a puddle in Texas.
On a
Houston.
knee, Whitney Houston.
Yeah, so you said it twice, it's not
Don't
cryptic,
diss it
so
like
just
that.
do it, come on.
Right, so there's 3 of them, and you email in your answers. We've got some good prizes today and that. Right.
Well, let me take the prizes. They aren't bad. They're not
Whiz
bad.
through it,
They're
because
good.
this, you know,
Yeah,
the competition's bad enough, let alone just listing. What's he
I've
got?
got 3 DVDs and
Brilliant.
about 6 CDs.
He's got the young ones and all that, lots of TV things, there's some great CDs, yeah, go on.
Right, so the first one, cryptic clue. This vegetable started life down under. Right? This vegetable started life down under. The initials K-O. Right? K-O. This vegetable started life down under. Second one, the things that you normally find on the beach, right, have been found floating around the moon. Right?
Yeah.
That's, I think it's TS.
You think it's TS?
Yeah.
You set the questions, but you're not sure.
So, the things you normally find on the beach have been found floating around the moon, right? And the last one, well, if you put that many in the post, I'm surprised I didn't receive one. Right?
He thinks they're great!
Well-
He thinks he's brilliant!
Well, you know, if you put that many in the post, I'm surprised I didn't receive one.
Is it acting? He did all them. Yeah.
The initials there, FC.
FC.
FC. Right? So you email in the answers, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Win that
Hey,
stuff.
let's slam dunk in some sounds.
Well, slam dunk some ads first.
Okay.
That will be the next single from DMX. That's called Where the Hood At on XFM 104.1.
It bloody better be.
I know you're a man. You've enjoyed it. You love a bit of hip hop, don't you?
XFM 104.9.
Yeah, keep it real.
Hippie hop.
Oh, it's
So,
yeah, sweet man, sweet. It's
Halfway
that kind
through.
of stuff, it's that kind of lingo and that kind of patois that they won't be hearing next week.
No, no.
we'll be
No. Off making some bling bling. Alright? So, that's the sort
High
of...
five, mate.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's weird, all that talk and that, isn't it?
I don't know what that means,
Brilliant.
Carl.
Excellent. What do you mean?
No, just all that bling bling and all that, because I didn't understand it, right? So I did a bit of research.
Brilliant. That's what you should do if you don't understand something. Look
Yeah,
it up.
I mean, always scope
That's
it
what
out.
I
if
did.
you
I
don't
always do
understand.
that. I always
Yeah.
do that, though. You know I do that.
No, I'm giving you props for even doing it.
Yeah,
so.
massive respect and big you up.
Yeah, go on.
But, it's all slang, Right?
Oh,
Is it really? Is it really? So it's not in the... really?
That's odd.
No, I don't remember it being in Romeo and Juliet, but then...
So you didn't speak like that when you went to Oxbridge?
What?
Never mind.
But no, I did a bit of research into it, right?
Go on.
And one of the things that they use
Yeah.
is I was out last night, did a 187.
Yeah.
That's a murder.
Yeah. But why use slang, right? Because apparently 187 is police slang.
Yeah.
Well, if you're
Well, it's
gonna-
not slang, it's a code.
Well, don't use what the police know you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think they do it with police around.
Do they not?
Probably not.
Carry on then.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah.
I always remember the Cockney rhyming slang supposedly originated because, you know, East End villains or whatever would make up their own slang so that if they're overheard
Yeah.
in conversation, then they won't know what they're talking about. But just look it up in some kind of Cockney rhyming slang.
Yeah, I like the idea of okay, where is he? Where's Fingers? Wow, copper, I'm gonna tell you this. He's up the apples and pears.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know what that means.
I don't know
Well,
what
leave the house then.
Yeah.
If you don't know that he's hiding up the apples and pears, you might as well shoot off.
Exactly. Well, I can't possibly figure that out, so I'll just have to shoot off.
Yeah, where was he last seen? He was last seen with his trouble and strife. I know what that means. Well, you might as well shoot off then. Yeah, it's a perfect code. Of course, though, talking about Shakespeare invented 1,200 words. And slang gets in, so there are more and more words, and slang soon becomes, you know, the norm. There's no not real words and real words, you know, do you know what I mean? They're just as valid if they're common parlance, so they all become part of the, or they fade away and they're not used because they're a fad.
Yeah, like waz up.
Yeah. That's probably in the dictionary. That is, yeah, or soon to be. I was reading, was it a couple of years ago, you're gonna like this not a lot.
Right.
Got into the, it's a popular things got in there. Imagine that.
Yeah. You're gonna like this not a lot.
Zig a Zig I think got in or something. Oh no, girl power got in.
Right,
girl
yeah,
power as a common phrase.
I like sorry, go on. No, you have to, you mate.
No, it's just that, with the slang thing, did I tell you I was trying to read that book about, the governor?
Oh, yes.
And that was full of that, and it had a page on the front that you had to keep going to when, you know what I mean, when he used a bit of slang, you had to sort of go, right, I don't know what he means.
Glossary.
Right.
Just nip back, have a look.
I thought you meant, when you said there's a page at the front, I thought you meant the cover with his face on. I can't remember who I'm reading about. Oh, there he is.
Is this the book that you nearly finished reading, but you realised all the pages were in the wrong order?
Yeah.
He bought a cheap book, right, at a second shop, started reading it, loving it, then he started reading about this bloke, and he went from jail to school, and then he looked at the page numbers and they were all out of order.
How annoying is that?
I mean, you never read books, do you?
I never read one, right? And Suzanne, it was a weekend when we were going to Hastings because you two had done me head in, right? She said, I'm going to take you away so you relax and what have you. So, ended up not relaxing because it was like putting a jigsaw together. I'd started reading it on the train, thinking, loving this. It's a really interesting story about this fella who, you know, didn't have a great life as a kid, starts getting into a bit of crime, what have you, turns out to be the governor. But it wasn't as easy as that, because like you say, it was, started off at school, then he was in prison, and he's like, oh God, he started young. And then, next thing, he's like married, and he's like, hang on. He's like 12. And then he's had a heart attack. And then, like, but I just thought it was part of the thing because I read chapter 1 and then it did say chapter 12, but I thought, right, it's like that sort of done in that stylish way that everyone's doing.
What kind of a biography
Starts
messing with the medium?
I was born in the East End. Take one onion, add some, this is
But it's the idea that an East End villain's going to write his autobiography, but think, I'm just going to play with the form a bit. I'm going to get quite postmodern with this.
No, but you know what I mean?
Barely able to write, probably.
Yeah,
Oh,
but they
you
did it
can
with-
say that about him, Steve. I wouldn't. I think he's an educated man. Go on, next, Carl.
But, yeah, just because it was like 2 for a tenner, that shouldn't be like, oh well, you know, you got a good offer, so...
No, that's rare.
It is,
I'm
yeah.
sure the bloke selling it did not know that the pages were out of order. Let's face it, Carl. You read it and didn't realise.
Yeah.
So you
I
can't
love
really
the fact
blame
that
him.
you got almost half the way through before you realised.
I know,
Yeah.
but anyway, you know.
Still, that'll teach you, and that's put you off books for life, hasn't it?
Well, I don't like getting into books now, I just read snippets of information.
Play record. Play record.
No, I was just going to tell you about a bit of information that I was reading.
Okay.
And I can't... Well, we play a
No,
record
I've got
first,
time for a bit of drivel before we play next tune.
Well, I'd rather hear a tune and come back for drivel, because I think people are tuning in for drivel, so let's tease them.
Okay.
Let's have a record, then some absolute shite from Karl Pilkington.
Excellent. Look forward to that.
Longview. and Further. I love that one. On XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Alright, Karl, what did you learn?
Right, like I say, I don't like reading books, there's too much to take
Words,
in. And
too
so I
much
haven't got
word.
time, I'm busy and that.
Yeah. I don't like reading books, actually. But go on.
So,
But I have done. So, go on.
Right, so, I was looking in this magazine, right? And it was more about, do you know, I'm not that impressed with Einstein and Newton and that lot.
No, why should you be? What have they ever done? Go on.
No, but, you know the fact, you see, the Columbus thing, he's another one, isn't he, who got a bit of praise for finding America.
Yeah.
And it's like, someone else would have come across that at some point.
Yep.
Right? And yet, news this week, they've found 2 new types of frog, right? No one's making a fuss. And look how small they are, compared to what he bumped into. And that's what I'm saying. People make a big deal out of all these people who are finding stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, the next person...
I mean, my head's buzzing, but I can't be bothered. I actually can't be bothered. Don't think this reaction's a good reaction. I don't know where to start with this drivel, but carry on.
Right. So anyway, the next fella, who...
Next fella? See, I don't know, you talk in riddles.
The next fella I'm going to talk about,
Go on, then.
Einstein.
Yeah.
Right, everyone raves about him all the time.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm trying to get into my head,
Yeah.
like, why he's amazing and that.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So, did a bit of reading up on him in this Science magazine.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I read it. It's only, I don't know, 200 words, whatever, trying to get across what he worked out. But I read it last night.
Is it
and I was
relativity you're talking about?
like, yeah.
Well, to say yeah, like, I just made that word up.
Yeah.
You've heard...
Yeah.
That was his
what it
biggest...
yeah,
Okay, so the 200 words, as far as you recall...
So anyway, so I read it, and I was like, I don't know what is going on about here, right? So Suzanne was with me, I said, can you read this? She said, I'm watching Sex and the City. Right? I said, right, but can you read it and explain to me what I don't understand here? She said, well, I don't understand it.
It's great. It's like she's thinking, I haven't got kids.
Yeah.
And yet he still wants me to help him with his homework, and I'm watching telly.
Yeah.
I've been at work all
So
day.
she said, look, go in the bedroom and read it out loud to yourself. Maybe it make more sense if you read it out loud.
Yeah.
Right, so I said, right, I'll go and do that then. And it was good because it's cool in there anyway, right? So I went in there. So, reading it out, twice, went back and I said, I don't get it still. Right? So she said, right, wait 10 minutes and I'll sort it out. So I was sat there looking at it, trying to work it out before she had to look at it. I was like, no, forget this. Now, what he was saying is,
Yeah.
if you send a man to the moon,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
he was saying, to the fella in the rocket,
Yeah.
it would seem like 20 years to him.
Yeah, not the moon, but yeah.
No, that's what it said the moon.
Well, it wouldn't, because it's only about...
No, but listen. So it took 20 years to the fella, yet people who are on the Earth, it would seem like 2000.
Yeah, because time is relative, not...
I don't... What do you mean?
Right.
Well, listen, the fact is that it's tending towards the speed of light where it really makes a difference. They've even done it with atomic clocks, where they've sent one up, even in Concorde, and it's like 0.01 of a second difference.
What is the watch?
Yes. Yeah, because greater speeds.
But why does speed affect how a watch works?
Right, I don't think this is a conversation...
Because, look, speed is...
Sorry,
See
stop!
what I mean, though?
Just
See
stop
what
for
I
a
mean,
moment.
Steve?
Right.
See what I've done?
I don't think this is a conversation to be had on a Saturday afternoon on a radio show.
But I'm just saying, though. It's not me, is it?
It is you.
You went quiet, Steve.
No, because...
You're having problems
Because
there.
I'm not going to be able to explain it to you
I will explain
in
to
a
you
light,
great.
frothy way.
It's speed equals, basically velocity equals distance over time. When velocity doesn't change, and nor does distance, time has to. That's his theory. Yeah?
Well, we just got
What's your point
Rockbusters
then,
again.
Carl? What's your point?
I'm just saying,
Because you don't understand
Do you know what
it,
said
it's
about-
worthless.
I was trying to explain to Newton that basically formulated the laws of the universe, the 3 laws of the universe. Even playing snooker, I'm trying to drop something. I was going, well, equal and opposite reaction and all these sort of stuff, right? And he was going, what did he do apart from the apple on his head with the gravity? And I went, well, what do you mean? And he went, well, why was it a problem? If we had been floating round, I'd have called him in. But since we're not, we don't need him.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Play a record. You're a buffoon.
So there's these 2 new kinds of frogs, as you say.
You're joking. What? The monkey had a hat. The monkey had a voice. I Believe in a Thing Called Love by The Darkness on XFM 104.9. Last show. Possibly the last ever show. It's up to the K-Man. Little Pilky. Baldy Pilky. Little Whingy. Dimmu Manco, as he's called his Latin name, Dimmus Mancoid. Alright, Carl? Alright? You're gonna miss this, aren't you?
Nope.
Good show, though? Enjoying the last show?
Yeah, it's, it's alright, and, I hope it gets better because, Telegraph are listening today.
The Telegraph, the paper?
Yeah.
Are they? Why did you say that?
Just, Jenny, the PR woman, said to me yesterday, she said, just, do some good topics and that, so you don't have to worry there.
What they phoned up to say, hello, it's Telegraph here, we'll be listening tomorrow.
I don't know what they're doing.
Are they doing a review of it or something?
I don't know. Why would they do that? There's no reason to.
I'm a bit, why didn't you mention this earlier?
So Telegraph have said, why would they call up to say we'll be listening? It's a free country.
Because they said they'll be listening, but also, can you make sure you record it? Because if we can't listen to it because of the pirate stations that are on at the weekend, because it affects our signal and stuff. Whoever's listening must listen and know there's a problem with pirates, and they said, can you...
Well, they're probably just doing a feature about radio shows or something then.
They're gonna tear us to shreds.
They're gonna...
listen to... seriously, the drivel we've talked today. I mean, what are they gonna make of it? That's a broadsheet newspaper.
I think I know what Monday's headline's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be like, they're gonna forget about the power cuts. It's not gonna be about, the inquiry or terrorism or anything. It's gonna be, no more to knob news.
Yeah.
It's gonna... They're gonna love that.
I mean, seriously, I have a little bit of self-respect. And if I'd known a quality newspaper was going to be listening, I wouldn't have turned up today. Because I'm an award winner, and I'm a respected television writer. And I've, won awards, sort of classy.
Don't worry though,
and
don't worry.
What have we talked about? Knobs. We've had the worst quiz on radio.
Wow.
We've had you trying to explain relativity. You didn't even understand what that word meant.
I don't think you recognise the word. You read that article. You read that article 4 times, twice out loud, where you could hear Sex and the City music, right? And yet that word might have been like a compliment. You hadn't heard it before, so I don't know. Do you look between the lines? Do you actually look at the words?
No, there's too many words though.
The Telegraph are going to love that. Because there's loads of words. The Telegraph have got loads of words. I mean, there's covered with it, words.
Which way up do you hold the magazine when you read it?
No, but there is too many words.
I mean, pictures of people, are they upside down?
There's too many words. There is too many words in the world.
Do you know what this one means, right? This is one I learnt the other day. I think it's, Antediluvian.
No, what does that mean?
Old.
Sorry, how do you spell it?
Don't know.
Of course you don't.
Antediluvian.
No, I've never heard of that word.
It means old. But the annoying thing is, it takes longer to say, and it's the fact that if you. But
where do you hear that word and in what context? And
someone told me about it. I was talking to someone about long words and that because you mentioned something when we were out drinking, and I said to you, "Why did you say that then? What word does that mean?" And then you had to explain it, and I said, well, you didn't have to say that, you could have just said blah blah.
But can I say, Steve, I wasn't sort of trying to catch him out or being pretentious, it must have been just a normal word in my vocabulary that he didn't know.
Wait a minute, what, vocabulary pretentious? You lost me.
you lost, yeah. I'll tell you what.
You're scared by syllables.
Yeah.
No, it's just...
I'll tell you what though, I was going to do a feature about this. It's funny you should say it. I was going to do a feature. My next feature I'd written down is how good the Telegraph is as a newspaper.
Yeah.
It's bloody brilliant.
I love it.
Because it's informative, it's impartial, it's research good. I think it's a lovely layout. The photography is brilliant.
Oh.
Do you know what? I like the bloody font. I love the bloody font!
Do you mind something else? I mean, you say it's sort of, I mean, if there's any bias at all, well, no, there isn't because it's apolitical, but I bloody love the Tory party.
Let's not go into it, but I mean, I just like the journalism and the way
the size of the paper.
I like the way they're fair. They'd never like, slag us off.
No. But also, I think it's because they understand that you know, we don't really care, and so we can't be blamed for anything they hear on the radio.
No.
It's not really our fault. It's
And,
more the sort of
and
banter.
anything we said that was like, you know, a bit nasty or stupid was probably sort of like some clever sort of ironic postmodern.
Satire.
Play record.
Yeah.
Brilliant Telegraph.
It's very fairly priced, don't you think?
I think it's too cheap.
I know.
The cult there. She sells Sanctuary. On XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And Karl Pilkington. Now, if the Telegraph are listening, and they're you know, whoever it is, they're writing their article, and they're coming up with sort of words like cheap, smutty, lowbrow. Yeah. In our defence, could I just say that we're pandering to our listenership?
Yes.
You know, I mean, this station. I mean, without exception, the people who work here, the executives, the DJs, are alcoholics, drug users, sex offenders.
Check the register.
You know,
They're all in
and we're
there.
trying to fit in with that for 2 hours a week. So we really have to sort of really bring it down.
Seriously dumbing down.
But if you want,
We can
should
do
do
highbrow
our
stuff.
we do our normals, like we talk about usually.
Tits.
Well,
No.
yeah.
Satire. Satire is what you mean.
Satire.
Political satire. Social and political satire.
Yeah.
If you listen any other week, that's what you would have heard.
Well, me and Steve are sort of like quite, you know, political
much
animals,
up
and you know, Proust.
Oh.
I love him.
Oh, I wish he'd resign as governor of France.
Have you read Martin Amos's new novel?
I love it.
It's so
Brilliant.
lovely.
It's very long. Politics though. I mean, what do you make of politics, Rick?
I'm sorry, I was just planning on going to the English National Opera tonight to see.
To see
brilliant.
Tartuffe. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, politics is brilliant. It's my favourite thing.
Say something satirical
political.
and comical about, say, John Prescott.
Oh, he's got. Stop eating pies, Prescott.
Oh, I wouldn't like to be him about now.
So that's the sort of
what do you
stuff.
make of George W. Bush? He's a bit stupid, isn't he?
Well, that's the dangerous thing. He's the most powerful man in the world, and I just think I hope he thinks about stuff he does first.
Oh, please. So that's sort of wise as well as comic.
I thought of something about Bush as well.
Go on.
But it's about his name and a woman's fanny.
Oh.
So I was going to bring those two
I
together.
think it's fine though. I don't think I think that's still quite highbrow because you've incorporated Bush.
Which meaning the president.
That means fanny as well.
So I think we're pleasing both.
We got both camps. Camp? That reminds me of something.
I know, yeah. So if you're listening, Telegraph.
Daily Telegraph, that is
Brilliant.
the sort of thing we're
You're
capable
brilliant.
of. That's the sort of thing we're able to do.
Too many words for Karl. But what about some adverts?
I'd love to.
Buy the Telegraph. Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. Stop. On XFM 104.9. Well, if the Telegraph are listening, they'll be loving the music.
Oh, that's great music.
They'll be loving Knob News. Coming up, Telegraph, just keep listening, because Monkey News is coming up. And should we do the results of Rockbusters, the worst quiz? Best quiz. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
On radio.
Do that shortly, although, probably you're thinking, Rick, isn't it time that we do our usual roundup of what's been happening in the news?
Yeah.
Which we always do every week.
Yeah.
We always do something, which is, I mean, basically, if you're listening and you're a new listener, say you work at a newspaper, we always try to be informative, just try and put stuff out there that just educates people, informs
What are you
people.
thinking? Well, I said Monkey News is coming up, but what have you got?
No, I was just looking on the net there and just found a couple of quite important news stories probably worth mentioning. Policeman caught photographing. I don't know why it makes me laugh. It's just the phrasing, I suppose. It's the headline. Policeman caught photographing up woman's skirt.
No, he wasn't up there taking a picture of Big Ben. He wasn't going, can I just sit up here? I'm just going to take a picture of that seagull over there.
No.
He was facing the camera up a woman's skirt.
He was indeed.
Right.
A policeman in Japan is facing disciplinary measures after he was caught photographing up a woman's skirt with a hidden camera while on duty. The 42-year-old sergeant, who's not been named, used a digital camera to secretly snap the shots when the woman was reporting a stolen bicycle.
So he was actually
doing his proper job. He'd obviously thought to himself, I'll bring him a digital camera today. On the off chance a beautiful woman comes in to report a crime or robbery, I'll have it ready, I'll have it positioned, in such a way. But this is interesting. This is how he got caught. Okay? The woman became suspicious after she saw a flash go off.
brilliant.
I mean, this
Not a secret at all.
Sorry, did I just see your shoe? Your shoe just seemed to just spring into life. There was light. There was light.
Yeah, I
around your
think
shoe,
I've had someone set fire to some magnesium that was on the end of it. It won't happen again.
Well, it's only you and I in here, and your shoe was just suddenly lit.
Why are you standing like that? Why is your shoe just sort of like between my feet?
There's no reason. This is how I always stand.
What did the bike look like? Flash? So, are you taking pictures of my funny?
No. And no, I'm not. And you should be wearing knickers anyway.
Well, how do you know that?
What?
How did you know I'm not?
How did I know what?
I'm not wearing any.
I didn't know you. I don't know what you've got up there.
Well,
I don't know what it looks like, and there's no way I could. Of course, it would be roughly that conversation in Japanese.
I know, yeah.
You know, you just mentioned there about sort of no knickers and that.
Is this going to be your Auntie Nora?
No.
Right.
It's just, you know, like the last flat that I lived in, I always had a good view across the road and I could see, it was the hairy... There
was the hairy Chinese
not hairy Chinese kid, he was just a Chinese kid, actually.
Yeah.
Running
Because
about.
that's rare, isn't it? Hairy Chinese kids are very rare, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's only one official sighting, isn't there? In one of those shit little magazines that you buy.
Yeah, he was running around in his underpants.
Sorry, you just swore ironically. I mean, I imagine if there's any newspapers listening, you did that. Because you're sort of jokey and...
Yeah, go on, let's not swear.
And there was the old woman who didn't move, she was just sat there reading the book all the
time.
Who
we think possibly died and no one came round for weeks,
But, and now I've moved, right? And it was quiet for a bit. I always look at what view I'm getting, right? Looks across and it was just sort of empty, sort of flats ready for people to move in and that, right? Anyway, people are in there now, right? And they've put all the furniture in, but I haven't put any curtains up.
Oh.
Right. So anyway, I'm sort of washing up, just having a look out the window.
Yeah.
Right. Girl sort of wandering about, you know, knickers on. Right.
With no knickers on.
You mean naked?
No knickers. Well, she had a bra on.
Right. Okay.
But,
she's probably looking for a knickers.
So I thought, oh. And I don't know how long I was looking.
No.
Right. But anyway, she looks across.
Oh God.
I think she spotted me.
Yeah.
I think, oh God. I felt really bad.
Yeah.
I said to Suzanne...
Sorry, is this some sort of Peeping Tom confession while the Telegraph are listening?
I've no idea.
Well, it's not, that's the thing though.
Peepington.
If I was peeping, she was peeping as well, because she was looking over. Works both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, all she could see of you was your bald head.
Yeah.
No.
And your hands moving as you were washing up. And some white-looking substance rotting up.
Particularly stubborn stain on this glass.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Imagine that. Imagine if she looked across. I'm assuming your sink is lower than the window.
But didn't she just just cover up or something? Or she looked back and go, oh, you're looking at my fanny?
Well, the thing I did...
What?
I thought, just sort of drop me boxer shorts. Because I
What?
thought... Well, Suzanne said, what are you doing?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
No, just so they can see me cheeks of me.
What are you talking about?
No, because I thought, if she thinks I'm walking about in the nude as well, then we've both got something out of it.
Carl!
This sounds like a bad excuse in court.
I know.
This is...
Or the plot of a film on Channel 5.
I mean, this is like the doctor who got done, right, for exposing himself to a patient, and then painted that little thing, that you look down their throat pink.
Yeah.
And going, this is what they saw.
Yeah.
No, so sorry, you were looking at a woman dancing around naked, right? So, the only thing you could do was immediately drop your boxer shorts.
So she looked across, saw you fully clothed, saw you took your boxer
No, she wouldn't have done, because it's sort of just the top half and the sink's at a side angle, so I was sort of looking out.
So she wouldn't have seen your trousers then anyway?
No, she did. I moved in front of the window.
So you then made them... You actually climbed in front of the window.
Oh, this is amazing!
So you climbed in front of the window to show off
it wasn't
your naked
obvious.
lower half.
Susan said, what are you doing?
I bet she did.
What are you looking at?
I sent you in here to clean up.
What are you doing? I'm just taking my trousers down, standing over the window. Why? Because there's a naked woman across the road. What do you think I'm doing, Suzanne? I'm exposing myself while looking at some free fanny.
Leave it.
What's up with you, Suzanne?
Leave it.
Christ.
Are we doing Rockbusters? Or
Yeah.
Oh, she sent you in there to read up on Einstein. She comes in and finds that.
Oh, brilliant!
Anyway,
Wait a minute, can I just check? A final question. What did the woman across the way... What happened? What was her reaction?
I didn't look again, I just thought, you've seen a bit of action as well, we're both happy. Let's leave it.
Brilliant.
So were you waddling around like a penguin with your trousers around your ankles?
I just was walking about and Suzanne said, what are you doing? I said, I'll explain to you in a bit, but don't look out the window, because then it's
Excellent.
obvious.
Then he sees, she calls her husband to look at Karl walking around naked. He goes, oh, she's got a... Quick, Suzanne, get him out. There's only one with him. Get some more friends. They've gone one more.
Anyway.
Brilliant. Right, play a record and come back to Rockbusters. And Monkey News. We haven't got enough time. Do Rockbusters. Oh, God almighty. Hanging round with Transformer. A little bit of Lou Reed. Nearly finished. 12 minutes until we are no more. With
Don't
Gervais.
forget, Monkey News still to come.
Well, yeah, don't forget that. Monkey News still to come. But now the answers to Rockbusters. Right, do the clues.
Alright, the first clue was this vegetable started its life down under. The initials were KO. That was Collie Osborne. Alright? Collie Osborne. The second one was...
No, what are we letting that go?
Yep, we haven't got time, Rick.
Well, it's just not the word.
We haven't got time, Rick.
Also, cauliflowers don't start down under. They're on top. It's not like carrots.
No, down under is in Osborne.
Osborne, born in Oz.
Osborne.
Right.
Collie. I thought you meant started. Her name's not Collie.
Right. The second one was the things that you normally find on the beach. Right. They've been found floating around the moon. That's the space shells. Right, specials. We're going to just tweak it a bit.
This is rubbish. I mean, no, this isn't even funny though. I mean, they're no good at all.
Cryptic.
It's not cryptic, it's wrong. It's not cryptic.
The last one was, well, if you put that many in the post, I'm surprised I didn't receive one.
Go on.
That's FC, 50 cent. Right?
What?
50 cent. It was 50 cent. I didn't receive any, so who's...
Collie Osborne. Collie. Her name's not Collie. Her name is not Collie.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter!
Well done to Gina Ferry, who has emailed in. She's got all those answers right.
Yeah, just emailing your address and that. And
yeah, email that.
You're such an idiot, Carl.
As are you, Gina.
Alright.
Loosen Your Hold by South. That's great. On XFM 104.9. Well, that's nearly it.
Rick, can I just say thanks to everyone who's emailed in over the weeks and months we've been on, because obviously we're too lazy to even send them a response or a reply, but we do appreciate it.
We do appreciate it. Same with all the letters and stuff that we can't.
Yeah, people send stuff in all the time and they say they like the show or they don't, or they contribute little ideas and stuff, and we do read them and we do appreciate it. It's just that we, when you've got someone like Karl Pilkington in the studio, you just need to pick his brain constantly and you've got no real time for admin. But thank you for sending in all the nice letters and responses and stuff.
Well, finally, we should let people know that next week, for the foreseeable future, it's Adam and Joe.
Brilliant.
Oh, brilliant. And they're standing in for us this time next week.
Well, you say standing in, but possibly replacing full-time unless Karl Pilkington decides to change his mind and come back. What do you think, Karl? You've enjoyed today's show, I know.
Yeah, it's been alright.
Yeah, you tempted to come back when we finally return?
Maybe a little rest to make you sort of like forget how annoying I am. Because that is my secret weapon. Sometimes, because there's the thing that you can fleece a sheep as many times as you want, but you can only skin it once.
Sure.
So what I do is sort of like, I fleece you, I never actually completely lose a friend. I tease them and talk to them to the point where they're gonna leave me, and I go, oh, anyway, how are you doing? They go, I'll sort of confuse them.
Yeah.
And that's what I've done with you today. And I think, over the next couple of months, where I'm sort of nicer on the phone, I'm not squeezing your head, you'll go, he's alright, Rick, what?
Yeah,
and then I'll get you back in it.
And
then I'll absolutely rip you to pieces again.
I'll be dealing with.
So, but hopefully, and also, unlike a lot of my friends who are clever, I don't have to worry about you because you will forget. Because you've got a tiny little intellect. And do you know what I mean?
You'll forget this conversation even took place.
Anyway, it's what everyone's been waiting for. It's what Karl exists for the last time. It's Monkey News.
Play the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that! Monkey News!
Right, are you familiar with 100th Monkey?
Keep talking.
100th Monkey?
100th?
Yeah, like as in like, one more than 99.
100th?
Yeah. The 100th monkey.
Yeah, are you familiar with that?
No.
No.
Anyway, thanks, that was Monkey News. Next week, Adam and Joe. What do you mean you're going to leave that?
Well, I thought it was a popular phrase or something.
What, 100th monkey?
Yeah.
What do you mean a popular phrase? What, why? What? Because you're going to do songs and phrases with it next week. We've said it was before, 100th monkey.
No, it's just, it says the expression 100th monkey.
Well, do it anyway, what's the story?
Well, it's from the 1950s, right? And the way they got it because, they were following some monkeys about, right? And decided...
Who was? It was
journalists.
Oh yeah, why?
Oh yeah.
Just to see what they're up to. Right?
Okay, so they're following some monkeys around, yeah.
What was it? What, a documentary?
Anyway, one of them...
Come on!
Come on!
One of them washed some potatoes.
Right. Okay.
Right, let's leave that. Right, let's leave.
Wait,
Let's leave that one.
come on! A monkey washing potatoes?
Can we leave that one?
No, you cannot. It's
You've got to do it now. They're following a what is it? Sort of like a family. Is it a family of monkeys or?
It was just one chimp, and it was washing a potato, and he thought that's a bit odd, right?
Yeah.
And then it turns out that ended up teaching another monkey how to wash a potato.
No, they do it. They go down and wash them in the sea because they like the taste of salt. And
The weird thing is though, when it got to the 100th monkey, right? Even though it hadn't been taught how to wash a potato, it automatically knew. It knew what to do.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
It was in them. It was in them that they knew that when they get a potato they had to wash it. That isn't the monkey news. I'm just saying that's where the expression comes from. But you haven't even heard of that. So
well, there's a couple of things there. That it could be another upshot, and an instinct is part of your genetics as anything else.
Washing a potato.
But you can't pass on acquired characteristics. So that's nonsense. If you mean that. Someone was taught they had a child and it knew it. There's no chemical memory as such.
So that wasn't even monkey news.
No, the monkey news. We've covered a lot of stuff. There was sad stuff, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There's some funny stuff in there.
Yeah.
Do
monkey news.
Playing robbers and that. Football team.
A monkey football team?
Yeah, in Costa Rica.
Oh yeah.
Got all the team members here, right?
Right.
All the different things. Little goalkeeper. Apparently he's on transfer from some other club. But the bit that got me attention is, apparently he's a holder of PhD of physics. Do you want to have a look at that?
What, the goalkeeper?
Yeah, just the goalkeeper. The others haven't done that much.
The others haven't done that much. Well, I believe that he's got better exam results than you, Carl, but I don't believe he's got a PhD in physics. Obviously.
Do you know what the name of the team is? Coconuts.
Oh! So if the Telegraph are listening, that is the sort of quality entertainment you get. Well, you don't anymore.
Let's just put a song on then.
Yeah, that's the end. Goodbye, everybody. Have a lovely summer.
Yeah,
the rest of it. And, we might see you in October. We might not. It's up to Karl Pilkington.
Chances are slim.
So call 0207 766 6000. Ask for Karl Pilkington.
Or email him.
What's this?
This is Tim Buckley to end with. I think you'll enjoy this. It's called Once I Was.
Andrew Phillips. Call Andrew Phillips.
See ya.
Our Freaks Electric, Richard Eccles, Sugar Babes, on XFM 104.9, Steve.
Absolutely.
I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant.
Hello.
Carl, the producer. 7 minutes past 1 of a Saturday, and what a lovely Saturday it is.
It is indeed.
Well, it looks nice and bright, but it's deceptive, because I went out, and I just had a t-shirt on, and I had my jumper on me. I got out there, and I thought, this is chilly. I had to pop the jumper on.
Oh, no!
So, just be if you're just, looking out the window thinking, I'll go outside, pop a jumper on, or a jacket, because it looks nice, but it is a little bit colder than it looks.
Rick, can I ask, were you wearing the jumper around your waist, tied with a knot, or did you have it over your shoulders, like maybe you just jumped off a yacht?
I popped it round my waist, and I'll tell you why. Okay. I tucked my t-shirt in for neatness and comfort.
Lovely.
But I know that's a little bit dorkish, so I was trying to hide the belt line.
Okay.
So, then I popped the jumper on, didn't have to worry about it.
Did you go with the double knot?
I didn't,
because that can loosen if you're not careful, especially if you're carrying bags or you're busy on the tube.
I know, but I wouldn't mind that, as long as I didn't lose it, as long as I saw it loosen and fall, I'd pick it up. And then clean it. Not in the washing machine though. I'd pop it in a cold soak, right? And then leave it out on a few towels or something, or pop it over the radiator.
So what's the problem with putting it in a hot wash?
Well, it can cause shrinkage.
Oh no!
So coming up, we've got loads of tunes. We're going to be playing some of the best bands around, some new ones, some old ones. Might even play some Adaman. We don't know yet.
Let's have Badly Drawn Boy though, shall we, Carl? Current single.
Badly Drawn Boy there. Silent Sigh. Is that the one with the duck?
Yes. Very good video.
Apparently he stopped wearing his hat around because he keeps getting recognised. And he's going to not wear his hat when he doesn't want to get recognised.
Okay.
Maybe pop it in the wash.
But be careful, let's just have a kind of a light cold rinse.
Yeah, light cold rinse, soak it, right, because it's woolen, right, and then just leave it out on a towel, or, maybe near the immersion heater.
Sure.
Or over a radiator, or even
on a radiator, is that a problem?
It can cause that sort of, damaging to the fibres of the wall.
He had a kid last week.
Did he?
Yeah.
Who did?
Badly drawn boy.
Oh, right, okay.
Dad, no.
Badly drawn little boy, he's going to call it, isn't he?
Brilliant, Rick.
Yeah.
Well done.
It's a sort of satire.
I'd like to see that as a headline in a
Stand and
tabloid.
deliver, oi, oi, money, your life. Oh. Now, going on.
Oh,
Carl,
can we
don't
explain why
panic.
that's funny?
Don't panic, Carl, I'm a professional. Don't worry.
What's your concern, Carl?
What's your concern?
Nothing.
Tell us.
No.
You can say.
I can't.
You can!
This is so unprofessional.
It's. What? What have we done?
What, talking about wool?
Right.
Come on, Carl, what's the problem?
What's the problem?
You say.
He's great, and
He's so
lovely.
scared. Come on, Carl, tell us.
I don't know all the ins and outs, so I don't want to get into it.
What?
The thing.
No,
Well,
you
look,
can.
you can't. People are perplexed now. What's the thing, Carl?
What's the thing? What are you worried about? Say.
Is it an email that's been received by the head of
Yeah,
XFM?
you've got the email open.
You can
have a
talk
read.
about. You can say what it.
Okay, let me just
without,
see.
you
I don't understand it. Please note that under a ruling at the Old Bailey, any reference to Adamant's state of mental illness in any news report will constitute a breach of the ruling and therefore lead to serious action from his lawyers.
That's right, and that's true. That's subject we can't talk about that. You can play his records and
Sing his classic songs.
Sing songs.
Yeah, it's best just to leave it, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's what we. Yeah, Carl was a little bit worried. There's no way I was going to mention that or influence anything, and I totally agree with the law. So don't panic, Carl.
That should have never been sent to you.
Why?
Because it's like, accidents happen.
Go on then.
When things like that happen, right? You've been told not to mention it,
Yeah,
and you're like a little kid.
yeah,
And once things are in your head,
yeah,
it's difficult not to mention it. I mean, when I was a kid,
yeah.
Go on.
right?
Yeah.
My mum's sister Hazel
Right.
was seeing another bloke. It's weird because she's a lesbian now. That's really weird.
That must have been an interesting Christmas.
But anyway, she was seeing this bloke, and he looked like Ken Dodd, apparently.
He looked like Ken Dodd.
Looked like Ken Dodd. So people said, don't mention it because it gets on his nerves when you like meet him and you go, oh god, you look like Ken Dodd. So I said, all right, his name's Will or whatever. And I was introduced to him. First thing I said, nice to meet you, Ken.
Did you do it as a joke, or did you?
No, because
Just
when you know that it's like, I'm not allowed to say that. I can't
Yeah.
say that. Mustn't say that. Can't. And then
Yeah.
I saw him. I thought, Jesus, does look like him. So it just came out.
Was it Doddy who turned her into a lesbo? Do you think?
Well, he wasn't a good-looking bloke, so possibly.
She started going out with Esther Ranson though, which is weird out of the frying pan.
What was the
into
story with the
fire.
lesbianism then? How did she announce that to everyone? What age was she when she realised?
Well, I mean, we're not a close family. Do you know what I mean? We're not
No.
the sort of family who keeps in touch with everyone. And I think my mum called her up one Christmas and sort of said, how's
the Diddy
Will?
men?
How's Will?
Yeah, as
And,
nutty ash.
And she said, oh no, I'm not. I don't do that anymore. I'm knocking about with Sandra or whatever.
Right.
And it was like, oh right.
Not big butch Sandra with the big earrings and the skinhead. Used to live down the road from you.
I don't know.
Used
I
to
haven't met her.
get Doc Martens wholesale. That's Sandra.
But she had a haunted house.
Go on.
Who, Sandra?
No, Hazel
Right. Is this before she was a lesbian or not?
before.
Okay.
And there was a bike in the hall, and the pedals used to go backwards.
There was a
on
what
their
in the
own.
hall?
A bike.
That's handy, isn't it? Oh, that's great. Don't worry, we won't do anything.
So, sorry, no, I want to know about the haunted house. There was a bike in the hall, and what
There was a
happened?
bike in the hall, and the pedals used to go backwards on their own. And also, shoes used to stick to the wall or something.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoes used to stick to the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds like a
That's a haunted house.
hell of a household. Yeah. Oh
yeah.
dear.
Brilliant.
Maybe she should clean the walls.
Classic.
Lars, and there she goes. What a great start to a show. We've had 20 minutes of some of the best banter, chatter, and music and anecdote anywhere on the dial.
You're damn right. High five.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sweet, man, sweet.
Oh, what are we talking about now? Wow, I love that track. It's lovely. They've got a bit of the Liverpool gene pool, haven't they? That sort of doddy. You know what I mean? I like the Scouse sort of look. You know, the Cilla Black and the Stan Boardman.
Yeah, it's particularly unique to Liverpool,
It's
isn't
sort
it?
of happy and teeth and ears. And, do you
It's
know what I
happy
mean?
in teeth and ears.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant description.
Yeah.
Happy in teeth and ears.
Yeah, that's just 3 of my friends. Now, we've got a great track lined up, haven't we, Carl, that I've brought in? So I'm going to go. Now, I'm not ashamed. As you know, me and Steve aren't worried about being part of a trend or you know, being trendy or jumping on about it. Steve particularly doesn't worry about, like, looking good or,
Well,
you know. No, I'm saying,
no,
as a compliment, he doesn't worry about walking along like that or, you know.
Well, I'm looking good.
No.
Good
But I'm
looking
saying
good.
you don't mind the insults freak boy or goggle eye or...
It's water off a duck's back, mate.
Do you know what I mean? Or a new phrase that's been coined because of Steve's face, water off a frog's back.
Who's saying that?
Just a lot of your, a lot of friends and that. But I
What,
mean,
my friends.
yeah, a lot of the people.
Can you name names or?
I can't
You
really.
make promises. You can't.
I can't
wanna
really.
grass anyone up?
I think it's the cagoule.
Looks good.
It does look
It's
good.
waterproof, Rick, and it's also stylish. I wear nothing underneath, so it's tight to the skin. It gets sticky
Oh,
in
is
bad
that,
weather. Yeah.
is that why you sort of
It's
rustle?
sexy. But what's all the? Is there abuse? What's the
No, they just say.
Because I'm a pretty trendy guy, but I, as you say, I cut my own trend. You know, I make my own style. You know, that consequently the pipe. You don't feel that's an affectation?
I don't think. I think because you're young and tall,
Yeah.
the pipe looks a little bit silly.
Go on.
I mean, I know you're worried about because we've already lost the trilby.
Well, I'm worried because pipes are going to die out. I mean, this is the problem. That there's no young people now who are taking up the pipe as a smoking device.
Is
There's
there
no young
anyone?
people.
Is there anyone under the age of what should we say?
Oh, we've said this
25?
before, and I don't think there was no one. I think there was some nutty old woman who phoned in and said, I smoke a pipe. But I'm
Yeah.
talking about, you know, because years ago it was like an Oxbridge student, you know, you'd be at Cambridge or something, you'd have a lovely pipe, you know, tweed suit, you'd be there studying. That was, you know, and that was the young gent always smoked a pipe, but no one is now. I'll tell you this, in the year 2050, there'll be no pipes. They won't exist.
Well, I think all drugs like nicotine and alcohol will be banned, and we won't be allowed to think our own thoughts. We'll have to live in the sewers like eating rat burgers
That's
or
true
something,
enough.
won't we?
Yeah.
And it would have to download our memories or something.
Oh,
probably.
God.
And
But I'll be a rebel, Rick. I'll just
No.
be down there listening to jazz.
No, you won't.
Yeah.
You'll just have a little chip in the back, and you'll be going out with a big fat man with a big toga on, and you'll be touching him.
But will I think it's a beautiful woman?
Yeah,
Brilliant.
you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be fighting with the Rebel Underground.
No, you
And
won't.
I will.
No.
I will. I'll
You-
be dead, won't I?
You'll be dead,
I'll
yeah.
be dead, yeah.
In 2050 you will.
I'll be dead.
Unless because obviously you're becoming quite wealthy now. You're becoming a very rich man, obviously, from all your, you know, celebrity endorsements.
I'll have my brain put into a robot
Exactly.
made of titanium, and
Yeah.
I'll have it. Oh,
Would you be cryogenically frozen if you could do it?
I would, but I'd leave myself out on a towel.
Right.
Never, because if you do it too quickly, there is shrinkage.
You've got to
And
be careful. Did you read in the paper this week? This is true. Apparently, the world's oldest man, who's 113, lives in some little part of Japan,
Sure.
like little island in Japan. But apparently, the world's oldest woman also lives in exactly the same place. Now, I don't know if she's since died, but she lived in the same place as well. Do you not think there's something suspicious going on there? I mean, isn't that a bit eerie to you?
I'm thinking, have you ever seen them together? And have you ever found lipstick in his bag? I think that'll be one and the same.
I wonder if it's something like, you know, what brought Godzilla back. There's some kind of, some antics over there.
No, there might be. They're sort of like, yeah. Although, just hearing some of Karl's stories about school, there's something going on there where he lives.
Yeah.
Did you say you did live near a sort of nuclear plant or
I
something?
found out it wasn't a nuclear plant, it was a chemical plant.
My God.
Yeah.
Really? And is that really true?
What colour was the
Yeah.
tap water in your area?
It was better than it is in London.
Right.
I was
Really?
talking to someone about this the other day.
Yeah.
Water in London's ropey. And I use one of them water filters.
Do you really?
And the guy down in the office was saying it's a waste of time, though, because they only work for a couple of water, like you fill your jug twice, and then the water's going through the same muck, isn't it?
That's true enough.
But
So
it's not.
it
If it's
doesn't
not
work.
getting through, it's not getting through.
No, but
If it's a filter, it doesn't matter, does it?
still not good, though.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good point.
So have you just thrown it away based on what that bloke said?
Did he
Is
sell?
it currently
Did he
in the
sell
bin?
you another one that he had on
Yeah,
him? Did
a
he
better-
say-
a better updated model.
Yeah. Did he have a suit and a?
When
big-
you say, like, he works here, was he actually hanging around outside?
Yeah. Did he
With
have
a-
a suitcase
with a
with lots
cart.
of these in? Yeah. Yeah. Oh dear.
So just go back to insults briefly.
Go on,
You know,
Goofy.
it's saying...
Oh no, see that's
Goofy, that's
no,
not
no,
fair.
no, because that's what he said. It's in my head.
What do you mean he said that?
No,
When did he
no,
say that?
No, I mean.
When did you call me Goofy?
No, he didn't. He said about what's in
Baldy?
my head.
Hey,
no, when it's
come
mate,
on.
come off it. Don't
What? Who's
start
calling
on
me Goofy?
No.
I'm not even Goofy. Goggle-eyed's fair enough.
yeah, but you can sort your
Lanky.
look out, I can't.
What do you mean I can... How can I sort my look out? I'm not even Goofy. That's
got-
not fair.
You've got the proper features,
What?
just needs sorting out a bit. I can't help it if my hair's not good.
I noticed the other day when Karl was sitting on your knee having his picture taken. It's a long story, right? He's got a completely spherical head. It's slightly too small. I'm not being funny because I mean, you know, I'm not perfect. But he's got a completely spherical little head. He looks a little bit like a baby hamburger. You know Hamburger off McDonald's?
Sure.
He looks like a little baby hamburger. And it's sort of quite put upon. It's
Suzanne thinks I look like that thing in that Dulux advert. Do you know when the woman pulls the head off that?
That little plasticine
Yeah,
morph type
and then they
thing.
make a new ad for it. And it's like a little ad.
really.
And that's your girlfriend saying it.
I know. Anyway, listen, let's get back to business here. This is a great track. It's America by Simon and Garfunkel. This is where I started saying we don't care about being trendy and all that. That was it. Strokes last night, XFM 104.9. We're flying now. 35 minutes into it. No real hiccups. I don't think that.
Not so far.
It's just going really well. My name's Ricky Gervais. With me, Steve.
Hello there.
Karl. All right. Coming up soon. White Van Man. White Van Karl. We ask Karl the questions that the Sun asked someone else.
Exactly.
This is a good feature.
It's a great feature.
I'll be testing Karl on the new re-education of Karl. As you know, he got a GCSE.
It's the last one, isn't it?
In history. It was the last heavy sort of one, yeah.
No.
So Winston Churchill. Because we're going on to more sort of metaphorical and metaphysical sort of pursuits, aren't we?
Not that book.
Yeah, that's the Aesop
I can't
Fables.
read that in a week.
You don't have to read
Oh,
it.
right,
Just
that's
choose
right,
out. Just choose the ones about the foxes eating penguins. You'll like that. Steve, over to you.
Thanks very much. I wonder if I don't think we've made much progress yet on sending Karl into sort of into the air with the.
No,
balloon.
this has gone a bit ballistic.
I've
Actually.
gone off the idea.
Oh no, shut
No,
up!
don't. You haven't gone
But
off yet.
we've inflamed the imagination of the capital. There's people offering left, right, and centre, and I think it's a good idea. But I think we should make a day of it. I think we should send you up in some balloons, right? Maybe
Well, hang on,
I'll
before we
compare a
carry on,
show.
let's explain what happened because people might not have listened last week.
I don't believe that.
There are one or two, Rick.
I don't believe that.
People who were
Name
ill, or
them.
maybe out of the country.
Okay.
Yeah. So last week we discovered was it that 623? Is it 6,000?
No, I read that 6,000 balloons filled with helium can lift a bloke off the floor.
I think that's too many. I think we could do it for less. Certainly.
Well,
with
anyway,
you.
listen, there are various organisations which actually exist already that can provide this kind of entertainment, this kind of fun. I mean, I didn't realise there was a whole kind of market for this already, but apparently there
Nor
is.
did I. No.
Incredible. Anyway, so we're going to try and track one of them down. We're going to see if they can organise it so that you, Karl, can float into the air. We need to get you. Is it at least 11 feet up?
Yeah, if it's
And
just
I think certainly higher. I mean, I can't remember what the record is, but it's quite a long way.
11,000.
11,000 feet.
Yeah, but I think they're all official. I want to do it with like those little balloons you get for £1 at the zoo. Or
I don't
something.
think that can be right, health and safety wise. I don't think that can be healthy.
I think if we get him to sign something, which I will,
Okay.
I think we'll cover
It'll be fine.
ourselves.
But yeah, certainly we're thinking of maybe making it a bit like, is it Tea in the Park? The,
Yeah.
Capital FM.
Yeah,
event,
the
you know.
big
We
event.
could get sort of Steps, at least H from Steps can come down and
Yeah.
host the event.
I mean, I don't mind comparing it. Steve's gonna do. Steve's learning to sort of like scratch and mix and beat match, and you're getting pretty.
I'm making a lot of progress, yeah. I'm
You
going on.
you are going to be a turntablist.
Yeah.
Steve never learnt an instrument, which he regrets. And he's a modern lad, and he's using turntables as his instrument.
I just got 2 turntables and a microphone, and so far, I mean, seriously, I'm cutting it up big style. No, don't laugh, because it is mental, the sort of kind of stuff I'm coming out with. And I'm scratching, I've got the beats, matching.
Can you imagine that?
Shut up! It's that.
No, if-
look at the Chemical Brothers, for goodness sake. If you're talking about freaks, look at those weirdos. Man alive!
At least you cut your hair at Gavin.
You know that the
whatever it's called.
they used to kind of at least faintly appear in their videos. The recent one is just some shots of like what you see from outside a train. To them, that is more glamorous and exciting, apparently, than seeing the lads themselves in the video.
Who do you think's cooler to look at, Steve or the Chemical Brothers?
Steve.
Definitely, yes, you're absolutely right, Karl, and that's the first sensible thing you've said for a long
If I
time.
was to work with Steve on some music,
Yeah.
if I had the choice, I think Steve would look better on a album cover.
Really?
Yeah.
What would you do? Would you change him at all? What would you do with his image?
I'd put him in the distance, so
I can't believe this is.
no, just so you don't look as tall. That's doing you a favour.
You know, I was on the. This is true. I was on the on the tube, right, coming in to meet Gervais the other day, and I was wearing a suit, and my mobile phone slipped out of my pocket, and it landed on the seat, and I didn't realise this. And as I was about to get off, some bloke who was sat there like an old guy, he picked up the phone. He went, "Oi, lanky, you dropped your mobile phone." And I was like, "Well, I thank you for pointing out I dropped my phone, but did you have to do the lanky?"
But you knew who he meant. I bet you turned round straight away. It worked.
Knew he meant
Yeah,
Steve.
but-
He's done you again.
But I was the only person stood up. It was a fairly empty train.
Was there any other lanky people there?
No.
Well then.
No, but my point was there was no one else at all who was about to exit the train.
Okay, so he didn't need Lanky.
He could have gone, excuse me, sir, or oi you, anything but oi lanky.
I know.
It's that thing, though, isn't it? That's what I'm talking about. You say the thing that you don't want to say. It's like me with Ken Dodd and Will.
I think he wanted to say this.
Oh, well.
I think he took pleasure in it.
I think he went, that bloke's lanky. I shouldn't say that. Yeah, I should. Oi, Lanky.
What's
you
he
dropped
gonna
your phone. Yeah. Do you want your phone back or not?
But this balloon thing, anyway, it's got a bit out of hand.
Why has it got out of hand? What are you worried
It's
about?
funny. I just want to. I want to sort of like tie them all to the back of your belt. So as you go up there, you sort of tip forward slightly, so you're going up slightly upside down.
We could paint some advertising on your bald head.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, we'll do that, Lanky.
That'd be great.
Here he comes.
No, I mean, last week it was just a bit of fun about going like, just lifting my feet off the ground.
No.
And that's a big difference to what it's got now.
No, okay, I'll tell you what, we'll do 100 feet in the air, and I'll hold on to the rope.
But we'll do it at Wembley Arena and we'll sell tickets. But it'll be for charity, Carl.
No,
It'll be
no,
for charity.
No, we'll have lots of underprivileged kids coming along to see
It's
it, you
just got out
know.
of hand. It's like, you know, I like karaoke, but I wouldn't want to go on Stars in the Rise.
Sure.
And it's got out of hand. That's how it's grown too big. I don't.
Who
like
would you
it.
do if you were on Stars in the Right?
I'd do that.
Moby?
That Jack the Knife song. I love
Jack the Knife.
Old Mac Heath. That one, yeah?
Yeah.
It's Mac the Knife.
that. That's what I do.
But which
He'd do a hip hop version.
but which of the many singers would you impersonate? You can't. It's not the song, is it? It's the singer.
You could do Jimmy Somerville, I think, quite well.
Yeah, Somerville you'd be good at.
Moby. Did Morph bring out a
I
single?
don't think Morph did.
Didn't he?
No, I'm not sure. I
Sure,
don't
didn't
think
he have
so.
a theme tune? Did Morph? Phone in if you think Morph.
Morph didn't speak, Rick. Let
Didn't
him
he?
sing.
Morph hardly had any features.
True.
Right.
Express 2 featuring David Byrne, Lazy, XFM 104.9, Quarter to 2, I'm Ricky Gervais, Steve's Got the Sun.
Yes, I'm
He's
just
we're just going to be doing White Van Carl, where we ask Carl the questions the Sun asked some other bloke.
That's right.
Because we think Carl's got more to say than anyone on anything. Carl only tells the truth, by the way. Just remember that, listeners. Off you go.
Yes, well, today's White Van Man in the Sun is John Slade. He owns his own door maintenance company. His answers are very informative, I have to say. But, Carl, what do you make of the Channel 4 producer, aged 30, who duped a school into believing he was a teenager for a documentary? Are you familiar with this story?
No, go on.
Well, basically, a 30-year-old guy kind of fooled the school into thinking he was a pupil for a secret documentary. The school's outraged. Do you think that that's for you? You know, should anything go when it comes to making TV?
I think I've said to you before. There's loads of kids at my school. I remember being in the first year, and kids who what year do schools go up to? I was in the first year. What is it?
11.
5?
Oh, sorry, first year of infants and juniors.
No, secondary school.
11.
Right, year 11. Kids
No.
have beards and
No,
stuff.
not year 11. They're 11 when they first go to secondary school.
Right. Well, I'm 11. The kids at the older end.
Well, there's the
Well, it
fifth
depends.
form, and then
You
there's
can
the
leave
sixth
when
form.
you can
Right.
leave when you're 16, I think, can't you now?
Right. Well, kids who were 16
Yeah.
looked old. They did have beards. I remember going there and thinking some of them were teachers.
I think he's answered that. Next one. What's the next one?
Tattoos and everything. I think they're
Uh,
kids in the earlier years even.
what do you make of the fact that Mariah Carey's £38 million payoff has cost EMI staff their jobs, and we're talking 1,800 EMI staff who have lost their jobs?
What do you think of that?
Yeah.
I mean, is that silly money, Mariah Carey, on 38 million?
She doesn't need that much.
She doesn't need that much. She
Well-
has to dress nice, though.
It's not her fault. I'd say it's bad business.
Okay.
Because EMI, did you say?
Yes.
Right. They've got rid of them staff.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey's left. Who's going to do the work?
do you think Mariah should come back and do some temping?
Well, they should have got a loan and paid her.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Vicious circle, that.
Right.
Have you done a business degree, only, have you?
Commerce.
You did commerce. Where did you do that? What did you do with that?
At school, I'd learned how to fill out a cheque, pay a bill, and I think I had a trip round Kellogg's.
Did you get an O level or a GCSE?
We know he didn't.
You know, I did.
But was there a commerce exam, or was it just a division of
Can't
maths?
remember.
What did you do? Fill out a
Was
check?
it a subset of
It was
maths?
an option. It was like, if you want to do it, you can.
What
do
was it? Fill out a check.
Fill
Pay
out
a bill.
Pay a bill.
Have a visit round
Down
Kellogg's.
Kellogg's, and I saw my sister's boyfriend there at the time. He sorted me out with some variety packs.
Really? What was in them?
You know, Rice Krispies and
Good stuff.
Cocoa Pops?
Space Dust or whatever it is.
Space Nuts!
So, sorry, that wasn't Ken Dodd, though. That was someone else, wasn't it? That was an aunt.
Yeah. That wasn't Special K. Oh, dear.
What about this then? Home Secretary David Blunkett admits that muggers rule some streets.
Weird this, because when I was out with you...
I can't believe it's going to be weird, whatever you say,
No,
Carl. Go on.
when we were in that pub that night and we got talking about muggers and that, the tip is, what I tend to do, because I nearly got mugged once, act
You
mental.
what? You nearly got mugged once?
I nearly got mugged.
Yeah.
But I tried this technique of acting a bit mental.
Right, and how did you act mental?
Well, this guy wanted me trainers. And I was in Piccadilly Gardens in Manchester. It was quite late one night. And he come up, he said, I want them trainers. I said, you want them? I said, I worked hard for these. I said, how dare you come to me asking? And I got a bit livid. And he looked at me like, oh my God, he's got a right one here. And he left me.
Were you acting mental, or were you just mental?
No, I put it on a bit.
Were you not petrified, though?
Well, you don't think about it, do you, when you're sort of in the eyes of danger?
Well, not you. Clearly, you're a brave man. So, what did you say?
I just went a bit mad. I just kind of, because he said he wanted the trainers and they were dear ones at the time, and I just, no, you're not having these. I said, I've crafted you. I said, I wanted these trainers.
Yeah.
And went on to tell him how I work at printers and I don't enjoy it, and I put in all these hours and that, and I have to cycle home for about 5 miles. And
Did he give you his trainers?
Yeah.
Did he have a knife or
I
anything?
just left. No, it didn't get that. Didn't get that violent.
Well, that's very brave of you, Carl.
Yeah, it's
That's good
good.
advice, though. Just act mental.
See, Watts actually tried it the other night.
Oh, Liza Minnelli.
Yeah.
Well, she says, I've worked hard for these diamonds. Yeah. It's not easy being the daughter of Judy Garland. You don't know what it's like.
Finally, apparently there was a crook that got a security job at Heathrow. Right, he was a crook and he got a job at Heathrow.
Crook.
As robbers steal another £2 million. Apparently security down there is lax.
Yeah.
Is that a concern for you?
Is this another
Yeah.
2 million?
Yeah.
Why is all this money at the airport?
It's those sandwich shops. You know how they're really expensive, the sandwiches in, like, when you're in a plane? They're like £2.50 for tuna, which is ludicrous.
Yeah.
That's basically the reason.
What do you mean, why is all this money at airports?
What is it doing there? Why?
Have a go. No, have a go answering this yourself. Why is anything at an airport?
It's going somewhere.
Or coming in from somewhere?
Yeah, but money you can sort it out through the bank, like phone banks and that.
Have you done commerce? You know a lot about paying bills and writing out checks. Yeah.
Tell us about Kellogg's.
What was it like? What was in the factory? Was it just like squashing bits of corn? And
Pretty boring, really. Just loads of conveyor belts,
Yeah.
boxes of cornflakes everywhere. Just what you imagine.
yeah.
I
So
don't
is
know
it
what
more,
we're meant to
this is
learn
where
from
you
it.
might be working? This is where you're likely to work? if you
Possibly.
leave
There was
school.
2 trips. There was that and the trip to Manchester Evening News.
Okay.
And I left that early because I had a job in Cordon Bleu.
In Kellogg's.
Cordon Bleu, what's that?
It's like a supermarket.
Yeah?
And I had to leave the trip early, and the teacher went mad saying they thought I'd got lost on the, in the building and stuff.
What, you
and it
didn't
caused
tell
a right
anyone?
uproar. No, because it was like day 2 of working in this supermarket, and I couldn't be late. I thought by the time I explain where I've got to go and everything, I'll be even later.
Sure.
So I just left, and then apparently they were searching the building and everything for me.
How old
And I might have
were
been
you?
Stuck in a printer. Don't know.
Stuck in a printer!
I don't know.
What was the printer's name?
You worked at a supermarket called Cordon Bleu.
Cordon Bleu!
brilliant.
That's great, isn't it?
It's rubbish.
Oh.
Got sacked.
You've had
What
some
did you get
amazing-
sacked for?
Messing about in a back in the car park round the back.
Yeah.
Right, there was a grid, and all the concrete had gone funny. So when it rained, you got like a big lake,
Oh, yeah.
right? And I got in. Do you know those big metal trolleys you get to like put all the food in whilst?
Oh,
you
yeah,
And
yeah.
I got in one of them and pushed myself out into this lake.
Of cement.
No,
Of
it
water.
was full
Oh, it
of
was
water
water,
'cause it'd been
right,
raining.
right.
And I got stuck in the middle, right? And the boss was like, "Where's Carl? He's meant to be doing, facing up the beans." And I was like,
And you were
so-
stranded in a lake.
So someone said, I saw him messing about out the back. He came out and saw me stuck in the middle of this lake in a trolley. And he said, get back in. I said,
Would you say, no, I'm filming sharks?
I said, it's too deep. I can't get out. You'll have to pass me something. And he said, I'm not passing you nothing. He said, you can get out of there and walk through it. I said, I'm not. I've got my trainers on, probably the same ones.
Yeah, you've risked
actually.
your life for them.
Yeah. I said, I'm not getting these wet. I said, he said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to wait for the water to go down the grid. He said, the grid's blocked. Now get out or you're sacked. I said, well, I'm not getting out. He said, right, you're sacked.
So you were sacked. How long did you have to wait for the water to go down the
In
grid?
the end, I did get bored, and I sort of did a bit of a leap and a jump and got 1 foot wet.
How long were you waiting?
Maybe about half an hour.
Just think of it. Just think. I mean, how did he get himself into that situation? That's fantastic. Should we play a record?
Oh, definitely. That's
Your
a
choice.
joy. Oh, you're an absolute pleasure. More White Van Man next time on the show. Electric Soft Parade. I keep trying to get the album for free from you, Carl. You've not sorted me out yet. I have to rely on other people to give me different copies
No,
of
I
the
did
different
try.
tracks.
I'll keep trying.
Please do. This is one called There's a Silence, Electric Soft Parade.
Gomez and Shot on XFM 101.9. Sorry, I was going to tell Steve something. Talk amongst yourselves. When you were out there, Johnny Mango phoned up and said to Carl, come on, when are we going to do this thing? And Carl got all nervous. Right, and he went, you don't want to do it, do you? He said, well, it's going to get out of hand. I just wanted to go as high as a tree. And he went, well, you can. I'll hold you down with a rope. He went, yeah, but he said, but when the crowd are there and they're all screaming higher, I'll feel the pressure and have to go along with it. What crowd? What crowd is this? Higher. No, higher.
We don't live in a medieval era. There's not going to be dancing bears and tumbling midgets. Well, I don't know, that's an idea.
Hold on. If there's anyone got any of those.
Tumbling
Memo.
midgets would be amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Less balloons, cheaper to do.
Oh, you're going
No,
up.
you're
Don't
going
worry
up
about
with
that,
them.
mate.
No, you're going up with them, not just, no.
With a midget under either arm. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, it's time for your the re-education of Karl Pilkington. This week, Karl was studying the life and times of Winston Churchill. What did you make of it, Karl? What did Churchill do for
Right,
you?
well, last week I made a bit of an error with Hitler.
Yeah, you
Go on,
just
why?
Tried
roll
to
with it.
remember too much, and it was way too much for me.
Sure.
So what I've done this week, sort of flicked through, got a few of the basic facts.
Yeah.
And what I've learned, right, bit weird the way all these people have something in common, that they're all a bit weird when they're younger.
Okay.
They've
Go
got
on.
some sort of illness.
Go on.
Well, you know, Rasputin, he wasn't well as a kid.
Yep.
Che Guevara.
Oh, this is Rasputin, the mad monk, wasn't well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Che Guevara.
Asthma.
Asthma, really bad asthma. Hitler, he was
Only
a
one
bit,
ball.
bit mental.
His mother.
He was what, a bit mental? That could be libelous.
Yeah.
And who've we done? And Churchill.
Yeah.
Very
got lost
weak,
there.
very weak child.
Was he?
He only spoke to his dad 4 times in his whole lifetime.
Really?
Yeah, didn't get on with his dad.
Right.
And I think one of the times when his dad spoke to him, he was having a go, saying he didn't do as well in the army as he wanted him to.
Right.
So that's pretty sad bit I picked up of it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So that spurred him on, anyway.
yeah. I'm not going in all the ins and outs. Very important bloke.
Okay.
No, seriously. I mean,
Yeah.
your dad bought the tapes, didn't he?
Yes.
And I can understand why. Because he did change a lot for us. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be sat here now talking like this.
Why?
We could have been German.
Yep.
He didn't let that happen.
No.
Everyone had a go at him, right? When I think it was Chamberlain who was in power,
Yeah.
and he was like saying, "Don't be trusting that Hitler,"
Yeah.
you know. And everyone was like, "Look, stop causing trouble." Chamberlain sorted it out, you know. He sorted out a peace agreement,
Yeah.
and he was like, "No, I don't trust him." And everyone's like, "Oh, you know, you're just causing trouble." You know, everyone else is happy. Then it turned out that Hitler did actually do the dirty,
Yeah.
and try and come over.
I remember he didn't he do some? He started a war. Or
There was a
something,
conflict of some kind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
started a problem, and everyone went, "Hang on a minute, that Churchill knew what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him back in charge."
Sure.
And they got him in, and Hitler was scared of him because he knew that he wasn't going to be having any lies or anything. He couldn't try it on with Churchill.
Yeah.
And,
Especially when he was a little bit pissed up and coked and with
Who
a big
was?
cigar. Churchill.
He wasn't he wasn't doing that.
I think a lot were during the war, in the war cabinet. I think they had to have things to keep him awake all night and stuff. And he
Really?
certainly liked a brandy.
Rick, Winston Churchill was coked up, was he? I mean, sorry, this is something I wasn't aware of.
If there are any historians listening, if I'm wrong, I'm
Was that
very
in the
sorry.
World at War?
No, I don't
Winston
think
Churchill
so.
was
Any
I don't think he
historians or experts on war? Did Churchill and not some of the other people during I think the First and Second World War take a little bit of cocaine.
So when it said that Hitler,
Doctors certainly used to.
Hitler liked cakes, would they be like the funny sort of cakes?
No, he probably did like a little bit of Madeira cake.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably nothing like that. Sorry, carry on.
So, anyway...
you beat the Bosch.
Yeah, did all
Oh,
that.
that's steady on. His personal life's nothing to do with it.
And the most amazing bit is, right, he wasn't fit, and he had a couple of
Well,
strokes.
he's a good-looking bloke in many ways.
No, he had a couple of strokes, but he had a stroke on, say...
See, we've had that. He beat the Bosch. He
we
likes to
talked
have a
about
couple of
beating the
strokes.
Bosch, yeah.
Let's not get into innuendo, Carl. It's stupid.
Right, say he had like a stroke on a Tuesday. He was up and fighting again on a Wednesday.
Really?
He was a strong bloke.
Yeah.
And then he died at about the age of 86 or something.
He's a good lad, wasn't he?
He was really good.
Yeah.
Is he the one you favour most of all the
I'd
ones
say
you
out of all... I mean, Rasputin, I don't understand why he got... Like I said, I don't know why they made a book on him.
No.
He just didn't deserve it.
No.
Che Guevara, you know, he had his time, I suppose, and did a bit good for certain people.
Sure.
Sorted Cuba out.
Yeah.
Doesn't really affect me.
No.
Hitler, I mean, enough said.
Yeah.
Bad bloke. Churchill sorted it all out.
Yeah.
And like I
So
said,
your favourite out of the four of them, the of all those four, is Churchill.
yeah. I think he's
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
I agree. I agree with you. I think.
What I love with your kind of sort of summary of these people's incredible lives is the way that it's almost like I remember in Lookin' magazine. I don't remember Lookin'. It was the Junior
Yeah, I
TV
remember
Times.
Lookin'.
They used to have half a page, which was a comic strip, summarising someone's life. You might have, say, 5 Star, the story of 5 Star,
Yeah.
and you'd have a picture. I always remember the Roger Moore one
Yeah.
was a picture of like Roger's parents. It was like Roger Moore was born in 1930. Picture of Roger's parents. Roger grew up during the war. Picture of Roger running down the street, right?
Yeah.
This is a school kid with a Spitfire coming behind him like it was going to try and shoot him.
Mr. Smith, surely.
Exactly, Mr. Smith, yeah. Roger took up acting. Picture
Yeah.
of Roger acting.
Yeah.
Roger became James Bond. Roger's now a popular, star in his own right, and does a lot of work for charity. Brilliant. It summed up the whole thing in kind of
I think
5
they used to
pictures.
have that in one of the TV Times or the
Yeah, I
Sun.
think they may have
I
done.
remember sort of when it was Tina Turner, born Sarah May Bullock. Then it was Nutbush City Limits. Stop hitting me, Ike.
Yeah.
And then you're simply
Exactly.
the best, and that was it. It was
Exactly.
it was
And
great.
that's very much what the how your summary of great events is.
But I'd say if you didn't know about Churchill, you've learnt a bit today.
I thought so.
Especially-
Can people call in to
yeah.
all these
If you
fellas
want.
taking cocaine?
What's
I
the-
think
what's-
I'm right.
what's the
It's
number?
08700 800 1234.
Yeah.
Give us a call. XFM 104.9.
Did Winston Churchill and various other dignitaries take coke during the war?
During the war, saying up for the war effort, the emergency summits and meetings. I think it was. I think it's been documented. I could be wrong, and let me tell you now, it's not happening today. Wow.
Pete, you're on there.
He's there, isn't he, to save me? For Nancy, XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. I'm getting excited now because we've had loads of calls and emails, not only backing me up, but going a little bit further. Apparently, Johnny Mango called in again. He's become our sort of official researcher on this show. There is evidence that Queen Victoria in Balmoral, with a young house guest, Winston Churchill, used to consume cocaine-filled lozenges. So, there you go. Also, MDMA was a precursor of sort of ecstasy, a derivative, and that was big in the day, giving soldiers, a little pick-me-up. So, it's not so mad, is it?
It sort of
Winston
makes
Churchill
sense
taking
because
cocaine,
he
is it?
was into his speeches and that, and they say that coke gives you sort of, the balls to stand up and say like.
Not that that's a good thing. And
No,
you
it's
should-
not.
No.
Definitely not.
No.
Right, but apparently it makes you confident, doesn't it? So you can stand up and say, we're going to fight them on the beaches
Yeah.
and all that, and sound
Yeah.
like you mean it.
Exactly, yeah. When he was sort of like, a little bit pissed up with his cigar on, coked off his tits, he wanted to fight. He didn't care where it was. He'd fight on a beach. He didn't care. He didn't care if he got sand in his new trainers.
Exactly. He was boozed up.
Yeah, yeah. You want to fight? Yeah, that's why he was coming hard.
He was very much. You got to think of him as the Liam Gallagher of his day.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Bad.
Are we allowed to talk about this? I mean, I don't mean in terms of referencing drugs, but are we allowed to, is this like libelous to Winston Churchill?
One,
Or
you
his
can't
family?
libel the dead.
Yeah, but
Two,
can you-
it's a
is
lot
that
of
only
it-
in America,
We're,
maybe?
I'm asking, and we're not saying, Two, I think you'd probably going to do also a fair comment. Three, we say we were joking.
Yeah.
4, it's a satire.
Yeah. 5, we love him.
5, we're not condoning drugs in any way.
6, this is Dermot O'Leary's show.
I didn't have a go at him anyway. I said he's all right. If there's any law against Rasputin, we might be in trouble.
Law against
against
you did
Rasputin.
willfully Raspute
Yeah.
all over
You
the
did
airwaves.
slag off Russia's greatest love machine.
Yeah. You didn't shoot him till he was dead, did you? Oh, put some poison into
I'll
his
tell you this,
wine.
if there's any other historical questions that people want answered, then we're the men. Because really, with the three of us, our knowledge of the fact that the Hindenburg was filled with helium,
Yeah.
the kind of coke habits and various drug habits of Britain's most famous political leader,
Yeah.
we've got the answers to all of it.
Einstein,
Go on.
I found out in the week that he didn't talk till he was 6. See, it's all these people who are weird.
Churchill couldn't read, could he, till he was about 8 or 9?
Really?
Yeah. So there you go. He got a D in history apparently,
Yeah.
GCSE. Just one better. No, but Karl called me in the week, and he was a little bit stressed because he's had a bad week now. He's got stressed about Hitler and Churchill, and I said, well, we're chill out a little bit, and I'll teach him something a little bit cosier. And I said, what about animals? No, not frightening other animals. You're interested in animals, aren't you?
Yeah.
And he went, all right then. And then he went, okay, here's a question for you, Clever. So there's 3 animals without ears. He said, and I've told you one. And I went, well, that's the snake, because he was talking about the snake. I went, hold on, Carl, there's loads of animals without ears. He went, there's not, there's 3. I went, there's loads. I said, jellyfish, worms, single-cell protozoa, peripherous. But he went, oh, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Animals, proper animals. I went, they are animals. He went, no, proper animals. And I went, do you mean mammals? He went, what are you on about? I said, are these animals, have they got legs, and are they fur-bearing, right? And he went, one is. They've got legs. I went, I don't know, I give up. He went, right, the turtle. I went, right, yeah. And he went, and the bumblebee. He said, that's the one with fur. That's the one with fur. The one, what are you thinking? What is in your head, Carl?
Which has got the most fur, a bee or a turtle?
It's not fur.
What is it?
Well, it's
He's done you there,
it's
Gervais.
pseudo hairs, isn't it? It's like it's a hair. It's a keratin thing. It's not like we have, like mammals grow fur. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not convinced.
So go
when
on,
we say
then.
that, when we say like fur, mammals are warm-blooded creatures.
Yeah.
Often, usually placental. There's a few exceptions, right? That give their milk to their young, nurture their young, and they have fur.
Have you heard about oysters? Oysters. They 1 minute they're a man, then they're a woman, then they're a man again.
Like Eddie Izzard. Now that's libelous. He's a transvestite, could I say? He's not a transsexual. Let's say that straight away. I'm retracting that.
Right, go on then. Give us
What?
some more facts.
No, I've got you Aesop's Fables.
No, but you had some more facts you told me that were dead good. I just wondered if Steve knew them.
What? What do you want to know?
The ones that you read out to me. You had one about the spiky thing.
Go on.
Porcupine.
Give me a clue.
How many spikes has a porcupine got?
Don't know.
How many was it?
I think it was about 10,000. But these aren't the most interesting facts, are they?
It's alright.
It's all right though, isn't it? Yeah. And he went, but how can they say that? You could say that, we've got a certain amount of hairs in our head. I went 100,000 average. You went, yeah, but I haven't. So how do we know that porcupine that they've counted is the same for all of them?
Might have had alopecia.
yeah, he might be a particularly hairy one. You know what I mean? Right, you got to do you know what a fable is? I tried to explain briefly. Do you know what a fable is?
Got a
Carl?
rough idea.
Okay, it's a thing that uses sort of metaphor, analogy, just to explain sort of morals. I mean, they're very old for a start, and it's all. I'll give you an example of one. A quick one. Oh, the one about the dog with 2 bones. He goes to a dog's got a bone. He sees a reflection in the lake, and he thinks, "Oh, that dog's got a nice bone. I'll have that." And as he goes to get that one in the reflection, he drops the one he's got, and that's one about
I think
You
I
happy with your
I
loss?
was told one when I was younger.
Go on.
I think it was one. This young lad, he's got a dog, right, and he sort of is about 8 years old, and this dog, he's had it since he was about 4, and it's a bit tired now, and it chucks sticks for it, and it doesn't go for it, and he's saying to his mum, "Oh, I want a new dog because this one's useless. It doesn't do what it doesn't have any fun with me." So they say, oh no, but Rover's a good little dog, you should look after it. And he's like, oh, I don't like it, I want a new one. So they buy him a new puppy, and it's running around, yapping about, and he's loving it, and he's playing around with it in the grass. And then one day he goes to the park, and he's messing about and rolling about with it, and he falls into the lake, right? And the little puppy's like yapping at him, and he's going, help me, little dog's yapping. And then the old dog comes and gets his collar, and it pulls him out of the lake. And he goes, oh, God, why did I forget about you? You're the better dog. And he loved that one again rather than the puppy.
I got a feeling that was Lassie.
Well, yeah, that was an episode of Lassie. What's the moral? What's the moral there, Carl? What's that telling? What's that explaining through analogy?
Sort of, don't forget the old.
Look after old people. I remember there was one I heard once about a young boy who got trapped in a lake inside a cage.
But he loved his trainers so much.
He wasn't going to get them wet.
But
even though he had to get out there,
and even though he thought that was the important thing because it's material value, he actually drowned, and the trainers were no good to him then. Hives, hate to say, I told you so. Now I want to clear a couple of things up. Obviously, me and Steve, we love Carl. This is the things we give Carl to read and talk about. It's not to embarrass him or stress him out at all. We genuinely like his view of the world.
Yep.
In fact, we did an interview yesterday with a bloke from the Standard who really liked the show and said, do you like Carl? Because you take the piss out of him a lot. We just like to say, we love Carl. I said to that bloke, I said, it's like I've got a new kitten. I can't wait to get in and see his little face on Saturdays, didn't I?
Yes.
And I think I'm worried because I thought I'd give Carl something he was really get his teeth into with these Aesop fables. It involves animals and little stories. But I've given him a couple, and he doesn't seem to be that impressed or understand the concept.
It's just that you said you'd bring in an animal fact book as well, and I can't see that anywhere.
No, well you can only read one book at a time, can't you?
Why didn't you bring the other one in first?
Well, it's big. I've got to work my way up to it. I'll probably have to get a cab because it's a bit big. Now listen, I'll give this one. This is an easy one. Now just think, right? Think just what it means. They're not that hidden. They're not that cryptic. Just think what this means, okay? Okay. When the hares addressed a public meeting and claimed that all should have fair shares, the lions answered, "A good speech, hairy feet, but it lacks claws and teeth such as we have."
How would you use that?
No. What do you think that means? This is translated from the Greek or something. I don't know. It was Aesop. Where's he from?
Greek.
Yeah. So shall I do it in my own language? Okay. So what would happen if there's hares and they have a meeting in the jungle with like loads of lions and go, hey, hold on, wait a minute. I think we should all be equal and share everything, all right? And the lions go, well, yeah, it's easy for you to say. We've got claws and teeth.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's saying like, of course the hares want that because it's better for them. The lions get nothing out of it because they're already king of the jungle.
That's right. So it's negotiating from weakness. Anyone can negotiate from strength, but negotiating from weakness is it's be lovely. It's a lovely utopian look at the animal kingdom.
But the way you said it is better than the way they worded it.
Well, that's because Ricky's very much the modern Aesop. I mean, many people have thought that. That's why he's getting a lot of awards with the TV show. For him, that's a favourite.
So look, I'll take that home and read ones you like and tell me about the ones you like, ones that click. I don't care if you only come in with like one or two. Go, I'll tell you what, Rick, there's one thing that I've learnt from that. Because sometimes you can know all these phrases, and until something happens, you don't think, everyone's heard, to err is human, to forgive divine. And then something, might happen, and you go, oh, that's what that means, that's amazing. So,
Do you know any, Steve, offhand?
What's that?
A fable.
Well, I would imagine that the most famous one I've always remembered is the lion with the thing in its hoof. Do you remember that?
Paw.
The lion, yeah, with the spike in its paw, and a smaller animal gets it out for it, but it still attacks it anyway.
Well, that's life, isn't it?
Well, I read one the other day, actually, which was very interesting. It was one that the famous film director Orson Welles said.
Oh, yeah?
Which he said, apparently there was a bear going across a lake, wading through the lake, and a scorpion said, well, let me go on your back, will you? Come on, just let me go on your back, we'll go across, it'll be brilliant. He goes, well, no, you'll just sting me. You go, don't be stupid, if I sting you, you'll die, and we'll both drown. And he goes, oh, fair enough.
Who was doing the stinging?
The scorpion.
Scorpion.
Right, okay.
and the bear's wading through the water.
Yeah.
So the scorpion jumps on the back, and they wade through the water, and halfway across, the scorpion stings the bear. And the bear goes, well, we're both going to die now. He goes, yeah, it's my nature.
I thought he was going to say, I can swim.
Oh, you're the best.
What's the one about?
Does that mean anything to you? It's my nature, i.e., that's in my nature.
That's the way it is.
That's what I do. Yeah, I'm a scorpion. Yeah, one of my favourite ones.
These don't mean anything to you, do they? I mean, what I'm
The
saying is
little
you're not impressed by them.
They're all right.
What about
Why
this?
not
What about
just
this
say
one?
Don't trust
Wait,
bears or
here's
whatever?
one of my favourites. What?
He said, well, why not just say, don't trust bears?
The bear's the one that was too trustworthy. Don't trust scorpions.
Yeah.
Right, here's one of my favourite ones of all time, okay? A lion is dying, he's an old lion, he's in the front of his cave, and all the animals come around, like the foxes and the hyenas, and the rabbits, and they're all taking the piss out of him, and they're laughing at him, and they're laughing at him, going, you can't fight us now, and just before he dies, he goes, fine, but I was a lion once. What does that mean?
Don't know.
Well, he's saying it's better to have lived and had what I had, because I was great, if only for a short time, and you lot are still alive, but you're nothing. You're rabbits and hares. I was a lion once, so I'm
Are they
happy.
always using animals for these stories?
Well, yeah, I could change it to refrigerators and household appliances if it would make it help, but animals,
I remember the one about being ill a lot, and you say something about
go on.
if you keep doing that, if you keep having time off, I won't believe you.
That's the boy who cried wolf. Is
Yeah.
that right? Yeah. Do you know that
Yeah.
one?
Have you heard the
I'm
famous
not-
one? This is possibly the most powerful one. When you're pulling a face, and they say, well, if you
Wind
keep doing
sticks.
that, the wind changes.
I've
You'll
heard
stay
that.
like that. Because you know that's
That's
scientifically proven.
That is.
That can happen.
That can happen.
Should we have hip hop hooray? Are
Yeah.
you queued up for that?
No, but go on. You.
Carl, sort it out, mate.
I was gonna.
No, come on, this is what I asked you to play, mate. If you've not, you're getting too big for your boots now with your showbiz lifestyle. You're not paying
Yeah.
attention, are you? You're not playing
Yeah.
the record if we want you to play it.
Heat magazine's favourite.
Yeah. Okay, so,
Oh, you dropped that, you've embarrassed
That's
yourself.
clumsy.
Oh.
With the big
I
name
can't
DJ,
believe you're
Dr.
not.
Fox doing
Oh, fables are great.
it. He's not impressed, is he,
No,
really?
I am. I mean, once I take this book home tonight and that,
Yeah.
have a read, I might change my mind on them next week.
You're coming all stressed. and
I'm not impressed with the ones you've been talking about. I must admit.
Okay.
Okay,
Sure.
this album is by this group Nerd, who are big hip-hop and R&B
Oh,
producers in the States.
yeah.
We've played a track from them in the past, Bobby James. This album's been re-recorded, I don't know why exactly, with live instruments. You don't get many R&B and hip-hop records now with live instruments, so it's pretty...
It's all computers, isn't it, Steve, these
That's true
days, and
enough.
drum machines.
And there is a forthcoming single. I suspect it might be this track, Rockstar. I'm not going to play that. I'm going to play track 2, Things Are Going to Get Better.
No order, here to stay. Sadly, we're not here to stay, Steve. We've only got about 2 more minutes.
That's true enough.
Yeah?
Well, I think that's just time for some interesting facts that Johnny Mango, our researcher from loosecontrol.com, has emailed us. A few familiar ones, favourite ones of yours, I think.
Go on. Any ones I don't know, though?
I think you know this one, don't you? A pig's orgasm lasts for 30 minutes.
I know. And a pig can't actually look directly up. What
can look
thoughts are
directly
after
up.
30 minutes of coming?
No, absolutely.
Daddy, be careful here.
That's incredible.
Remember what happened to Tom Bins? Go on.
Humans and dolphins are the only species that have sex for pleasure.
Bonobos do as well. They've rediscovered, which is a
Bonobo?
yeah,
What's a bonobo?
a chimpanzee, like a chimpanzee.
Right.
So, yeah. So it's 3 now.
Can't believe dolphins are getting
They're
more
3.
action than me.
They're all at it now. Dolphins get yeah.
Polar bears are left-handed.
Yeah.
Which
True,
is
yeah.
extraordinary. I
Yeah.
don't quite know how they work that out. Did they give them spelling tests? Or writing tests?
Oh yeah, they probably just do it. It's probably the paw they use to hide up the black nose during a hunt.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. Some lions mate over 50 times a day.
Yeah, not every day of the year.
Okay, they don't do that every day.
No.
Okay, because
No.
again, I'm worried.
No.
They start, I didn't think that dolphins...
What day of the year do
couldn't
you do
measure.
it 50 times? What is it? It's coming up to it. It's April, isn't it? You'd like to get out there.
I have a special day, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we could coincide that with the balloon event. It'll just be me quietly humping in the corner. Volunteers, welcome to email now, and all the proceeds go to charity.
If you are a desperate lioness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Butterflies taste with their feet.
I didn't know that.
Interesting.
I didn't know that.
That is interesting.
But they don't eat much, do they? Because they only live a day.
Good point.
They wouldn't need to eat.
An ostrich's eye is bigger than its brain.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
extraordinary.
That is, yeah.
And the
But Carl, how big are your eyes?
cruel. Finally, I think we've discussed this before, haven't we? A cockroach will live 9 days without its head before it starves to death.
Yeah, that's only because it can't get water and food. Yeah, it would be quite happy going around doing its normal things.
Yeah.
I mean,
Probably to work.
If you're just as good without your head as with your head,
May as well not have a head.
I don't see the point. Well, that was thanks to Johnny Mangler there of what's his website called? Who's turned into a sort of volunteered researcher.
Yeah.
He's very fast. very quick.
Losecontrol.com. Can I just say as well, we've had lots of emails from different people just saying they enjoyed the show and offering little tidbits and things. Nick Wilson, Sarah and Lauren, Ken, Dan, Jane, she wanted some Ash, we didn't play Ash, never mind.
Oh.
Lee, Jez, Derry, there's loads of people there.
Well, I'm gonna again. We were talking earlier about you not caring about being like a geek or a freak or
right,
not
it's not.
trendy. No, I'm just saying.
I am trendy, I am.
And I know, yeah. And I'm going to play a bit of an easy listening. I apologise to those people who still tune in and expect to hear 2 hours of new metal or gorillas. And this is a very old-fashioned, lovely tune. It's Bread. I hope you enjoy it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Bread.
Bread.